Chapter 2121 Heaven, Envy Immortal Gu. 2121 Heaven, Envy Immortal Gu. From Du Xiao's corpse, an immortal Gu floated up and appeared on his chest. This immortal Gu seemed like it was made of crystals, it looked like a flea and was as large as a fist, curling up into a ball and staying completely silent. This immortal Gu allowed a mortal like Du Xiao to exert influence on the tribulation. Li Xiaobai cleaned the battlefield of loot, he naturally found this immortal Gu. To activate immortal Gu, immortal essence was normally needed. But there were exceptions that did not face such a limitation. It seems that this peculiar immortal Gu can be activated by immortal. Su Qihan said. This immortal Gu is very uncommon, let me check. Imperial Minister Su looked at this immortal Gu with a peculiar expression and used his information path methods. Profound Literature Grotto Heaven was an information path Grotto Heaven, it focused on collecting and accumulating information. Even though Profound Literature Grotto Heaven was physically secluded, it had not dared to isolate itself from the world, it still maintained contact with the outside world. And Imperial Minister Su was an important person of the Imperial Court, with his authority, he could gain access to much of the Imperial Court's secret information. Soon, he got the answer. This is Heaven's Envy Immortal Gu. Heaven's Envy Immortal Gu. This was the first time that Su Qihan had heard of this. Imperial Minister Su explained. Heaven's Envy Immortal Gu is a Heaven Path Immortal Gu. There are other similar Gu like Heaven's Rage Immortal Gu, Heaven's Sorrow Immortal Gu, and others. This type of Heaven Path Immortal Gu cannot be activated even by a rank 9 Venerable. Father, you must be wrong. We saw Du Xiao activate this immortal Gu with our own eyes to create trouble for husband. Su Qihan retorted. Imperial Minister Su shook his head. I'm not done yet. Immortal Gu like Heaven's Envy is quite special, it can resonate with emotions of envy and jealousy to activate itself. But the price to use it is huge, often requiring lifespan. Thus, Du Xiao turned from a young man to a middle-aged man, before becoming an old man. Su Qihan was dazed, she could not help but think of U003C U003C The Legends of Ren Zhu 003E U003E, saying, I remember that in U003C U003C The Legends of Ren Zhu 003E U003E, there are similar records. Don't tell me Strength Gu and Wisdom Gu are also Heaven Path Gu worms. Imperial Minister Su smiled faintly. I am not sure about that either, even though U003C U003C The Legends of Ren Zhu 003E U003E states that Heaven Path Gu worms cannot be used by any Gu cultivator. The most famous example is Fate Gu. You've both seen the fight during the Fate War yourselves. Su Qihan pouted unhappily, thinking, I thought that this immortal Gu would be useful to Xiaobai, but to think that it is a Heaven Path Immortal Gu. This immortal Gu requires envy and jealousy to activate on its own, but my husband is someone with great personality, a noble and special individual in this world, how can he have such emotions? And the price of using it is too high as well, the lifespan needed is too much. Imperial Minister Su saw his daughter's disappointment, he smiled and said, Xiaobai, this Heaven's Envy Immortal Gu is yours. As for how to deal with it, that is your matter. If you offer this Gu to the Imperial Court, according to the rules, you will be compensated. Su Qihan's eyes shined with bright light. Li Xiaobai pondered, can I exchange for an information path Immortal Gu? Imperial Minister Su had a difficult expression, that. Su Qihan coyly grabbed Imperial Minister Su's sleeves. Father, our Heaven's Envy Immortal Gu is rank 7, we will take the loss and just exchange for some rank 6 information path Immortal Gu. Imperial Minister Su flicked his daughter's forehead as he said jokingly, you silly lass, you're looking down on the Imperial Court. Do you think Gu Immortals are so stupid? Even if a Heaven Path Immortal Gu is rank 8, it has little actual value, it is far inferior to a rank 6 information path Immortal Gu. For her lover's sake, Su Qihan did not give up. Father, you are the current Imperial Minister. Imperial Minister Su sighed, what else could he do, this was his beloved daughter. I'll think of a way and find a chance for Xiaobai. He answered. Su Qihan smiled brightly, pressuring, Father, I am sure that you can succeed. Imperial Minister Su smiled bitterly, little girl, I've never seen you so confident in your father before. Li Xiaobai was calm all along, he thought, father-in-law has many political rivals and enemies, if I ask him to get an immortal Gu exchanged from the Imperial Court, he would face many obstructions, the chance of success is low. Even if he succeeds, he will lose a lot of his political power and bargaining chips, that is not a wise act. Thinking of this, Li Xiaobai said, "Father-in-law, Han no hurry in giving it up. I'll try to put this Heaven's Envy Immortal GU up in Treasure Yellow Heaven and see if anyone wants to buy it." Imperial Minister Su nodded. "That is a good idea, but Xiaobai, don't be too optimistic about it. Even though Heaven Path Immortal GU are rare, nobody can directly use them, this is a well-known fact. Who would use their own useful Immortal GU to exchange for an unusable Heaven Path Immortal GU? Su Qihan sighed. "That is true." Li Xiaobai nodded. "I'll just give it a try." Imperial Minister Su advised. "Don't dwell on it, putting an Immortal GU up on Treasure Yellow Heaven requires a continuous fee." Li Xiaobai's expression suddenly changed. "Someone bought Heaven's Envy Immortal GU." "What?" Imperial Minister Su was stunned. Su Qihan called out in joy. "What price did they pay?" Li Xiaobai said with uncontainable excitement. I already made the transaction. They are offering me rank 7 Poem Wall Immortal GU, this is an offer I cannot reject. Li Xiaobai's Immortal Ascension did not have excess heaven and earth chi to refine his vital GU into an Immortal GU. A large part of the reason was due to Heaven's Envy Immortal GU. Li Xiaobai did not have the 10 extreme physiques, he only obtained a high-grade blessed land. But in this transaction, Li Xiaobai obtained his first Immortal GU, and it was rank 7 at that. Imperial Minister Su looked at the Poem Wall Immortal GU in Li Xiaobai's hands, he stared in disbelief. Someone actually bought this Heaven Path Immortal GU. They even offered an Information Path Immortal GU of the same rank. Which fool is this? The fool that Imperial Minister Su spoke of was none other than Gu Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan had always been paying attention to Li Xiaobai's situation. Even though Du Ji Xiao and Heaven's Envy Immortal GU were out of his expectations, Fang Yuan had also not thought of interfering with Li Xiaobai's development, but having an Immortal GU was simply too important to Li Xiaobai. He had to help in this aspect. Treasure Yellow Heaven was a safe place, nobody would be able to investigate the identities of the people undergoing this transaction. With 4 elements square regret blood refinement pool, Fang Yuan had a high success rate in refining rank 8 Immortal GU, not to mention rank 6 or 7. The Time Path clone directly refined Poem Wall Immortal GU and raised it to rank 7. He wanted to create some opportunity to hand this Immortal GU to Li Xiaobai, but to think that he would appear in Treasure Yellow Heaven and sell Heaven's Envy Immortal GU. With such a great opportunity, Fang Yuan immediately grabbed onto it. The transaction ended quickly. Li Xiaobai obtained rank 7 Poem Wall Immortal GU, even though he was only rank 6 and had insufficient cultivation level, this rank 7 Poem Wall Immortal GU was good enough to be his core Immortal GU. On the way back, Imperial Minister Su sighed to himself internally, this Li Xiaobai's luck was simply unrivaled. So this Heaven's Envy Immortal GU is the thing that caused my luck resonance. Fang Yuan obtained Heaven's Envy Immortal GU and found that cooking luck pot was vibrating slightly. After inspecting it, he realized the truth of the matter. Looking at his silver light pillar again, the clouds on the surface had gathered into one, giving one a feeling of congruity. The clouds revolved around the pillar as they moved slowly, not only were they clearly defending it, they were rising up too, clashing with the clouds that were at the peak of the pillar of light. Fang Yuan was deeply shaken. It seems that this Heaven's Envy Immortal GU is the key to dealing with those venerables. Fang Yuan started to use wisdom path methods for deductions, sharp light flickered in his eyes for a long time, afterwards, he started to instill Immortal Essence into Heaven's Envy Immortal GU. Heaven's Envy Immortal GU shook intensely, resisting him stubbornly. But it could not stop Fang Yuan's powerful invasion, it started to falter. A moment later, Heaven's Envy Immortal GU absorbed a portion of the Immortal Essence and spat out a lump of grey smoke. Fang Yuan's eyes shined with immense brilliance. I actually refined a part of Heaven's Envy Immortal GU. Furthermore, I can actually activate a Heaven Path Immortal GU. Is it because of my unrestrained heavenly marks? Fang Yuan's unrestrained heavenly marks had already passed 10,000 in number. Every grotto heaven that he annexed would provide the sovereign immortal aperture with a number of Heaven Path Dao marks, which would be refined by Fang Yuan into unrestrained heavenly marks. Earlier, he used his rank 8 Immortal Essence to forcefully refine Heaven's Envy Immortal GU, he actually succeeded partially. Afterwards, he successfully activated Heaven's Envy Immortal GU. Fang Yuan did not lose any lifespan. Fang Yuan calmed down and inspected it carefully, he found out new information. Even though I can activate Heaven's Envy Immortal GU, I cannot fully utilize it. I have only partially refined Heaven's Envy Immortal GU, I've only barely managed to gain its recognition. Thus, I cannot exert its full strength yet. Fang Yuan's thoughts clashed rapidly. this should be the result of having unrestrained heavenly marks. I am different from everyone else. If I continue gaining unrestrained heavenly marks, will I be able to further refine heaven's envy Immortal GU, or even completely refine it? Wait. Suddenly, a flash of inspiration appeared in Fang Yuan's mind. It was like lightning that pierced the darkness, creating a huge commotion in his mind. At this moment, Fang Yuan's lips became a bit dry. Heaven's envy Immortal GU is a heaven path Immortal GU, fate GU is too. Since I can refine heaven's envy Immortal GU, does that mean that I can refine fate GU and control fate as well? Southern border. Tribulations were raging, while Wu Clan's GU Immortal Wu Zhen controlled the situation. He focused his attention on that chi cocoon. Suddenly, a person shouted from within the cocoon, breaking out of it and creating an immortal aperture, becoming an immortal. It was Wu Ji. In this immortal ascension, not only did she obtain a super-grade blessed land, her vital GU even became an immortal GU. Wu Zhen could feel Wu Ji's aura. He sighed. Wu Ji, you chose strength path after all. Wu Ji had no regret. She laughed. This is precisely the path I seek. And on Shangliang Mountain, Shang Yanfei gathered his children in the same hall. He had died on Yitian Mountain, but because of Fate Gu's destruction, he was revived by Shang Clan's GU Immortals. Right now, he sat on the main seat with blood-red light surrounding his body. Congratulations to Father for succeeding in the immortal ascension. You have surpassed the mortal realm and become a blood path immortal. Shang Chu Niu was the eldest son. He was the first to speak. After that, the rest of his children also congratulated him, including Shang Xinxi. Shang Yanfei waved his hand. Blood path has a poor reputation. Keep the fact that I am now a blood path GU immortal as a secret. I gathered you here today because I want to distribute the family assets now, before I enter closed cultivation. The great era has arrived. I want you all to become immortals too and lead the new tides of this great era. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Less than report chapter greater than so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2122 9 Children Dragon Drawings. 2122 9 Children Dragon Drawings. In the hall, Shang Yanfei sat on the main seat. He wore a black robe, his hair was red like blood, his face was that of a handsome young man. His children were all seated in the hall, gathered together. Under their gazes, Shang Yanfei took out a stack of beast skins. Each beast skin had markings on it, vividly drawing a certain dragon-like beast. At the corner of the skin, there was text written in ink, giving off the dense aura of primitive civilization. These are the 9 children dragon drawings. 1. I had obtained them from a GU Immortal's corpse in my younger days by chance. It is a pity this immortal opportunity is not suitable for me. Even after asking Shang Clan's supreme elders, I could not unravel it. Now, I will pass these 9 children dragon drawings to all of you. I hope you can unravel the mystery and gain your own immortal opportunities. Saying this, Shang Yanfei diverted his gaze from the beast skin, looking at Shang Chu Niu. Chu Niu, come here. He called. Father. Shang Chu Niu left his seat, walking towards Shang Yanfei. Shang Yanfei passed him the first beast skin. This is the Chu Niu drawing. I gave you this name because of it as well. You are the eldest son, you have a dependable nature, I am very assured. This revival is the greatest opportunity in your life, don't let me down. Shang Chu Niu stretched out both hands and received the beast skin. Father, I will do my best and not disappoint you. Yazi, come over as well. Shang Yanfei waved his hand and called his son. From today onwards, broaden your horizon and don't dwell on petty matters, it will benefit you. Yes, I will remember father's teachings. Shang Yazi took the beast skin and returned to his seat. Shang Yanfei called for his children one by one, distributing the 9 children dragon drawings while saying words of encouragement. Shang Xinxi remained seated, she was not called. She observed carefully, realizing that the 9 children dragon drawings had varying beast drawings. For example, the Chao Feng drawing had a divine beast with a noble aura that could not be sullied. The Pu Lao drawing resembled a coiling dragon. The Bai Shi drawing looked like a giant tortoise that could carry mountains and rivers. There was also the Baiyan drawing, it was like a fierce tiger with ferocious aura. There were only 9 beast skin drawings, they were soon distributed, but he had more than 9 children. Shang Yanfei called for Shang Tuohai as well. You have been managing the merchant caravan well. I will give you this entire caravan then. Other than that, I have a water path inheritance, it is the inheritance of a water path immortal. Even though it is largely incomplete, the contents are still worth a lot, I hope you can still continue to work hard in the future. After that, he called for Shang Yifan. This is a rank 5 GU master inheritance, but it has clues to an immortal inheritance. It will be up to you in the future if you try to find it. And finally, Shang Yanfei called for Shang Xinxi. Father. Shang Xinxi walked towards her father. Shang Yanfei sighed. I've already distributed all my wealth, only this house is left. Oh Xinxi, among my children, you are the one who most surpassed my expectations. If you do not mind it, take this house. Once he said that, the hall went into a commotion. His other children looked at Shang Yanfei and Shang Xinxi, they wanted to speak but found that they could not. It was clearly Shang Yanfei's doing. Under everyone's gazes, Shang Xinxi replied with a calm expression, I will thank Father for this gift. After the gathering ended, most of Shang Yanfei's children came together secretly. Sigh, Father actually gave the house to Shang Xinxi. He did not even let us voice our objections. It seems that Father really wants Shang Xinxi to be the clan leader. What should we do? This is too unfair. What did we all get? Some absurd things or broken inheritances. As for that Shang Xinxi, she is going to become the clan leader, she will definitely be nurtured by the clan and become a GU immortal seed. Initially, Shang Yanfei was still a young master, he was suppressed by an alliance of other young masters. He took a step back and abandoned the position of young master of his own accord, becoming an ordinary clansman. During that fallen period, he stayed in this house. Afterwards, when he became the clan leader, he maintained this place as a reminder to himself and later generations. The clan banquets were always held here as a result. Afterwards, when Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing left Qingmao Mountain to roam the world, when they escorted Shang Xinxi to Shangliang Mountain, they were also attended to in this house. Shang Yanfei gave this house to Shang Xinxi, there was deep meaning behind it, it meant that he was giving the position of clan leader to her. Even though Shang Xinxi was already the clan leader for some time, according to rules and customs, she had to be appointed by the previous clan leader, that would leave no flaws for others to criticize. Father is too biased. That's right, he loves Shang Xinxi the most, what can we do? Everyone, are we going to watch this happen? She is merely an illegitimate daughter. HMPH, after I died, all of you are so useless, you actually let her become the clan leader. I did not decide the clan leader, there were instructions from the higher-ups, what can we do? In my opinion, our Shang clan's supreme elders are too muddle-headed. Shang Xinxi and Fang Yuan have a mysterious relationship, I'm afraid the higher-ups are thinking about that too. Everyone's discussions came to a halt. After a moment of silence, Shang Yifan said, Fang Yuan lived on Shangliang Mountain for some time in the past, but what sort of person is he? He is someone who can influence the entire world, why would he care about ants like us? Shang clan's supreme elders are overthinking it, can't they see that even after so many years, Fang Yuan has not helped Shang Xinxi even once? These words injected life into the stale discussion. The remaining children brightened up again. They agreed in unison that Fang Yuan had already forgotten about Shangliang Mountain and everything that happened here, they were simply unwilling to give up on the position of clan leader. Shang Yifan continued to speak, Shang Xinxi has a huge force, but it is not impossible to fight her. We need to work together to win, we can go ahead and split her forces. Shang Yazi snickered, we need to use a multi-pronged approach so Shang Xinxi cannot deal with everything at once. I met with an expert some time ago, if we can get his help, Shang Xinxi will definitely face a lot of problems, her reputation will fall. Days later, the study room's atmosphere was tense. Shang Xinxi frowned as she listened to Shang Biyuli's report, sighing deeply, to think that the situation is so severe, in just a few days, those budding issues have already swept through the entire market of Shangliang Mountain. A few days ago, counterfeit goods started to appear in Shangliang Mountain's GU worm market. These fake GU were identical to the real ones, even if they were used, the effects would be the same. But after some time, they would expose themselves and self-detonate, the buyer would suffer huge losses. These fake GU appeared in Shang clan's market, it greatly affected their prestige. The situation was very severe. Xiao Dai stood beside Shang Xinxi as she said to Shang Biyuli in displeasure, Lord Shang Biyuli, you are in charge of the market. There has to be some time that passed for the situation to develop like this, why did you hold back the information and not report it? Shang Biyuli snorted coldly in anger, I was too useless, I disappointed you, clan leader. The situation is too severe now, I cannot make any amendments, I will resign now, please don't stop me. You, Xiao Dai was dazed from shock, she said, who are you trying to scare? Shang Biyuli looked at Xiao Dai coldly, you are just a servant, I am magnanimous and will not blame you. But clan leader, I am resigning now, please approve of it. Shang Xinxi looked at Shang Biyuli deeply before replying calmly, in that case, I will approve your resignation. Goodbye. Shang Biyuli chuckled as he left. Is he really leaving things as it is? Xiao Dai was stunned. Clan leader, Lord Shang Tuohai seeks your audience. At this time, Xiao Lan reported. Shang Xinxi's gaze flickered for a moment before answering, let him in. Shang Tuohai came into the study room and saw Shang Xinxi's expression, nodding, so you realized it? Shang Xinxi asked, because of the clan leader position. Shang Tuohai, precisely. Shang Biyuli had control of the slave market and had great business, but after your rise, because you did not like such cruelty, you banned the slave trade, causing Shang Biyuli to manage Shangliang Mountain's GU worm market instead. He has already been convinced by them, he is involved in this fake GU conspiracy. This old fiend, Xiao Dai gritted her teeth in anger. Shang Tuohai added, this is not everything, Shang Biyuli is just the first to defect, more will appear soon. Shang Xinxi nodded. And what do you want from this? Shang Tuohai replied plainly, we are both illegitimate children. Even if you fall, I will not become the clan leader. I will rarely return in the future, I will lead the merchant caravan and explore the world, I want to become immortal too. But I cannot rely on the clan, if you become immortal in the future, I hope my act of kindness now will be repaid. I'll remember this. Goodbye. Seeing Shang Tuohai leave, Shang Xinxi had a complex emotion. After leading Shang clan for so many years, Shang Xinxi had developed many abilities and broadened her horizons. From her perspective, among Shang Yanfei's children, Shang Tuohai definitely was top 3 in terms of ability, he was a prime choice in both talent and personality. It was a pity that he lacked opportunities, he did not receive the favor of greater existences. Fate has been destroyed, the great era is here. Countless people are competing and fighting for that chance of immortality. Shang Xinxi sighed to herself internally. Afterwards, like what Shang Tuohai reminded her about. Zhu Ba and Wan Qianshan resigned of their own accord. Xiao Yan got the news that some fire path GU materials he needed were far away, so he went to search for them. Shang Tu, Shang Huo, and Shang Feng also received some information on how to save their ancestor Shang Yanpo. Zhou Quan and Wei Dexin also became, coincidentally ill, they were bedridden. At once, Shang Xinxi was without her capable subordinates, she was alone without external help. Those GU masters who bought fake GU gathered together and started to create problems. Shang Xinxi had to bring Xiao Lan and Xiao Dai to the scene and take control of the situation. These GU worms are all fake, is Shang clan selling fake goods now? Since Shang clan's leader is here, tell us, what will you do? I spent most of my assets to buy a rank 4 GU worm from you, but it turned out to be a fake GU. Shang clan's auspicious festival is held annually, but there are actually fake goods sold to harmless buyers, this is simply unacceptable. And more despicably, even though there are sales going on, the prices were actually adjusted upwards, it ended up being the same price as the market rate. Facing all of the intense rage, Shang Xinxi was still calm as ice. Shang clan will pay all of you back twice the amount of your losses. Just one sentence made the surroundings silent. Shang Yazi and the rest who were watching from the dark became anxious, they started to give instructions. From among the people, someone suddenly shouted, compensation, we demand compensation on the spot. That's right, you give us open promises but use dirty tricks in the dark, this is all Shang clan's ploy. Shang clan is selling fake goods, can we really trust your words? I don't care, your shop cheated us of our hard-earned money, I want to destroy it. The lurking experts within the crowd took action and attacked Shang Xinxi. Shang Xinxi stretched out her hand, using a killer move to protect the shop behind her, she managed to block all of the attacks. Xiao Lan and Xiao Dai were ready to strike but Shang Xinxi stopped them. Light flickered in her eyes as her aura erupted, she activated a battlefield killer move. The killer move pushed outwards, trapping all of the people who caused trouble, the noisy street instantly became silent all of a sudden. So powerful, to think that Shang Xinxi has such hidden strength. Shang Yazi and the rest watched with intense shock. At that moment, they felt like they were looking at their father Shang Yanfei, she had the air of a peak rank 5 expert. One search up 9 sons of the dragon for their in-depth descriptions. The names of some Shang children are also from there. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know less than report chapter greater than so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2123 Xinxi, S Immortal Opportunity. 2123 Xinxi, S Immortal Opportunity. Shang Xinxi had a benevolent nature, but she showed an extremely strong stance now, suppressing the entire situation at the moment. This was the GU cultivation world, experts reigned supreme. Even though Shang Xinxi trapped everyone, she did not punish them, instead, she upheld her promise of paying them twice the amount back. Even though she understood that people were intentionally causing this problem, she did not do anything to these people, she let them off. Shang Xinxi actually released them. HMPH, the excessive benevolence of a woman. To think that she did not make a move, if it were me, I would rather kill them all than let any possible culprit escape. Shang Yazi and the rest discussed in secret, they expressed their disdain to conceal the unease in their hearts. Shang Chuniu had a complex expression, maybe this is the difference between Shang Xinxi and us. This might be the reason why father favors her to become clan leader. Shang Chuniu, what are you saying? Someone immediately rebuked. Shang Chuniu said plainly, you saw it yourselves, Shang Xinxi had strength that surpasses all of us. When she took the role of clan leader, she also stabilized Shang clan's position, all of our businesses made great profits. Even though she stopped the slave trade, our profits only fell for some time before rising again, far higher than before. We need to admit that Shang Xinxi's capability surpasses us. Right now, her reputation of benevolence had already spread widely. Father noticed this and gave the position of clan leader to her. He is not being biased or showing favoritism. Shang Chuniu revived from death. The experience was his precious wealth, allowing him to think more rationally and calmly when situations occurred. But immediately after, Shang Yifan smiled coldly. Brother Chuniu, even if that is true, so what? Whoever becomes clan leader will be nurtured by the clan into an immortal. This is an immortal opportunity. So what if Shang Xinxi surpasses us in ability and character, so what? Are you not going to vie for this opportunity? Shang Chuniu was silent for a while before nodding as he said solemnly, I have to try. After Shang Xinxi released the troublemakers, she went to pacify the shop owners. An elderly man walked to Shang Xinxi shakily as he expressed his gratitude, if not for clan leader's appearance, I would have gotten into trouble. Sigh, it was because my vision was blurred and I lost my cool to greed, I believed in rumors and bought some cheap goods. To think that they were all fake. Xiao Dai pouted. You're an old man, you've been in Shangliang Mountain for so many years, this shop has been managed by you for so long, how can you be so short-sighted? The old man looked ashamed. Xiao Dai, Shang Xinxi expressed her understanding, the GU cultivators living here are also not having it easy. If it were me, I would want to earn more for my business, this is a logical thing. Xiao Dai snorted as she looked at the old man. Old fellow, you were lucky to have met my young miss. Make sure you use your vision in the future, don't go after cheap gains, do you understand? Yes, I understand. The old man quickly replied. Young miss, let's go, seeing these people makes me angry. If they were not after cheap gains, why would the market be flooded with fake goods? Xiao Dai turned around and looked at Shang Xinxi. But the elderly man spoke. Clan leader, please wait. Shang Xinxi asked, is there anything else? The old man spoke in trepidation. I'm ashamed, I'm truly ashamed. I bought such a large batch of fake goods, they cannot be sold anymore. But if I destroy them, it would be a huge loss. Clan leader, didn't you say you will compensate us? What? Xiao Dai heard these words and exploded. She pointed at the old man's nose and shouted, old fellow, do you know no shame? You made a mistake while our clan leader defended you, yet you know no gratitude and even want to extort us. Xiao Lan was also disgusted by such behavior. She added, you are already so old but your actions are truly despicable. Must all your losses be shouldered by our Shang clan? Even throughout this entire world, is there such a logic? But Shang Xinxi stopped her two servants. She looked at the old man and the sellers behind him. Shang Xinxi's tone was still calm as before. Old sir, thanks for reminding me. As the Shang clan leader, I will not go back on my promise. Since I agreed to double the compensation, I will do my best to follow it. You can get twice the compensation for the fake goods you imported. Thank you, clan leader. Clan leader, you are the kindest clan leader I've ever seen. Clan elder, you saved my entire family, without this compensation, we would be forced out of our homes. All of the GU masters spoke, some teared up, some knelt on the ground, kowtowing to Shang Xinxi. Let's go. Shang Xinxi brought her two servants away, arriving at the entrance of the street. The two servants were very indignant. Xiao Dai grumbled. Young miss, you are just too kind. Not only did you release those troublemakers, you even compensated them twice the amount. Xiao Lan also said, Young miss, I know you are kind-hearted and pity those people. But be it buyers or sellers, there are bad people among them. By compensating them all together, we have fallen into the culprit's schemes. They want to expend our primeval stone reserves. Shang Xinxi nodded. Those are just primeval stones, we can still earn them back in the future even if we lose them now. But if Shang clan's reputation is ruined, then we will need to spend a lot of effort and time to rebuild it. If I mined these primeval stones instead, I would fall into the culprit's trap. The loss of primeval stones is not important, Shang clan's reputation is a bigger problem. I will not be a proper clan leader after all. They can use this excuse to take me down from the position of clan leader. Shang Xinxi spoke warmly and calmly, she showed no anxiety, giving people a feeling of peace. The two servants understood after this. Xiao Lan said in admiration, so that is it. Young miss, you are really amazing, you see things so clearly. Xiao Dai pouted. Young miss is right, but this matter is too infuriating. That old man might not be a bad person, but he is taking advantage of us to earn a profit now. Why are they not going after the culprit who caused them a loss, instead trying to bully us good people? If Lord Fang Yuan were here, he would beat these people till they piss themselves. They would not dare to get up from the ground. Who would dare to bully us? Xiao Lan stared at Xiao Dai, stomping on Xiao Dai's foot. Xiao Dai jumped from the pain, sticking out her tongue and apologizing to Shang Xinxi. Sorry young miss, I spoke out of line. Ever since Fang Yuan's and Lu Weiyin's battle when he was hit by the killer move, 3 lifetime dreams reform a chosen one. After Shang Xinxi returned to Shangliang Mountain, each time she heard of Fang Yuan's name, she would fall into agony and sadness uncontrollably. Thus, the name Fang Yuan started to become taboo around Shang Xinxi. On the way back, the three of them were silent. After reaching the end of the street, Xiao Lan said, Young miss, Lord Zhou Quan and Wei Dexin have been sick for a long time, let's go visit them and see how they are feeling. Xiao Dai gave Xiao Lan a thumbs up secretly. They tried to divert Shang Xinxi's attention to other matters instead. Shang Xinxi nodded. You are right, let's go visit them. The three of them arrived at Wei Dexin's accommodation. Stop right there, who are you, why are you acting so suspiciously? Xiao Dai found someone suspicious at the entrance. The suspicious GU cultivator looked at Shang Xinxi and his expression turned grim, but he was relaxed internally, knowing that Shang Xinxi was a benevolent person. He answered, I am Wu Clan's GU master, I am here to send a letter to Lady Wei Dexin. Xiao Dai's expression changed as she looked at Shang Xinxi. Young miss, oh no. Lady Wei Dexin must have gone to Wu Clan after seeing this terrible situation. Shang Xinxi knocked on Xiao Dai's head. Don't spout nonsense, Sister Wei is not such a person. She is the sister of Wei Shenjing, it is not strange that they exchange letters. Come inside with me. Shang Xinxi let that Wu Clan GU master leave. She entered the house, seeing Wei Dexin who was bedridden. Wei Dexin had obviously found out about the conflict that occurred earlier. She handed an information path GU worm to Shang Xinxi the moment they entered, but Shang Xinxi smiled and did not receive it. Wei Dexin explained. Those people have outstanding methods, they schemed against Zhou Quan and I, causing us to be bedridden. But I will not falter so easily. I sent a letter to my brother and asked for his help. Xiao Lan was overjoyed. That's great. Lord Wei Shenjing is known as the counterfeit master. His ability at creating counterfeit goods is well known in southern border. If he can help us, we will definitely be able to solve this predicament of the fake goods. Shang Xinxi smiled. Not long ago, in Sun Moon Sinkhole, I met with Wei Shenjing and we chased after the demon Kong Ritian. Wei Dexin sighed. Back then, Wei clan was plotted against by Shang clan, who was the mastermind. My brother was forced to roam outside, he had to join Wu clan to preserve his life. He bore hatred towards Shang clan and did not understand why I chose to join you. But he sent this letter to praise your character and morals. He sighed in admiration and said he understood my action. It is a pity he is busy now. Wu clan's clan leader Wu Ji has succeeded in her immortal ascension, she nominated my brother recently. Wu clan is focusing on promoting external elders, they want to make outsiders their Wu clan external GU immortals. My brother is facing a test now, he can only explain the situation to us but he cannot come personally. Ah, Xiao Lan and Xiao Dai looked at each other in deep disappointment. Shang Xinxi continued to smile. It is truly a great fortuitous encounter for Brother Wei, if he loses this chance, he will regret it for life. Even though I am facing a problem, I cannot hold back Brother Wei from his great opportunity. After all, any competition to become immortal is filled with danger and difficulty. If Brother Wei needs help, we must lend him a hand. Clan leader, you are truly a great person, it is a pity I cannot help you. Wei Dexin sighed. Sister Wei, I still need to thank you. But you are currently injured, don't trouble yourself with this. Go ahead and recuperate, I have already gotten a solution for this problem. Shang Xinxi's smile expanded. Wei Dexin looked at her while sighing internally in her heart. She had a deep understanding of Shang Xinxi, she knew that this expression meant that Shang Xinxi had no countermeasure or solution currently. This situation was quite problematic, Shang Chuniu and the rest had cooperated. If this problem was not properly resolved, it might really affect Shang Xinxi's position as clan leader. Shang Yanfei passed the clan leader position to Shang Xinxi, but there were rules in the righteous path. If Shang Xinxi was chased out of this position, Shang Yanfei, who had already exercised the role transfer, could not intervene to defend her anymore. Shang Xinxi cannot save herself now, but she does not want to trouble me, so she said those words. Wei Dexin understood this, she smiled. Since clan leader has a solution, I will rest at ease, I am going to recuperate now. You should. Shang Xinxi smiled and said. Leave now, don't disturb my recuperation. Wei Dexin waved her hand, she knew that Shang Xinxi's time was pressing, she did not want to waste her time. The trio was chased out just like that. After leaving Wei Dexin's place, they went to visit Zhou Quan. Zhou Quan said, I've already learned of the matter that happened. Clan leader, you did the right thing. In the past, I would not be able to see it clearly. But after these years, I've learned much from Steward Zhou and Sister Wei. Shang Xinxi said humbly. Zhou Quan looked at Shang Xinxi. Initially, he was forced by Fang Yuan to become Shang Xinxi's subordinate and help her. But gradually, he noticed Shang Xinxi's nature and was shocked that there was such a person in the world. If Shang Xinxi was mindlessly benevolent, Zhou Quan would look down on her and leave. But Shang Xinxi had a perceptive nature despite her poor cultivation talent, she grew rapidly under Zhou Quan's and Wei Dexin's guidance, rising to the next level. Now, not only did she have strength, she could even manage the entirety of Shang clan. Zhou Quan was pleased at her growth while also feeling admiration. Because Shang Xinxi had a consistent demeanor, she had her own bottom line. Her kindness and benevolence had never wavered because of the darkness and cruelty of the world. In contrast, from the cruelty and sadness she had seen, she noticed the pity and agony behind them, affirming her heart of kindness. This was something that was very rare. Before leaving, Zhou Quan reminded them, even if you pay them double, you can only lessen the problem, you cannot solve its root cause. The problem is the fake goods after all, you need to find the source and put a stop to it. You also need to find out the rest of the fake goods in the market and remove them. After these two problems are resolved, you will be able to truly get past the problem. At night, in the other room, Xiaolan and Xiao Dai had fallen asleep. But Shang Xinxi looked at the fake GU on the table as she showed an expression of worry. She smiled to herself soundlessly. To prevent the rest from worrying and because of her clan leader responsibilities, Shang Xinxi had always acted confidently. Only when she was alone would she show her true emotions. At this moment, she was like a delicate flower facing an impending storm, it was truly heart-aching to see her expression. She was helpless against the fake GU in front of her. The truth was, she had already done her best to get this far. In the silent night, she let out a deep and helpless sigh. Clan leader, why are you sighing? From within the fake GU, light shined and gathered into the image of an old man. Shang Xinxi had a surprised expression, because this old man was the shop owner who asked her for compensation earlier. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Less than report chapter greater than so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2124 Admiring Fang Yuan. 2124 Admiring Fang Yuan. Seeing the old man's appearance, Shang Xinxi thought of many things at this instant. The mysterious old man was so strong, Shang Xinxi did not even detect his method to lurk within the GU worm. He came with unknown intentions, he could either be having kind or malicious intentions. He might even be the culprit behind this fake GU incident, this might even be one of Shang Yazi's plans. But Shang Xinxi was more willing to believe that the mysterious old man came with kind intentions. Shang Xinxi said solemnly, I sighed earlier because Shang Yazi and the rest chose to pull me down from the clan leader position in order to fight for that immortal opportunity. But they did not care that these schemes would bring great misery and losses to others. In fact, they completely disregarded Shang clan's reputation, they only cared about themselves. But I can understand their choice. Who does not want to become a GU immortal and transcend the mortal realm, gaining great abilities? But does becoming a GU immortal mean one must treat the people as insects? Isn't there another way, a kinder and less damaging way for the weak? The old man heard this and sighed deeply. Shang Shenxi, oh Shang Shenxi, I've stayed in Shangliang Mountain for years, I believe that you mean this from the bottom of your heart, thus, I decided to help you. Shang Shenxi bowed deeply but her expression was still calm and tranquil. May I ask for senior's name? The old man smiled bitterly. I am merely a pitiful person who is at his wit's end, I do not dare to expose myself. I know you are suspicious towards me, but I come with goodwill. You are someone worthy of my help. After becoming the clan leader for so many years, you know that to trust a person, what they say is not important, only their actions speak louder than words. Shang Shenxi nodded. Please teach me senior, I am willing to listen. The old man said. I know the person who created the fake GU as well as his residence. His name is Feng Tianyu, your brother Shang Yazi befriended him and asked him to do this by offering huge benefits. Feng Tianyu, Shang Shenxi's gaze flickered. I know of this person, he is in the righteous path, once the young clan leader of a village. He has incredible refinement path attainment, he is a refinement path master, having rank 4 cultivation level. When he was rank 3, he refined a rank 5 GU worm. Although the rank 5 GU died after half a day, he achieved instant reputation from that. Regrettably, his clan lost in a conflict and faced extermination, he was no longer the young clan leader that had limitless prospects, becoming a lone cultivator instead. Shang Shenxi was the leader of Shang clan, she knew the information of southern borders expert GU masters very clearly. The old man nodded. Feng Tianyu has already reached rank 5, but he keeps it a secret and only shows rank 4 cultivation level. I have a method for you to convince him and turn him over to your side, becoming your loyal subordinate. Shang Shenxi was very curious. Feng Tianyu had rank 5 cultivation level now, like Shang Shenxi, he was also a refinement path master, extremely popular in southern border. Such a person would receive royal treatment anywhere he went. If he wanted to rebuild his clan and create Feng clan again, he would become the clan leader, a righteous path leader in the GU master world. How could such a person submit easily? The old man did not conceal anything, he told the method to Shang Shenxi immediately. Shang Shenxi's expression changed. Senior wants me to lie to Feng Tianyu. The old man smiled. That is not lying, it is true that you are acquainted with Fang Yuan. Of course, strictly speaking, it is still a lie. But Shang Shenxi, if one lie can save countless people, will you do it? You have no other choice now, Feng Tianyu is the culprit behind the fake GU after all. The old man's smile became wider. In this world, being a bad person is not easy, but being a good person is even tougher. Because a good person has to defeat the bad person while defending their own morals and beliefs. Oh Shang Shenxi, I am only giving you a method, as for what you are going to do with it, that is entirely up to you. Shang Shenxi did not hesitate. Thank you senior, the method is very good, I am going to give it a try. Very good, the old man laughed. This is why I like you. You have benevolence but you are not blinded by it, you know how to use various methods to deal with evil. In this world, pure kindness is akin to suicide, it can even harm your friends and family. But you are not like that, you are realistic in your goals, you are a truly practical good person. At the end, the old man added, this GU worm contains a GU immortal true inheritance, I think this is the cultivation path most suited for you. Take a look, whether you cultivate it or not is entirely up to you. Saying so, the old man's image vanished. At the same time, a GU worm flew up from the table, floating in the air, away from the pile. Shang Shenxi held it and inspected the details. A moment later, joy flashed on her face as she muttered to herself, good deeds GU. Shangliang Mountain had an outer city as well as the inner city. The inner city was split into first, second, third, fourth, and fifth inner city. The first inner city was called the Central Inner City, the political heart of Shang clan, and also their military base. Shang Shenxi stayed here. The second inner city was also known as the Clan City, only Shang clansmen could stay here. Tokens were needed to enter. Feng Tianyu stayed in the third inner city. The entire third inner city was extremely expensive and valuable, it used star stones everywhere. Not only buildings, but even the walking paths were made of star stones. At one glance, starlight could be seen in one's entire vision. The streets had few people, quiet and serene, like a star palace. There was no inn, there were only gardens. Small gardens were rented at 30 primeval stones per day, while large gardens were 100 primeval stones. Feng Tianyu was staying in a large garden. He drank high-quality tea and sat in a half-inclined chair, his door was open as a breeze blew into the garden, he looked at the beautiful view of the bamboo forest. Brother Feng, you are truly enjoying yourself. Shang Xinxi's voice resounded all of a sudden. Feng Tianyu shook intensely, he was so shocked he almost fell from his chair. But at the next moment, he reacted and the GU worms in his aperture got ready to strike. He turned around and looked at Shang Xinxi, calming himself forcefully. So Shang Clan's leader has visited me, I am truly honored beyond words. Clan leader, your method is really amazing, I set up 3 GU formations here after all, you actually managed to enter so stealthily, is there anywhere in the world that can keep you out? Feng Tianyu mocked Shang Xinxi's action of being like a thief, but she was not upset, she retorted, how can my methods compare to you, Brother Feng? You caused a huge commotion in the market, the fake GU flooded the market and resulted in conflict, as the clan leader, I almost lost all my reputation. Feng Tianyu was shook internally, he did not expect Shang Xinxi to find him so quickly. How can this be? I am sure that my fake GU have no clues leading to me, is there a problem over on Shang Yazi's end? Feng Tianyu thought while sitting up, denying it entirely, clan leader, don't try to scare me, the blame of selling fake GU is not something a small fry like me can shoulder. Shang Xinxi chuckled as she took a few steps, arriving at the door and looking outside, speaking with her back facing Feng Tianyu, Brother Feng, do you still not understand? Whatever I claim is the truth, even without evidence whatsoever, is the truth. Feng Tianyu could not help but feel shocked. This Shang Xinxi has a reputation for benevolence, everyone knows that, but after seeing her today, to think that she is such a domineering person. He felt immense pressure. Shang Xinxi's sudden appearance threw Feng Tianyu into an extremely passive spot. He was originally lying on the chair, he had a poor posture, he had to try to modify his posture while exchanging words with Shang Xinxi, sitting upright gradually. But Shang Xinxi seemingly did not notice, she went past him and walked to the door, facing the outside with her back facing Feng Tianyu, not concerned with his petty actions, she even gave him a chance to sneak attack her. But Feng Tianyu did not dare to move at all. The more confident Shang Xinxi was, the more wary and nervous Feng Tianyu felt. Even though they had the same cultivation level, he had already unconsciously placed himself at the lower position. Shang Xinxi turned around, smiling, Brother Feng, come work for me. What? Feng Tianyu stared with wide eyes, he was stunned, but soon, he laughed. Shang clan leader, do you know the price that Shang Yazi paid to hire my service? Shang Xinxi chuckled. No matter what price he offered, you will definitely not be able to reject my offer. Feng Tianyu let out a breath of air, his eyes shined with brilliance as he stood up. The moment Shang Xinxi tried to recruit him, he understood that she was not able to resolve the fake GU incident, otherwise, she could create a commotion and lead Shang clan's troops to kill him. So she still needs my help. Feng Tianyu gained the psychological upper hand again. He assessed Shang Xinxi while smiling. Then I will listen, I am sure that the great Shang clan leader will give me an offer befitting your status. Shang Xinxi raised her right index finger, firstly, your life. Feng Tianyu's expression changed, his voice turned more grave as he spoke coldly, clan leader, do you think I am helpless against you? Shang Xinxi smiled confidently. Don't worry, Brother Feng, you have rank 5 cultivation level, no need to be nervous. Feng Tianyu was internally shaken, she knew his actual cultivation level, she came prepared, this situation was perilous. Shang Xinxi added, other than that, if you perform well, you might be able to receive Lord Fang Yuan's audience. What? Feng Tianyu's expression changed again. Shang Xinxi spoke without stopping, don't be so shocked, Brother Feng. I know far more things than you can ever imagine. I'll tell you the truth, I'm sure you know about my relationship with Lord Fang Yuan. I was able to discern your identity because I got help from Lord Fang Yuan's hairy man GU Immortal subordinates. I handed up a fake GU and that hairy man GU Immortal actually praised it. He said that you are a genius, if you are able to progress further, you might gain Lord Fang Yuan's recognition and become his subordinate. Seriously, is this true? Feng Tianyu was extremely excited, his face was flushed red. Shang Xinxi smiled. Why would I lie to you? Since I can find you, I can easily take you down, what's the point of wasting my breath here? I am sure you know my situation. The reason I became clan leader was because of Lord Fang Yuan. To tell you the truth, Shang clan has already cooperated with Lord Fang Yuan in secret. Feng Tianyu chuckled. Shang clan. Lord Fang Yuan is the #1 demon in the world. If Lord Fang Yuan wants to take something from Shang clan, will you dare to say no? But I admire Lord Fang Yuan's refinement path talent the most. Back then on Three Kings Mountain, I was blessed to have watched the scene of Lord Fang Yuan refining fixed immortal travel personally. That was truly the greatest fortune of my life. I had once used rank 3 cultivation level to refine a rank 5 GU worm that lived for half a day. But Lord Fang Yuan actually refined an immortal GU as immortal. And he did it in that dangerous situation. His talent, his aptitude, his strength, and his wisdom is number one in the world. Since then, I believed wholeheartedly that Lord Fang Yuan would become renowned in the entire 5 regions and 2 heavens. As expected, Lord Fang Yuan defeated Heavenly Court in front of everyone in the world. He destroyed Fate GU. And the greatest thing was that he used a refinement path method to destroy Fate GU. From then on, Fate GU can no longer exist in this world. From then on, all of us broke free of the restraints of fate. He is a warrior, a hero, a savior. He has made the greatest contribution for the whole of humanity in history. But no one understands him. They think he is in the demonic path. They are just too shallow, they are too ignorant. Lord Fang Yuan is an unprecedented existence. He is a great hero that only appears once in a billion years. But I understand those so-called righteous path people. They are petty figures who feel fear. These weaklings and cowards are shamelessly trying to slander Lord Fang Yuan after realizing they can no longer harm him. They are obstructing the rise of humanity. They are sinners that obstruct the development of the world. Lord Fang Yuan is too outstanding, he is too amazing, he is too noble. If I can follow him, if I can follow in the footsteps of such a noble figure, I do not know what else I can say. Huff, huff, amazing, this is too unbelievable. Today is simply the happiest day of my life. Unbelievable, Lord Fang Yuan is actually taking me in as his subordinate. This is unbelievable, oh heaven. Feng Tianyu got more and more excited as he spoke. His entire body was shuddering, he was almost about to burst out into spontaneous spasm. His eyes shined with such a bright light as they turned red and tears gathered in his eyes. Even Shang Xinxi was feeling a chill as she looked at him. That mysterious old man was not wrong at all. Feng Tianyu was a most fanatical admirer of Fang Yuan. In fact, Fang Yuan's rise, his stories, the scene where he destroyed fate, all of them were widely spread. Most demonic cultivators saw Fang Yuan as their idol, they looked at him as their goal and inspiration. Even in the righteous path, there were many who admired him secretly, looking up to his courage and challenging the experts of Heavenly Court. He had incredible wits and was able to scheme despite danger. Feng Tianyu was not special, he was just one of them. But because he had once interacted with Fang Yuan, and because of their similarities in refinement path, he who had once been a blessed young master experienced his entire family being slaughtered. The terrible ordeal in his life made his personality even more twisted and extreme. Thus, because of his life experiences, he treated the strongest refinement path expert in the current world, the grand and legendary figure who he cannot surpass in this life, Fang Yuan, as his target for fanatical idolism. Even though Shang Xinxi did not produce any solid evidence, as long as there was hope, as long as there was a chance for him to get close to his idol, the divine existence in his heart, it was enough for him to feel extreme excitement. He could not control himself. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Less than report chapter greater than so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2125 Brother Feng, Yu. 2125 Brother Feng, Yu. Several days later, second inner city of Shangliang Mountain. Shang Yazi and the rest had gathered together for a discussion, but they were soon enraged to find out that they were encircled. Zhou Quan, Wei Dexin. You are too daring, you dare to gather a bunch of GU cultivators in the second inner city. What are you trying to do? We are Shang Yanfei's children, the blood siblings of your master Shang Xinxi. You outsiders dare to interfere and take action against Shang clan members on this Shangliang Mountain. Shang Yazi and the rest were furious, they screamed loudly, getting their voices to spread out around the entire second inner city. The second inner city was the residence of Shang clan's members. The commotion attracted the attention of countless clansmen. Soon, hundreds of clansmen gathered here as they encircled Wei Dexin and Zhou Quan's group instead. What is going on? Commander Wei Dexin and Steward Zhou Quan, they are Shang Xinxi's most loyal subordinates. They are encircling Shang Chuniu, Shang Yazi, and the rest. These two are simply too daring, they are trying to take action against our Shang clan's members openly. Don't be rash, without Shang Xinxi's instructions, why would these two dare to make a move? A good show is going to start. This is clearly a fight over authority. Shang clan's members discussed, the matter was getting heated, more clansmen were arriving. Wei Dexin smiled coldly. Zhou Quan announced loudly, recently, fake GU have been rampantly spread in Shangliang Mountain, we have already investigated the truth. You are all the culprits behind this, quickly surrender. Our leader is kind and merciful, she might let you off with a light sentence. Shang Yazi and the rest shook internally. Shang Yifan stepped out. Bullshit. You dare to accuse us without evidence. Shang Xinxi was clearly the one without ability or morals, she could not handle this problem, so she wants to put the blame on us. She is simply too wicked. Don't worry, there is no need to deny it now. Wei Dashin interrupted. Since we are publicly arresting you, we have concrete evidence. What evidence? Where is Shang Xinxi? Ask her to come out and speak. That's right, why is she letting you two handle this? You are merely Shang Xinxi's two dogs. Shang Yazi and the rest screamed. Zhou Quan smiled coldly. Everyone, are you afraid now? We are descendants of Shang clan, we fear nothing. But often, forceful courage is stupidity. If we leave with you, in your territory, we will be forced to submit, even if we are innocent, we will be tortured and forced to accept this blame, we will become the culprits in the end. Since you have evidence, then tell us right here, right now, in front of everyone in the city. Shang Chuniu and Shang Chiwen spoke. Shang Yazi and Shang Yifan frowned. That's right, speak clearly in front of everyone here. That's right, you are encircling the young clan leaders of our Shang clan. Even if they are no longer the young clan leaders, they are not people that you outsiders can bully. The Shang clan members at the periphery shouted. Zhou Quan laughed. Everything is within clan leaders' expectations, alright, since you want evidence, I will leave you speechless. This is the evidence. Zhou Quan waved his hand as a large pile of GU worms appeared on the ground. Wei Dashin added. Right now, all of Shangliang Mountain's fake GU are gathered here. Shang Yifan laughed. That's it. Taking a bunch of GU and framing it on us. Zhou Quan laughed. Of course not. We have solid facts that Feng Tianyu is the person who refined these fake GU. Furthermore, he is among you right now, he is naturally instructed by you. Instantly, countless gazes gathered on Feng Tianyu. Shang Yazi and the rest were scheming, as a crucial person, Feng Tianyu was naturally involved. It is Feng Tianyu indeed. Why is this refinement path master here? I only recognized him just now. It really is Master Feng. The surrounding talks became louder and rowdier. Shang Yazi could not endure it anymore, he stepped forward and shielded Feng Tianyu as he shouted, Zhou Quan. You are framing us, this is a slander against a good friend of mine. We will not let this go. This matter is far more severe than you accusing us of this issue. If you do not have solid evidence that Brother Feng is the person who made these fake GU, I will seek an audience with Father, I will ask him to uphold justice. Zhou Quan laughed. Of course I have evidence. Tell me, Feng Tianyu, are you the one who refined these fake GU? Shang Yazi and the rest were dazed. Next, the group heard Feng Tianyu speak in a natural tone as he admitted, Steward Zhou is right, I was instructed by Shang Yazi's group to refine the fake GU and create problems in the market, they want to harm the current Shang clan leader. What, Brother Feng, you? At this moment, the scene went silent. Shang Yifan and the rest stared at Feng Tianyu, their expressions were of disbelief and shock. Shang Yazi turned around abruptly, rage and shock prominently displayed on his face. Feng Tianyu had actually betrayed them so suddenly. What was he after? How can this be? Did Shang Xinxi offer him an even greater price? Impossible. In order to hire Feng Tianyu, Shang Yazi and the rest had expended their own wealth. How could Shang Xinxi gather so much resources in such a short period of time? But this actually happened to them. It was a fatal blow to Shang Yazi and the rest. No, you are not Brother Feng. Shang Yazi's expression was twisted, he struggled. You must be an imposter. No, even if you are real, I am sure that vicious woman Shang Xinxi has you under her control. Shang Yazi's screams were so pale and weak at this moment. Zhou Quan spoke. Don't worry, Master Feng Tianyu is not the only person I have as witness. The rest of you, what do you have to say? At the next moment, Shang Chuniu sighed deeply. I admit, we committed this mistake. Shang Chuniu, eldest brother, are you insane? However, Shang Chuniu was not the only lunatic, there was also Shang Chiwen. She also stood up and agreed with Zhou Quan's accusations. Shang Yazi almost coughed out a mouthful of blood, Shang Yifan shook in anger. You too, you are going to be the death of us. Shang Chiwen smiled. Not just us. She had once managed the battle stage, she had a good relationship with Shang Xinxi. Back then, Shang Xinxi's information business also helped her. Shang Chuniu waved his hands. Not long ago, Feng Tianyu and Shang Xinxi approached me, since Master Feng Tianyu has already joined her, what can we do? There is no chance of winning. Shang Xinxi has amazing methods, we cannot upset her position as clan leader. We have lost, admit it. The crucial point was still Feng Tianyu. Shang Yazi realized this, he stared at Feng Tianyu with a gaze that could devour him whole. Feng Tianyu, answer me. I know you are not someone who goes after beauties. You are such an aloof person, having only interest in refinement path. I do not believe that Shang Xinxi has such charisma to win you over entirely. Tell me, why is this happening? HMPH. Feng Tianyu snickered coldly, how can mortals understand my pursuit? Quickly surrender. You guys can all die. Shang Yazi exploded entirely, he attacked. Shang Yifan and the rest followed after. Shang Chuniu, Feng Tianyu, Zhou Quan, and Wei Dexin were also prepared for this, both sides burst into a chaotic battle. Shang clan's members continued to watch, they did not interfere. The situation is quite clear now. To think that clan leader Shang Xinxi is so amazing. This is a miracle, someone was actually able to win over Master Feng Tianyu. Empress Wuji had also tried to recruit him with a high price in the past, she was very sincere but Master Feng paid her no heed. Shang Yifan's and Shang Yazi's group soon fell into a disadvantage. Zhou Quan and the rest came prepared, Shang Chuniu and Shang Qiwen even betrayed them. This happened too suddenly and peculiarly, Shang Yazi was caught unguarded. No, I cannot lose, I still have a trump card. You guys forced me to do this, you guys forced me. Seeing that he was about to be captured, Shang Yifan shouted as he threw out a mortal Gu house. The mortal Gu house was like a cage, it exploded, a mud monster was released. At first glance, this mud monster was obviously extraordinary. It had a vague human figure, mud moved along its body as countless faces surfaced. These human faces had twisted expressions, they were filled with extreme hatred, everyone felt a chill upon seeing them. You bastard one, the mud monster suddenly shouted as it attacked Zhou Quan and the rest. Zhou Quan and the rest fought against it, they were heavily suppressed. The flow of the battle was instantly overturned. Let's go, Shang Yifan shouted loudly. The mud monster did not differentiate enemy and ally, it had great strength, rushing into the crowd and slaughtering innocent mortals, creating chaos. During the chaos, Shang Yazi and the rest escaped narrowly. They could no longer stay on Shangliang Mountain, they escaped and became demonic path Gu masters. The mud monster caused huge destruction and losses to Second Inner City. Not only did it have terrifying battle strength, it was even nearly unkillable, its regenerative ability was outstanding too. Eventually, Zhou Quan and Wei Dexin exerted all their effort, with the help of Shang Xinxi, more than 10 Gu cultivators were sacrificed before this mud monster was sealed again. The fake Gu crisis was alleviated, not only did Shang Xinxi keep her clan leader position, she even took Feng Tianyu in as a subordinate, her reputation soared. But Shang Yifan's final struggle also left a huge problem for Shang Xinxi to settle. After receiving the report, Shang Yanfei smiled. Shang Xinxi's performance did not disappoint him, in fact, he was even pleasantly surprised. He did not think that Shang Xinxi would be able to achieve this. The thing that satisfied him the most was that Shang Xinxi did not really target Shang Yazi and the rest, she only dealt with the troublesome mud monster. As for Shang Yifan's and Shang Yazi's group, since they had failed entirely, it was a better end for them to become demonic path Gu masters. They all have my hidden blood path methods, they can be protected during critical danger. The chi tides are rampant, immortal opportunities are hidden everywhere. If they want to become immortal, they will need to work hard and find their own opportunities. Shang Yanfei had never overly doted on his children, he had forced his brother and sister to commit suicide when he first became clan leader. He had once ignored all objections and expended much resources to murder every single person in a village. He murdered all those who surrendered, and their skulls piled into a hill, in front of those elders who first objected to his decision to retaliate. He appointed people based on merits, even for his own children. There were 15 Shang clan young master positions originally, but after his rule, he reduced it to 10. This matter has been settled, I need to set off and find the other Blood Sea true inheritances now. Blood Sea ancestor, the more I investigate it, the more mysterious I find this person. Shang Yanfei was finally at ease, his children had all grown up, they went on their own journeys now, they had their own destinies to follow. As for himself, he was going to find his own opportunities for development. 1. It's the same one from Ni Zhang's arc. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Less than report chapter greater than so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2126 Ni Clan. Chapter 2126 Ni Clan. In Shangliang Mountain's first inner city, Shang Xinxi was handling the clan affairs. Second inner city's reparations are finished, the fake GU incident has also been settled. Shang Xinxi inspected an information path mortal GU in her hand with a slight smile on her face. She then used her primeval essence to add new content into this information path GU worm. She made a decision that all the items in Shang Clan's managed stores would be sold at a discount, with the reason being the losses to the GU masters because of the fake GU incident. Like this, we can greatly increase Shang Clan's reputation as well as earn primeval stones and make up for the losses caused by the double compensation. Shang Xinxi's delicate fingers loosened, and this information path mortal GU let out a light as it flew out of the study room. Shang Xinxi picked up another information path mortal GU on the desk. The mortal GU's information came from Shang Qiwen. Ever since Shang Biyuli resigned, Shang Xinxi handed the task of managing Shangliang Mountain's market to Shang Qiwen. The information in the mortal GU said that there were a group of merchants who were hoarding goods to push up the prices. Shang Qiwen's suggestion was to kill them all. Sigh, for their own self-interests, these people have harmed countless ordinary people. Shang Xinxi sighed in her head, she pondered and wrote a new message in the information path mortal GU, only kill the main culprit, let go of the others. After this information path GU worm also flew out, she looked at the third information path GU worm that contained a request for help. In the periphery of Shang Clan's territory, a village encountered a beast tide and was in danger of being exterminated. This village was a Shang Clan vassal, but they only had several rank 3 GU masters and had little to no presence. Saving people is like quelling a fire, such distress calls should have been delivered urgently, why did it come through the regular affairs channel? Shang Xinxi frowned. She understood the reason, her subordinates knew that, with her nature, she would definitely spare no effort to rescue them. But the current situation was the opening stage of the Great Era, all kinds of inheritances were being fought over. Both mortals and immortals of Shang Clan were extremely busy. Taking out some of their manpower to do this arduous and fruitless rescue task was a huge loss of human resources, as well as a loss of future profits. Considering the time, it might be too late already. Sigh, the hearts of the people, oftentimes, Shang Xinxi felt her own insignificance. Like now, she could only sense her subordinates' thoughts but was unable to change them. The longer she held this Shang Clan leader position, the more she felt her powerlessness. Compared to Shang Clan or even the entire world, she was really nothing important. Maybe this is the reason why almost all GU cultivators stake their lives on chasing strength. Shang Xinxi pondered for a while, but still decided to assign a group of GU masters to commence on the rescue. Even though it was very likely for that village to have already been destroyed by the beast tide by the time the rescue team set off. The fourth information path mortal GU mentioned good news. A new Chi Path resource point was discovered in the surroundings of Shangliang Mountain, and required Shangliang Mountain to station some force there or support the nearby village. Shang Xinxi let go of the information path mortal GU one by one. Occasionally, GU worms would fly into the study room. Unknowingly, night passed and dawn arrived. A dazzling information path mortal GU flew in front of Shang Xinxi. Shang Xinxi's mind jolted, a task from the higher-ups. Shang Xinxi quickly took the GU and looked into it. This information path mortal GU's content was indeed about a huge matter. The matter concerned the contest for Fur-blessed land. This Fur-blessed land was located at the central region of southern border and contained Fur true inheritance. It was exposed because of the Chi tide. Because of its remote location, it did not belong to any one of southern border's super forces, so it was fought over by all the super clans. Righteous Path GU Immortals discussed and decided to send out GU Masters to determine the winner. GU Immortals were not to interfere. The information path mortal GU also had some secret information regarding the owner of the blessed land, Fur Immortal. This Immortal was a dual cultivator in Wood Path and Transformation Path. But she did not have an excellent method and was only carelessly dual cultivating. It led to conflict between Wood Path and Transformation Path Dao marks. Her battle strength was low her whole life and she was the target of bullying in the GU Immortal world. None of the super forces have an interest in such a true inheritance, except, the blessed land's location holds true value. It is not within our borders. In the event that our Shang clan wins in this contest and obtains this blessed land, it is only an exclave which will be difficult to manage. But, this territory can be transacted. I believe those super forces near the blessed land will definitely be willing to purchase it. The curtain to the Great Era was pulled upon. There would definitely be huge commotion and unrest in the future. At that time, this kind of blessed land would be a bridgehead for the super forces to expand their territories, or be an important frontline defense area. Its value was high. After all, these southern border super forces might not have any methods to relocate immortal apertures. Shang Xinxi evaluated inwardly. Benefiting from the change in eras, she was exposed to even more information on GU immortals than Shang Yanfei when he had been a clan leader. Thus, even though Shang Xinxi was only a rank 5 GU master, she had a deep understanding of the GU immortal world's situation. This is the most important priority for Shang clan. Time is pressing, it must be dealt with immediately. Shang Xinxi felt troubled. Despite having recruited Shang Chuniu, Shang Qiwen and the rest, at the crucial moment, she had too few subordinates. Feng Tianyu is not only a refinement path master but has rank 5 cultivation as well. I can let him take on the role of the head this time. Shang Xinxi summoned Feng Tianyu as she thought this. Soon, Feng Tianyu received the message and went up to the study room. Enter. Shang Xinxi willed and the study room's door opened slowly. Her study room was a mortal GU house. Feng Tianyu had an excited expression. Clan leader, I have good news to tell you. Oh, what news? Shang Xinxi asked with a smile. Feng Tianyu, I have been researching that strange mudman over these days, and I have discovered a shocking secret. This mudman might be crazy and disorientated in thoughts, but he responds properly as long as we ask one question at a time. I asked him question after question like this and learned of his origin. His name is Nijian. He had been a young clan leader of a village. One day, a demonic path expert appeared and slaughtered everyone in the village, including him. But after he died, he was revived by a Chi Path GU immortal. This Chi Path GU immortal inquired about the culprit and after getting the answer, he was disregarded and left alone. This mudman Nijian was extremely strong, having near immortal level strength, but after such a long time, he has weakened to this state. I did not expect this mudman to have such an amazing history. Shang Xinxi sighed, but how did such an ordinary village get connected to a GU immortal? Feng Tianyu said with even more excitement, this is the point that I pursued. I found that Ni clan's people have a huge secret. Once in a while, a GU master in Ni clan will awaken their bloodline. If they survive, an immortal GU will grow inside their body. Immortal GU, Shang Xinxi's brows rose subconsciously. This immortal GU was the reason for the GU immortal's attention. Feng Tianyu's eyes shone, this is too strange. A mortal GU master's body can actually give birth to an immortal GU. More importantly, the slaughtered Ni clan village was only a separated branch. There are many other clan branches that are blood related to him in several areas of southern border. Shang Xinxi asked, so, you are thinking of? Feng Tianyu nodded. Right, I want to request clan leader to allow me to investigate this huge secret. If we can grasp this kind of refinement path method, we can refine immortal GU while only being mortals. Shang Xinxi pondered before saying, then, go ahead with it, I will send some people to help you. No need, no need. Feng Tianyu shook his hand, I am a rank 5 GU master, even if rank 4 GU masters accompany me, they will only slow me down. Moreover, if such a contribution can be made, it will definitely be huge. I need to accumulate contribution points to have hope of seeing Lord Fang Yuan in the future. Shang Xinxi nodded, seeing that Feng Tianyu's attitude was so resolute, she could only let him go. Inside the sovereign immortal aperture. Mini Yellow Heaven. A group of GU masters with the same surname arrived beside the gold fragment current. An old clan leader whose hair had gone white and had rank 5 cultivation, stood with his back facing the gold fragment current as he called out towards the group of people. It has been about a dozen years since we mysteriously arrived at this place from southern border. Although I don't know what the reason is, it is definitely the doing of a GU immortal level existence. Our Ni clan bloodline is all gathered in this place. Over this dozen years, our Ni clan has been developing and growing, the number of our GU masters has increased by 10 times. However, recently, the weather of this mysterious place has become uncertain with dangers emerging constantly. Right now, in front of us, we have a life and death crisis. The gold fragment current is continuing to rise in water level, we must create more channels for the current. Otherwise, when the water overflows and turns into a flood, the surrounding 1,000 li will be completely submerged, we will lose our home and will no longer be able to live here. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Less than report chapter greater than so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2127 Sovereign, S. Commotion. Chapter 2127 Sovereign, S. Commotion. Inside the sovereign immortal aperture, mini western desert. An enormous pitch-black city occupied the desert. This was a large city with rigid structure. The entire city was a hexagon and its walls had gone through the weathering of time. The city walls were more than 200 li long, they were 100 feet tall and tens of feet thick. If a person stood on the grassland, they would see what looked like a huge black beast sprawling. If they got closer, they would need to raise their heads to look up at the huge city gate and walls. Every edge of the city had defensive towers that were filled with countless holes that could shoot out arrows. Every few li apart, there would be a wide path for horse carriages to move on. There were even very secretive armories within the city walls. Passing the city walls, one would arrive at the vibrant world within. The city had many streets and shops, there were great numbers of houses and palaces. People and carriages were bustling, there was an endless flow of activity. Loud noises could be heard constantly, this was truly a lively city. This was Inkman City. It was created by the legendary Inkman Immortal Yi Yan, and was a smaller version of Emperor City. Later, it was captured by Fang Yuan and moved to mini western desert. At this time, two Inkman GU immortals, Mo Tan Sang and Mo Chi-yi, were floating in the air and looking at the surroundings with grave expressions. These toxic vines and windmill trees have spread over 10 li in just 3 days, they are only around 20 li from Inkman City. Mo Tan Sang said. Mo Chi-yi frowned. We have already cleared them up over 10 times, but every time we exterminate them, they grow back rapidly. Are we going to have to relocate again? Right now, the surroundings of Inkman City were covered in vegetation. These vegetation were formed from purple-black toxic vines and huge azure gold windmill trees. It was like a terrifying tsunami of plants engulfing everything in its path. Mo Chi-yi sighed. These vegetation have already started producing desolate plants, it is even more difficult for us to clear them up now. If we are not able to get rid of the source, even if we clear them up for thousands of times, we won't be able to solve the root issue. I thought we had moved to a good place, but I did not expect the environment here to be dozens and even 100 times worse than northern plains. Mo Tan Sang patted Mo Chi-yi's shoulder. Master has already sent people to help us, it is better if you speak less of such complaints. Mo Chi-yi immediately kept quiet. His master was the #1 demon in the present world, a ruthless and vicious existence. Look, our reinforcements have arrived. Mo Tan Sang suddenly pointed towards the faraway horizon with joy. Mo Chi-yi looked towards the direction and saw 4 GU immortals flying over. There were 2 snowman GU immortals, 1 hairy man GU immortal, and 1 mushroomman GU immortal. Among them, 1 snowman female immortal was tall and vibrant, she had blue eyes and hair, and looked pure and noble, she was Shui-er. Mo Tan Sang and Mo Chi-yi quickly went forward to greet them. Shui-er's identity was special. Back then, because of what happened with Fang Yuan and her, on the surface, Shui-er's identity was Fang Yuan's fiancé. Naturally, Fang Yuan had never acknowledged it, but he had not denied it either. The Snowman tribe, especially the Snowman GU immortal behind Shui-er, Bing Yuan, was always trumpeting about this relationship, which led to every GU immortal in the sovereign immortal aperture knowing of it. I did not expect Lady Shui-er to come personally. With your help, my Inkman City's crisis can be considered to be resolved. Mo Tan Sang and Mo Chi-yi flattered. Shui-er, Inkman and Snowmen might be of different races, but both sides have already cooperated back when we were in Northern Plains. I came this time to help you too as well as to request for you to come back to help my Snowman tribe once this matter is resolved. The Snowman tribe was living in many Northern Plains and had also encountered trouble. The 2 Inkman immortals quickly expressed they would give full support. Bing Yuan, we have already investigated the situation on our way. I and Shui-er will activate ice and snow killer moves, to freeze and slow down the growth of the vegetation to buy time for you. The Hairy Man GU Immortal. I brought a large number of Hairy Man GU masters with me, we will modify Inkman City into one entity, forming a large GU house. It will be extremely convenient for you to relocate in the future. The Mushroomman GU Immortal. I can solve the issue of the toxic vines, these toxic vines are a disaster to you, but they are superior cultivation resources for my Mushroomman tribe. Moreover, I have already found the source of the toxic vines. By fighting poison with poison, I can make use of the toxic vines to fix this area of vegetation and stabilize it for some time. The 2 Inkman GU immortals showed both joy and new worries. Mo Tan Sang asked the Hairy Man GU immortal. Back in Northern Plains, Inkman City had a population of over 800,000, it has already crossed 1,200,000 now. Modifying Inkman City will probably have some effect on the residents. Master had instructed me to preserve the lives of the residents and help them progress with all my strength. The hairy man Gu Immortal raised his hand and interrupted Mo Tan saying, "You don't need to be too worried. Our Langya sect has already received Master's command to modify all the cities in the sovereign immortal aperture. Every city has a specific blueprint, most of them will become mortal Gu houses, while several large cities will be raised to become immortal Gu houses. I need to congratulate you too, Inkman City is one of the cities chosen to become an immortal Gu house." Mo Tan Sang and Mo Chi looked at each other, seeing the excitement on each other's faces. Mo Tan Sang was speechless and could not help asking, "Isn't this too big of an investment? Master is actually so resolute. I naturally hope for such things to happen more often, but if this delays Master's cultivation and uses up a lot of Master's immortal Gu, then wouldn't it be our fault?" The hairy man Gu Immortal laughed loudly, "You are underestimating Master. How can you estimate Master's might and plans? Master's refinement path attainment has already surpassed the predecessors, reaching a level that you and I are unable to speculate. This evaluation was not made by me, Langya Land Spirit personally said it. Currently, it is extremely easy for Master to refine immortal Gu. You have not seen those blueprints, they are all different and ingenious. Just choose one of them, it will take those ordinary Gu immortals several years or even a dozen years to design them. But Master casually drew them within a few minutes. Master's attainment and wealth rivals the scale of mountains and seas. This investment you see is just an insignificant amount to Master. This hairy man Gu Immortal's face was filled with fanatical reverence when he talked of Fang Yuan. "I was wrong, I should be punished." Mo Tan Sang quickly apologized. That Mushrooman Gu Immortal added, "Although as Mushrooman have moved to this world just recently, we were immediately certain of the boundless potential of this world. To create the sovereign immortal aperture, Shadow Sect used up all of their accumulations. The important thing is it is able to show infinite grandeur in the hands of a divine hero like Master. Every time Master annexes a grotto heaven or blessed land, there will be a huge surge of Tao marks in the sovereign grotto heaven and a large number of territories will be added out of nowhere. Just take these toxic vines, this species has never appeared in the 5 regions, and their toxicity is extremely strong." The Mushrooman Gu Immortal addressed Fang Yuan as Master, it was natural and without any hesitation. Although they had joined only recently, they were extremely optimistic and excited about their future. Mini southern border. At the base of Firebird Mountain, Shi Chang, Shizong, and other Rockman Gu Immortals were controlling an immortal Gu formation. As the immortal Gu formation started activating, the shaking Firebird Mountain reluctantly calmed down. Success. Shi Chang let out a breath of air and relaxed his mind. Shizong said, "Master annexed Fire Plane Grotto Heaven as well as immortal apertures of its immortals and Fire Plane Grotto Lord, causing a huge increase in Fire Path Tao marks in the sovereign immortal aperture. This Firebird Mountain is a volcano and almost erupted because of this. Fortunately, we discovered it in time and set up an immortal formation to suppress it. But from now on, someone needs to stay and preside over the immortal formation." Shi Cheng nodded. "We need to do that, but the number of Gu immortals we can mobilize are already few, and now we are going to have one fewer." Shizong heaved a sigh. "Yes. We are already hard-pressed to control these territories, it can be imagined how troublesome it is for Master to look after the whole sovereign immortal aperture." Shi Chang, didn't Master take in many members of the Variant Human Alliance and station them everywhere in the sovereign immortal aperture to salvage the situation? There is no choice, Master annexed too frequently in this period of time. There is a huge increase in Tao marks, and countless resources of every path. Shizong shook his head. What kind of person is Master? He should have already known of these demerits beforehand. We don't need to be concerned for Master, it is better if we look after our territories properly. Like this Firebird Mountain, it is not feasible to suppress it with just the immortal formation. We must modify this Firebird Mountain and make it adapt to the changed environment. Shi Cheng agreed. Yes, the resources in the past all developed naturally bit by bit over a long period of time. But here, there are huge increases in Tao marks, even this volcano was at the point of erupting. We must modify and quicken the volcano's adaptation process artificially. It is just that Fire Path is not the specialty of us Rockmen, we need to send a request to Star Collection City. Mini Blue Heaven, Star Collection City. This was managed by the previous generation's Combat Beast King. In the pursuit battle against Fang Yuan, this rank 8 Gu Immortal had made a great contribution by resisting the tribulation formed from 3,000 Heaven Path Tao marks. After that, Fang Yuan personally healed him. Fang Yuan had annexed too many apertures, causing instability in the sovereign immortal aperture. Fang Yuan then arranged Star Collection City as the main city and ordered the Combat Beast King to oversee the overall internal affairs of the sovereign immortal aperture. The issue of Inkman City at Mini Western Desert has been resolved. Mini Southern Borders Firebird Mountain was suppressed by using the formation. But they want Fire Path GU Immortals to go modify the volcano. This needs to be coordinated. At this time, an Information Path GU worm flew over while making loud sounds. Combat Beast King's expression changed. Where did the rank 8 disaster appear again? He quickly inspected the GU worm and found that the source of the disaster was a huge fire rain formed in Mini Red Heaven. Fire rain often appeared in Mini Red Heaven, and after the increase in Fire Path Dao marks, its emergence had become much more frequent. But this wave of fire rain was different. It kept on growing and shot through a charcoal lake, forming rank 6 level Killer Move Meteor Rain. As the Meteor Rain entered Mini Orange Heaven, its strength increased to rank 7 level. As it entered Mini Yellow Heaven, it resonated with Metal Path Dao marks and its might increased to rank 8. Damn it, only I can deal with this disaster. But it is already too late to go and resolve it now. Combat Beast King's face was slightly pale. He came from Beast Calamity Grotto Heaven. The GU Immortals there felt that it was their responsibility and glory to protect mortals. Combat Beast King's heart was in deep pain. I cannot salvage this. This disaster covers 1,000 li. Dozens of resource points as well as the human Ni clan and Rockman Metal Water Branch tribe will be annihilated. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Less than report chapter greater than so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2128 Hu Land Projection. 2128 Hu Land Projection. Ni clan's GU masters were using all their strength to deal with the gold fragment current. They first used Mortal GU to make a grand embankment, then they dug a canal to draw away a portion of the river. The rising gold fragment current was gradually receding. However, a large number of lifeforms lived in the gold fragment current. Ni clan's army had invaded the territory of the river fish, frightening these fish monsters. All kinds of river monsters swam to the surface and attacked, some even charged to the shore and attacked Ni clan's GU masters while letting out strange sounds. Ni clan specialized in Earth Path. Their basic GU worm was rank 1 Mud GU. Earth Path specialized in defense. Ni clan GU masters had constructed lines of defense and were prepared for the fight. But the number of river monsters was high and they even had stronger myriad beast kings. Under the frantic offensive waves of the river monsters, the defensive lines of Ni clan's GU masters broke one by one. Persevere, kill, avenge our clansmen, hold on and carve the future of our clan. Mud and blood splattered everywhere. Groups of GU masters rotated as they resisted the attacks of the river monsters. The Ni clansmen were brought into the sovereign immortal aperture and had been secretly nurtured by Fang Yuan. The number of their GU masters had increased by a lot. Adding on the strong survival pressure in Mini Yellow Heaven, these Ni clansmen had to unite and foster a harmonious environment. In this defensive battle, Ni clan's army showed astonishing battle strength and resolute fighting spirit. Finally, there were fewer river monsters and Ni clan's army was able to hold on. They then began their counterattack. The river monsters did not have much internal organization from the start, and under this sudden change of situation, they began to collapse rapidly. The Ni clan GU masters carved a path of blood, leaving behind countless river monster corpses in their way. These corpses were GU materials. They were rich battle spoils. Ni clan GU masters killed their way to the gold fragment current. Various kinds of GU worms were activated. Their attacks landed on the river, raising countless dazzling golden waves. We won. Quick, set up the GU formation. It is not the time to rejoice yet. Yes, we must quickly set up the GU formation, otherwise new waves of river monsters will come out. Ni clan GU masters were setting up the formation with all their efforts. They had meticulously prepared for over half a year for this, making proper plans and arrangements. However, just as the GU formation was about to finish setting up, the whole gold fragment current and the cloud soil they were on began to vibrate. What's going on? The river monsters are attacking again. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Look up, oh heavens. GU masters exclaimed in shock. When they looked towards the sky, they all stiffened like rocks. Because they saw the meteor rain falling from the sky. Some of these meteors were only the size of a small field, while some were as large as a mountain. And there were tens of thousands of them. The large number of meteors whistled through the air, leaving behind blazing trails in their path as they pressed through the atmosphere and rained down with an irresistible momentum. We're doomed. The faces of Ni Clan's GU masters were deathly pale. Does heaven want to exterminate my Ni Clan? In the deathly silent battlefield, an elderly Ni Clan GU master howled with grief and fury. I am not ready to die like this. The current generation Ni Clan leader, who was also the current generation Ni Shang, clenched his fists. We were close to success, my clan sacrificed so much to curb the flood, the beautiful future was already in sight. But now, we are going to die. Everyone was hopeless. Nature's might was so horrifying that these Ni Clan GU masters did not even have the thought of resisting, they all felt their insignificance. This was the sorrow and helplessness of the weak. But right at this time, the sky that was lit by the meteor rain dimmed suddenly. Howl, howl, howl. Ni Clan GU masters heard waves of cries which seemed to have come from the 9 layers of hell. Temperature began to fall down rapidly, and the countless GU masters felt their hearts shaking. What is that? O lords in heaven, a black giant. The Ni Clan GU masters were horrified and in despair as they watched the scene before them with wide eyes. They saw a giant appearing slowly, it was pitch black like the abyss. Its body was so large that when it bent its leg, a huge shadow was cast on the ground. As the giant stood up, its height was even more horrifying, directly reaching the sky with clouds floating beside its shoulders. The black giant had 2 heads, its terrifying 4 eyes let out a dark, malevolent light that seemed to shoot through the sky. Its hundreds of hands were raised high with their claws opened, forming a scene like that of an extremely ferocious and strange forest. One of the pitch-black giant's head opened and breathed out a dark soul river. The soul river was tumultuous, whipping up astonishing waves that drowned a large number of meteors. The giant's other head opened and sucked in. Many small meteors were directly absorbed into its stomach. Bam bam bam, its ghostly claws and giant arms moved through the air, catching the hill-sized meteors. Waves surged up and down in the Ni clansmen's hearts. It is truly capable of holding up heaven and earth, picking moon and stars at will. This world was actually concealing such a terrifying monster. Compared to this giant, our Ni clan cannot even be considered as ants. Almost the entire meteor rain was stopped by the giant, only some fragments fell to the ground. Some of these fragments fell on the gold fragment current and some fell on the cloud soil. They would definitely bring unknown influences to the original ecology. The meteor rain died down and the giant also left, the enormous body slowly disappearing from the Ni clansmen's sight. After a long while, the surviving Ni clan GU masters erupted with cheers. And the greatest contributor to this, the black giant, turned into a ray of soul light that entered Fang Yuan's sovereign immortal body. Indeed, this black soul giant was the soul of Fang Yuan's main body. After Fang Yuan inherited Shadow Sect's true inheritance, he had gained the supreme cultivation method of soul path. This method divided soul cultivation to 2 layers. First layer was human soul, the cultivation starting from single man soul to 100-man soul, 1000-man soul until the highest 100 million man soul. 100 million man soul was the limit of human soul, where it turned from phantom to solid and could interfere with the material world. The second layer was desolate soul. Because Fate GU was damaged by Red Lotus Demon Venerable, Spectral Soul Demon Venerable found a way to break through the limit of human soul. Once the soul broke through to desolate soul, the soul's essence would transform, the soul alone possessing desolate beast level battle strength. Fang Yuan's soul had already reached desolate soul level, his soul cultivation had never stopped and now had already reached 60 million desolate soul. 10 desolate soul, 100 desolate soul, 1000 desolate soul, 10,000 desolate soul, 100,000 desolate soul, million desolate soul, 10 million desolate soul, and 100 million desolate soul. Reaching 100 million desolate soul meant the 3-headed 1,000-arms demon soul which possessed quasi-rank 9 battle strength. The soul could directly resist calamities and tribulations, defying the heavens and stamping the earth, slaughtering deities and ghosts, shocking the world with unmatched might. This was the peak level of soul foundation, and also the limit that the world could contain. 100 million desolate soul had 3 heads and 1,000 arms, Fang Yuan had not reached that level yet. Fang Yuan's soul cultivation was similar to the previous spectral souls, they both had 2 heads and over 600 arms. Soul cultivation is really amazing. Just the soul itself has pseudo-venerable battle strength. If it uses immortal essence, it can even activate killer moves. More importantly, such killer moves aren't used through GU worms, but through the arrangements of Dao marks like a natural ability. Fang Yuan ruminated. His soul manifestation had breathed out a tumultuous soul river, which was referenced from Spectral Soul's ability during the pursuit against Fang Yuan. According to Spectral Soul's techniques, Fang Yuan transformed the referenced soul path killer move into soul path Dao marks and engraved them on his soul. Thereupon, this soul river killer move became an innate ability of Fang Yuan's soul. As long as the related arrangement of Dao marks was not destroyed, Fang Yuan could quickly activate this killer move without a need for GU worms. This was an extremely simple, convenient, and quick method. Soul cultivation innate abilities, totem killer moves, as well as formation path great grandmaster that can use natural Dao marks to set up the formation, they are all the same in the end. With the supply from Fang clan, I don't lack soul cores, and it is not difficult to cultivate to the peak 100 million desolate soul. This method can be one of my trump cards, it cannot be revealed casually. The 5 regions and 2 heavens were monitored by Heaven's will at all times. If Fang Yuan used this method in the outside world, it would be known by Heaven's will. There was no such threat inside the sovereign immortal aperture. Let's look at the situation now. Fang Yuan activated cooking luck pot and observed his luck. Fang Yuan frowned. His luck did not look good. At this time, his silver light pillar had become increasingly loose and was actually showing a sign of collapse. Those 3 clouds above the silver light pillar had also changed. The starlight cloud occupied the highest position. This signified star constellation Immortal Venerable was the greatest threat. Below this was Spectral Soul's pitch black luck cloud. Although it was suppressed by the starlight cloud, it had spread some darkness that penetrated into Fang Yuan's silver light pillar-like roots, showing signs of taking root and sprouting. And the golden cloud that represented Giant Sun had become much thicker. Although it was below the other 2 clouds, it showed signs of accumulating energy and biding its time. And besides the previous clouds, an anomaly had also appeared around the silver light pillar. The indistinct shadow of a raised hill was projected on the surface of the silver light pillar. Southern border. The travel-worn Feng Tianyu stopped his footsteps. He was gasping for air. I have finally arrived. Feng Tianyu's journey was arduous. He wanted to find other branch villages of Ni clan, but found nothing. That went without saying. Fang Yuan had already moved all the Ni clansmen into his aperture long ago. Feng Tianyu was not able to make any contribution and was extremely disappointed. But on his way, he found that this mud monster Ni Jian could devour mud GU materials to increase its strength. All the Ni clansmen have disappeared mysteriously. If I return in disgrace like this, I won't be able to give any explanation, and it is also not my style. I might as well raise this mud monster's battle strength, and when Shang Shenxi questions me after I return, I can give a proper reply. Therefore, Feng Tianyu moved around until he arrived at Rotten Mud Mountain. Rotten Mud Mountain might not be too famous, but it was still considered a famous mountain. Although there were poison path Dao marks, it mostly contained earth path Dao marks. These mud GU materials were everywhere on the mountain and were suitable for feeding Ni Jian. It seems like a beast tide occurred here. The GU master village down the mountain is also destroyed. Alright, let me explore it alone. Feng Tianyu had rank 5 cultivation and also had Ni Jian with him. He moved up the mountain and gave the suitable mud GU materials to Ni Jian to devour. After several days and nights in the mountain, Feng Tianyu arrived in an area. Suddenly, Ni Jian spat out the mud GU materials. What's going on? The mud here actually contains Chi Path Dao marks. Feng Tianyu was astonished after investigating the reason. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Less than report chapter greater than so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2129 Golden Red Armor. 2129 Golden Red Armor. This luck, Fang Yuan frowned slightly. Over this period of development, his luck had some growth, but the suppression from the 3 venerables had become even more clear now. I am growing day by day, but the 3 venerables are indeed beyond ordinary. They have stabilized the situation again. There may be some changes if my luck manages to solidify. Fang Yuan sighed inwardly. At present, he needed to stabilize the sovereign immortal aperture. The troubles in the sovereign immortal aperture were continuing to increase, unlike Fang Yuan's previous expectations where he thought the abnormal changes would decrease with time. With no choice, Fang Yuan placed many of the variant human alliances GU immortals inside. With these GU immortals working day and night along with himself taking frequent action, they managed to stabilize the unrest in the sovereign immortal aperture for the time being. Moreover, he still needed to create a suitable combat system. And the most important thing was to become venerable in refinement path. Becoming a venerable would produce qualitative change. Refinement path was divided into 2 major GU refinement styles, Hairy Man Heaven and Earth style and Human Isolation style. Fang Yuan's Hairy Man Heaven and Earth style had already reached the peak and he could not improve anymore. Currently, he was exploring the peak of Human Isolation style. He gained a huge insight from Qing Chao's style and the accumulate virtue Gu refinement technique of Paradise Earth's true inheritance. And the Ni clansmen could condense immortal Gu in their bodies. It was the result of Ni clan Gu immortal Ni Ren using a human path Gu refinement technique back then. In fact, this was very similar to Red Lotus Demon Venerable's method of destroying Fate Gu and preventing it from emerging again. If I can reverse deduce Ni Ren's Gu refinement technique from Ni clan, I will be able to fill a huge gap in refinement path. Maybe, I can even ascend to refinement path Supreme Grand Master. The best situation was if Fang Yuan could ascend to Venerable before entering Crazed Demon Cave. That would be the most stable. If he could not become a refinement path Venerable before then, the second best would be to raise his strength to the limits. One was to get rid of the problems in the Sovereign Immortal Aperture and annex all the two heavens Grotto heavens, reaching the maximum accumulation. Second was to form his own combat system. Crazed Demon Cave was the greatest challenge Fang Yuan would face. Because he was not facing just one immortal Venerable, but several. Currently, it looked like there was only Star Constellation, Spectral Soul, Giant Sun, Paradise Earth, and Limitless. But almost all the other Venerables had entered Crazed Demon Cave and explored it. When the time arrived, who would decide to jump out would be really uncertain. Especially when the River of Time was so chaotic, even if Fang Yuan's Spring Autumn Cicada was raised to rank 8, it could not be used. Fang Yuan only had one chance. Finally, Fang Yuan's gaze moved to the surface of the Pillar of Silver Light. The previous clouds represented Heaven's Envy Immortal Gu, Fang Yuan already knew of it. But what was this indistinct projection of a protruding hill? Fang Yuan was not sure. Southern border, Rotten Mud Mountain. Nature is really amazing. There are actually Chi Path Gu materials in this Rotten Mud Mountain. Feng Tianyu praised. These Gu materials had no value to Nijian. Because Nijian could only recover his strength by increasing his Earth Path Dao marks. What Feng Tianyu did not know was that these mud-containing Chi Path Dao marks were not a natural creation. It was the result of Kong Shengtian's will activating his killer move with the help of Hu Land. Kong Ri Tian, Central Continent's 4 great obscenities, and Wang Shaoer were able to escape because of this. It was unknown where they were now. This is strange, this amount of Chi Path mud is quite a lot. Is there a Chi Path immortal material buried deep under the ground? How could there be so much Chi Path mud with no rhyme or reason? Feng Tianyu moved around, feeling increasingly awed. He was a refinement path master, and had a lot of knowledge and experience. He searched around before finally stopping at one area and ordered Nijian to dig. However, even after digging for 2 days and nights, Feng Tianyu did not discover any good loot. After Wu Clan's Gu Immortals secretly took away Hu Land, they had naturally cleaned up the scene. Even Gu Immortals would not be able to find out anything from just this Chi Path mud. After all, Chi tides had swept the world before, and Chi Path Gu materials emerged everywhere. Western Desert, Sand Heap Blessed Land was exposed because of Chi tides, and Gu masters continued to enter and explore it. However, the environment here was extremely treacherous. Wind raged and carried rough sand that cut like knives. On the ground, sand waves rose and fell. If one was even a little careless, they would be buried under sand waves tens of feet high. The only areas where one could stay in were the sand heaps that appeared inside the sand waves. The sand heaps were of all sizes, even the smallest ones were the size of a hill. There was space inside the sand heaps. Not only was it tranquil, there were also a large number of cultivation resources. At this time, inside a sand heap, a group of Gu masters were surrounding a rank 5 Gu material. The atmosphere was solemn. I saw this wisdom bead grass first. Bullshit, we were clearly the ones who discovered it first. Everyone deserves a share, what is the use in talking about who discovered it first? While the Gu masters were arguing, someone suddenly attacked. The others were caught unprepared, and the person who got sneak attacked was heavily injured, shouting furiously, "Mo Li, you have such guts, you dared to attack me." Other Gu masters immediately split up and stared at the attacker while also being vigilant of one another. This Gu master was a middle-aged bearded man. He was wearing a white scarf on his head, and his triangular eyes let out a sinister light. He sneered, "I was most wary of you. Now that you are heavily injured, my greatest obstacle is gone. Ha ha ha, all of you, die." The Gu masters were stunned before erupting with fury. "Mo Li, you have lost your mind. Alright, let me see what ability you have to speak such words. Hee, you have angered all of us. Everyone, attack together, let's get rid of this bastard first." Facing the group attack, Mo Li felt even more thirst to battle. Come, I will let you know my true strength. His whole body began shining with blue electricity. He slowly rose to the air. The chaotic and disorderly electric arcs became clear electric threads that covered Mo Li like they were clothes. The killer move was activated successfully. Mo Li shouted, "Golden red armor." Crack crack. Pieces of armor floated out from his body. The 100 or so pieces followed the electric circuit and pieced together into one complete armor. In an instant, Mo Li was dressed in full body armor. This armor let out metallic light. The golden and red lights emitted a domineering aura. The armored Mo Li charged at the GU Masters like an eagle. At first, the GU Masters attacked wildly, but the golden red armor did not suffer any damage. There was only some soot left on its surface. The GU Masters were pale with shock as they began to evade and defend. The armored Mo Li only charged around like a brute and many GU Masters immediately died from the collision. The remaining GU Masters lost their will to fight and began to run everywhere. Mo Li laughed coldly inside the armor. He then activated the armor's killer move. At the next moment, the golden red armor stretched out both hands. A circular marking shone on both his palms before several electric arrows flew out abruptly. Swoosh swoosh swoosh. The electric arrows flew with extreme speed, killing all the fleeing GU Masters. The battlefield became quiet immediately. Mo Li slowly landed on the ground. The golden red armor separated into pieces and disappeared. After that, the electricity-weaved clothing also dissipated slowly. Mo Li half knelt on the ground. His breathing was rough and his face was sweating profusely. Although this golden red armor has absolute might, the expenditure is too high. In just tens of breaths of time, my primeval essence, stamina, mental energy, and thoughts have been emptied. If not for your complete support, I would have only lasted half the time. Mo Li mumbled. Peng Da's soul floated out. Don't we have wisdom bead grass now? We can refine electric brain 1 GU with it. With its addition, the consumption of golden red armor will reduce by more than half and the time it can be maintained will increase by at least double. Yes. Mo Li smiled and picked up the wisdom bead grass. After Mo Li killed Peng Da and seized his thieving heaven true inheritance, he had been cultivating painstakingly. The killer move golden red armor was his greatest achievement. With this killer move, Mo Li's battle strength was able to surpass rank 5 GU Masters for a short period of time. And the reason Peng Da was cooperating with Mo Li was because Mo Li had encountered a life and death crisis before this. If Mo Li died, Peng Da's soul would also disappear. Mo Li promised Peng Da that as long as he helped, Mo Li would help resurrect Peng Da. Peng Da and Mo Li reached an agreement. Let's go, we have ransacked this place already. Mo Li came out of the sand heap and arrived outside. The strong wind almost blew him into the sand waves. Mo Li activated his defensive method to endure the devastating sandstorm as he observed the surroundings. He could not see other sand heaps and could only sand waves crashing down loudly. Mo Li endured for about 7 minutes before he finally saw a new sand heap. Such a large sand heap. This is the largest sand heap I have seen. There must be a lot of resources inside. Mo Li was exalted and was just about to jump into it. Suddenly, the sand heap exploded. Several figures flew out of it. GU Immortals. Mo Li's heart shook. He immediately retreated. The GU Immortals were fighting in the air. Their fight seemed to shake heaven and earth, and even dispelled the large sandstorm. This is the power of a GU Immortal, so frightening. Even if I have golden red armor, I cannot endure the collateral damage of their confrontation. Mo Li watched secretly, his heart jumped wildly and his mouth was dry. Mo Li observed carefully and gradually saw the actual battle situation. Several GU Immortals were attacking one person. This besieged GU Immortal provoked them while laughing wildly without any worries. Amidst the chaotic battle, a shadow suddenly intruded. This intruding GU Immortal left shortly afterwards, disappearing in the blink of an eye. The GU Immortal, who was sneak attacked by this figure, roared, "Ling Hu Shu, you dare to steal my Fang clan's possessions." Ling Hu Shu laughed loudly. Who asked you to be the nearest person to me? I didn't expect you to actually carry so many soul cores. Looks like Fang clan's plans in Green Ghost Desert were quite successful. The Fang clan GU Immortal was restless and furious. Ling Hu Shu, I will advise you to leave those soul cores alone. You are provoking a huge trouble. Haha, will I be intimidated so easily? Goodbye. 1. This has the same characters as computer. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Less than report chapter greater than so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2130 Pighead Land Spiri. 2130 Pighead Land Spiri. Ling Hu Shu was a Western Desert demonic immortal who cultivated theft path. Gu Immortal Fang Dongxi of Fang Clan could not restrain his anger. Sandheap Blessed Land appeared too suddenly. Fang Clan was unable to take out manpower within a short period, and could only mobilize him, who was the nearest to the Blessed Land. He had not expected that the batch of soul cores he harvested in Green Ghost Desert would be stolen by Ling Hushu during the chaotic battle. These soul cores are to be handed to Fang Yuan. I cannot lose them. Fang Dongxi was quite unlucky. He had a lot of resources in his immortal aperture, but what was stolen was the stuff that could not be lost. Fang Clan and Fang Yuan's cooperation could not be exposed. Fang Dongxi could not announce it and could only give chase. Ling Hushu's cultivation had recently advanced to rank 7 and his speed was extremely fast. Fang Dongxi had already decided to chase him without resting. But just as he was about to leave, he was obstructed by Shi Kang's killer move. Shi Kang, what are you trying to do? Fang Dongxi shouted. Shi Kang smiled coldly. Fang Dongxi, you and these people attacked me for so long, and you want to leave just like this? Fang Dong's eyelids twitched in anger. Shi Kang, you should rejoice that I am not going to attack you. Did you make some agreement with Ling Hushu in secret? The Grand Shi clan is actually cooperating with a demonic bastard. The moment Fang Dongxi spoke, he immediately made false charges. But because of this disturbance, Ling Hushu had already disappeared. Shi Kang laughed madly. I have been in closed cultivation for several years, this is my first battle after coming out, it must be famous throughout the world. Don't even think of fleeing, come fight. All of you are the stepping stones for my name to spread far and wide. The other Gu Immortals' faces darkened upon hearing that. Fang Dongxi said through gritted teeth. Shi Kang, you are the one who spoke insolently and provoked us, which was why we encircled you. But because we are all from the righteous path, we did not use our full strength. Now, you have not only allied with Ling Hushu, you are showing so much contempt towards us, you are really looking for death. Everyone, attack. Good, I also want to see what methods Shi Kang has gained over these years. Shi Kang, I have not seen you for several years and your guts have become so big. You think only you made progress. This time, Fang Dongxi took the initiative to attack first, other Gu Immortals also attacked seriously from the sides. Fang Dongxi fought for a while before swapping with another Gu Immortal. Several Gu Immortals fought Shi Kang in turns. Shi Kang did not get any breather, the pressure on him was several times higher than before. The battle was rapidly becoming disadvantageous to him, but he was laughing with excitement. Come, come. The Gu Immortals continued to battle intensely, and having observed the battle for a long while, Moli flew to that largest sand heap while clenching his teeth. The Gu Immortals had flown out of this sand heap, they must have left many resources which had no importance to them. Fortune is found within danger. Moli was originally a merchant. Right now, his spirit of taking risks was stimulated. Moli entered the sand heap, he could still hear the sounds of the Gu Immortals' battle. Shortly afterwards, he found that his choice was correct. As he moved deeper, he collected a large number of Gu materials on the way. Previously, there were many wild beasts and vicious plants inside the sand heap. But because the Gu Immortals had already explored it, the beasts and plants were already killed off. There were corpses of wild beasts everywhere, from 1,000 beast kings to even myriad beast kings. These resources were insignificant to Gu Immortals who tossed them aside casually, but they were incomparably abundant gains to Moli. It was like he had picked countless battle spoils for free. I have struck it rich, we've struck rich. Moli was extremely excited. He also saw many giant craters as well as terrifying poisonous blood. It was obvious that the desolate beasts and ancient desolate beasts were taken away by the Gu Immortals, but the huge ruins quietly displayed the horror of a mortal fight. If I were exploring it, I might have become food for these ferocious beasts. Thanks to the Gu Immortals who explored it already, Moli entered the core area of the sand heap. Originally, this was the place with the most valuable resources, but Moli did not make any gains. This place was already ransacked by the Gu Immortals. If an immortal material was left out, even if it was only a leaf, it would be an enormous fortune. Moli was not resigned, he was going to search this area completely. He really ended up discovering a large rock buried under the ground. This is a rank 4 Gu material, flying rock, it contains Chi Path and Earth Path Dao marks. Moli sighed, this gain was far below his expectations, but it was better than nothing at least. Moli was just about to lift this flying rock when the rock split apart. A young man fell out from the split rock. What is this? Moli was shocked before being curious. This youngster was clearly immortal, how could he appear here sealed in the flying rock? Moli woke up this mortal young man. The young man stated his identity. I am Wang Xiao'er, from Central Continent. Uncle, thanks for saving me. Where is this? Mo Li gave a malevolent laugh as he grabbed Wang Xiao'er's clothes. Speak, how did you appear here? Wang Xiao'er stammered. I don't know. Back then at southern borders Rotten Mud Mountain, Kong Shengtian's will had activated the immortal move using Huland and transported everyone. But he had forewarned that the killer move would transport them to random locations. Like that, Wang Xiao'er was sent to Western Desert and coincidentally fell here. And for some unknown reason, he was sealed by the flying rock and fell into deep sleep. Although Wang Xiao'er knew some reasons, he wanted to preserve the secret of the whereabouts of the 4 great obscenities. Mo Li had plenty of worldly experiences, he could tell from Wang Xiao'er's expression that he was lying. Bam! Mo Li punched Wang Xiao'er so hard that Wang Xiao'er's nose bled. Tell the truth, tell me everything you know, otherwise I am going to make you wish for death. Peng Da's soul suddenly came out and stopped Mo Li. Stop. Mo Li stared at Peng Da's soul with an ominous gaze. Brat, what are you trying to do? Peng Da's soul said through clenched teeth. Uncle Mo Li, you are a rank 5 GU master, and he is only a child, a mortal. Why do you need to resort to cruel means against him? The Uncle Mo Li that I met was a person who saved me in the desert, and told me about living outside and helping each other. Uncle, don't deceive your conscience because of hatred. You are not this kind of person. Shut up, Mo Li shouted and smacked Peng Da's soul to the side. How do you know that I am not this kind of person? Even if I was not like this before humans change. Mo Li walked towards the frightened Wang Xiao'er. Since you don't want to speak, I can only soul search. Wang Xiao'er suddenly screamed, pointing towards Peng Da's soul. Ghost, there is a ghost, a ghost. Peng Da's soul, stop making a fuss. Do you think that I will turn you into a ghost as well? Mo Li punched Wang Xiao'er to the ground. He had just finished speaking when a strange existence appeared while laughing. Good, amazing. Young man, I have a high opinion of you. Mo Li, Wang Xiao'er, and Peng Da's soul turned solemn. The 3 pairs of eyes stared at this existence that had appeared all of a sudden. Wang Xiao'er shouted, a talking pig. But why is there only the head and no body? Mo Li, however, shook with excitement. Idiot, this is Sandheap Blessed Land's land spirit. Mo Li walked towards the land spirit. Speak, land spirit, what is your condition for acknowledging a new master? The pig-head land spirit floated above Wang Xiao'er and looked down. My condition is simple, the person who can take the most beatings will be my master. It then laughed towards Wang Xiao'er. Young man, I think highly of you. Peng Da's soul realized at once. I understand, no wonder the GU immortal named Shikong was so rampant outside, he is trying to be beaten up through all means. The pig-head land spirit smiled. That GU immortal took a beating from ancient desolate beasts for a while, so he saw me and learned of the conditions to be my master. But he doesn't realize that it is not the one who can take more fierce beatings who will become the blessed land's master. Taking a beating is a grand cause. Not only do you need the ability to resist the beatings, you also need to have a firm and indomitable spirit to take the beatings. Look at this youngster, he is obviously lying, but even if he is beaten and is facing someone he cannot defy, he is still stubborn. This spirit to take a beating is worthy of admiration. So there is this way. Mo Li's eyes shone brightly as he saw hope of contending for the ownership of the blessed land. The battle in the sky was still continuing, but the attacking GU immortals had started to feel something amiss. Shikong, is this your strength after closed cultivation? You have been beaten to the point where it is difficult for you to even speak, if not for his holding back, you would have already died. A GU immortal scoffed. Shikang's face was already swollen and blue from the beating, his vision was blurry but he still laughed. Nonsink. I few grat, peak conditon, fight 500 rons, no problem. Another GU immortal said. On account of our 2 clans, close relationship, Shikong, just retreat. How much blood have you coughed from the beatings? Any more and you might not have any left. Shikong opened his mouth to retort but coughed out a mouthful of blood. Bolsht. I have lotto blood, can cough kupal omthfuls. Fang Dongshi sneered. Shikong, even if you are most specialized in defensive killer moves and can turn into a rockman, you cannot hold out for long. You have already become the laughingstock of Western Desert's GU immortal world in this battle. If we fight any longer, you will be crippled. If you are sensible, then take out some resources to compensate for our losses. My Fang clan will let bygones be bygones. Western Desert's righteous path had rules, they did not go overboard in their contest over the inheritances. These resources in Sandheap Blessed Land were not worth it to stake their lives. Shi Kong was beaten so miserably that it had already surpassed the usual standard of contending. Could they kill him and attract the retaliation of Shi clan, causing this dispute to escalate? This was something that all the GU immortals including Fang clan did not want to see. Shi Kong raised his head and was about to speak, but the slight exertion caused his right leg to crack in a crisp sound. Shi Kong held his right leg and pressed it on the broken area while activating a killer move. Rocks filled the gap and his Rockman transformation was back in one piece for the moment. Shi Kong still did not want to show weakness. He shouted at Fang Dongxi, CME, ICN still fit. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc. please let us know. Less than report chapter greater than so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2131 Fang Yuan, Who Land? 2131 Fang Yuan, Who Land? With the situation in this state, Fang Dongxi and the rest stopped attacking. Strange. This is really odd. Something does not make any sense. Shi Kong is not a suicidal person, there might be great benefits involved for him to push himself this hard. As for what benefits, the GU immortals had a similar guess. Shi Kong entered with us and had only gone into that sand heap earlier. Could it be? The GU immortals suddenly flew down and entered the sand heap again. Shi Kong was really anxious this time as he gave chase. He yelled and cursed but no one cared. The immortals arrived at the center of the sand heap within moments and witnessed a painful scene. They saw Mo Li lying on the ground with his legs spread open. He was gnashing his teeth while his body shook from the intense pain. Wang Xiao'er was standing in front of him and fiercely kicking the part between Mo Li's legs, the most vital area of a man. On the other side, Peng Da's soul was also attacking Mo Li. What attracted the GU immortals' attention was the pig-head land spirit. The pig-head land spirit was cheering loudly. Good, this way of taking a beating really makes people marvel. What moves me even more is this spirit. What kind of spirit to take a beating is this? Exposing your vital area openly and allowing such fierce attacks. And you, Mo Li, have persevered without a thought of giving up. What fearless courage. Your dazzling spirit continues to move me. Then you Are you moved? Will you recognize me as your master? Mo Li's tears fell from the pain as he shouted. The pig-head land spirit said with a solemn expression, soon. You have already surpassed that Shi Kong. Mo Li wanted to cry. You said that just before UGHH. Stop them. Fang Dongxi shouted first. A mere mortal wants to obtain a blessed land. The GU immortals made their moves. Shi Kong was also among them. His head was soaked with cold sweat as he rejoiced. The other GU immortals discovered this secret. If not for that, he might have been defeated by this audacious mortal. Immortal moves shrouded the entire place. They descended like a tsunami. Mo Li's group was deathly pale. Mother. Wang Xiao'er held his head and tried to run. Land spirit, save me. Mo Li was lying on the ground, his legs trembling intensely. The pig-head land spirit shook its head and flew away. I cannot save you. To become my master, you need to have the spirit to take a beating, but even more than that, you need to have the strength to take the beatings. But right as Mo Li was about to die miserably, there was a loud sound, and all the killer moves were destroyed. Who? Come out. 3 mysterious figures appeared from the corner. Their bodies were shrouded in a layer of profound light, hiding their appearance and gender. They stood silently, but their auras were closely connected and actually suppressed the side of Western Desert's righteous path. Fang Dongxi and the rest became solemn like they were facing a huge enemy. This profound light and this kind of image. You are the legendary Yi clan. Western Desert's Yi clan. There really is this super clan. There existed a hidden super clan in Western Desert, with powerful strength and a long history, seemingly existing since ancient times. But this was only a rumor between Western Desert's super forces, and there had never been clear evidence. Since you know of our Yi clan, then retreat. One of the 3 mysterious figures spoke. Their voice was also modified, gender-neutral and hoarse. Fang Dongxi snorted coldly. Cowardly people who dare not show themselves, who knows if you are really from Yi clan? You want us to retreat just like this? Aren't you too arrogant? You are even more arrogant than Shi Kong. Shi Kong rubbed his nose and was about to speak when another person said, look at the price of Shi Kang's arrogance, your outcome will be the same. Shi Kong. A chaotic battle broke out. Yi clan's 3 GU immortals had tacit cooperation, they had clearly trained together for years. They immediately gained the upper hand. Western Desert righteous path might have been suppressed but they had superiority in their numbers. The pig-head land spirit floated near the edge of the battlefield and watched the battle excitedly. GU Immortals prioritized defense to become the Blessed Land's master. They did not dodge the attacks they could dodge, and even moved towards the attacks. They were also fighting for Mo Li. After all, he was the person who was thought highly of by the land spirit. If they could help him get the ownership, they would win this battle. Finally, after a strange, fierce battle, Mo Li was taken away by Yi clan. Wang Xiao'er was captured by Fang Dongxi. And the person who became the Blessed Land's owner was GU Immortal Shi Kong. He had not wasted his efforts after all. Fang Dongxi returned to Fang clan and reported the outcome of the battle. The matter concerned Fang Yuan. Fang clan's first supreme elder Fang Gong immediately convened the clan's GU Immortals to discuss about it. We should kill Ling Hushu. The issue now is, how do we explain this to Fang Yuan? We will tell the truth and let Fang Yuan kill Ling Hushu. But we need to hide our transaction with Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan is the #1 demon in the world who cultivates all paths. We are unable to deal with Ling Hushu because he cultivates theft path and is proficient in escaping. If Fang Yuan were to take action, Ling Hushu would definitely die an extremely miserable death. That is not appropriate. Fang Dichong shook his head, rejecting this suggestion. His soul was traded to Fang clan by Fang Yuan, and he obtained freedom once again. Right now, he had possessed a rank 5 GU master's body and was preparing to undergo immortal ascension again. He was part of this discussion right now. Fang Dichong continued to analyze. Do you think that possibility is likely, or is it more probable for Fang Yuan to find trouble with us instead? What is the reason for Fang Yuan's transaction with our clan? It is because our clan is the closest to Green Ghost Desert, and he needs countless soul cores to cultivate his soul. After all, he inherited Shadow Sect's true inheritance. If my Grand Fang clan cannot even handle this properly, we will no doubt lose our value in Fang Yuan's eyes. At that time, what do you think he will do? Fang clan's immortals felt their hearts turning cold from this analysis. Fang Gong nodded. I approve of Fang Dichang's words. Fang Yuan could step on Heavenly Court. It is very easy for him to deal with Fang clan. We cannot fight him. Besides this, our clan also benefited plenty from transacting with Fang Yuan. The numerous immortal materials in Fang Yuan's hands are the most important transaction gains for our clan. Fang Dongxi was troubled, but this time's soul core quantity cannot meet the requirement. Tomorrow is the day to hand over the goods. What reason will we use to delay it? If Fang Yuan wants to investigate this, he can easily realize the truth. But if we don't lie and say the truth, won't our value fall greatly in Fang Yuan's eyes? Fang Dichong said, we must tell the truth. But since the soul cores are not enough, we will use other things to compensate for them. Won't it be okay as long as Fang Yuan is satisfied? Fang Huasheng was worried. Fang Yuan has a large number of venerable true inheritances, his standards are extremely high. Our Fang clan does have some items that can satisfy Fang Yuan, but every one of these items is a foundation of our Fang clan. We cannot hand over our foundation because of Ling Hushu, can we? Fang Dichong laughed. You are thinking too deeply. In my opinion, this matter is easy to resolve. Fang Gong asked, what plan do you have? Fang Dichong, didn't we already soul search Wang Xiao'er? Although he is only immortal, his body is mysterious and his experiences are also quite amazing. We know about Hu Land. This secluded domain of heaven and earth should already be in Wu clan's hands now. We will hand this information to Fang Yuan, it should satisfy him. Is that going to work? Some were doubtful. Fang Dichong shook his head. Don't treat Fang Yuan like us normal people. Spectral Soul and Qing Chou are already dead, Demon Immortal Qi Ju is suppressed, Qi Si Ancestor was defeated by him. He is now the #1 person in the world. Even if Wu clan is the #1 super force of southern border Hehe, they still won't be able to protect Hu Land. Fang Gong nodded. Then, let's do that. If Fang Yuan is not satisfied, we can only incur a greater loss once again. He then sighed. Such a pity about Hu Land. If only my clan knew of it, we would definitely conceal it and dig it up secretly. Now, we can only give it to Fang Yuan. Fang Dichong said in a heavy tone, Fang Yuan should be satisfied. This person is terrifying. The most terrifying thing is not his strength, but his broad-mindedness instead. He doesn't bother about trifling matters in order to accomplish the major goal. His broad-mindedness and shrewdness are unfathomably deep and vast like mountains and seas. What gives me chills is that even though he is the strongest person in the world, he is still willing to trade with us and will not resort to brute force if he can. This kind of person is not someone our Fang clan or Heavenly Court can deal with. I am afraid that only the rumored Venerable revival can curb such a terrifying demon. Inside the Sovereign Immortal Aperture. Mini Yellow Heaven. At some corner of Ni clan, a GU master who had been unconscious for several days woke up dazedly from his bed. An immortal GU condensed inside my body. The GU master looked weak and pale, but he could barely hide his joy. From today onwards, am I going to rise up towards the peak of my life? The GU master was extremely excited. He had rank 4 cultivation and knew of Ni clan's secret. In the whole of Ni clan, there are 3 GU masters who have passed the difficulty of bloodline condensation and survived, and with me now, there are 4 who possess immortal GU. Now that I have an immortal GU, I will be Ni clan's 4th elder even though my cultivation has not reached rank 5. The GU master's mind was filled with plans for his beautiful future. Little did he know that his condition over the past few days as well as the thoughts going through his mind right now were all seen by Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan fell into thoughts. Ni Ren's method is indeed an ingenious human isolation style refinement technique. After the event of the gold fragment current, although Ni clan lost a lot of GU masters, the surviving GU masters passed the cruel trial. After they returned to the clan, the phenomenon of bloodline condensation appeared successively. Over 40 people got a fever and fell unconscious, but only 2 woke up successfully and refined immortal GU inside their body. Right at this time, a message disturbed his thoughts. Who land? If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know. Less than report chapter greater than so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2132 Nurturing GU Immortals. 2132 Nurturing GU Immortals. Southern Border, Wu Clan. Over 50 GU masters were gathered in the hall. First Supreme Elder Wu Chao, Supreme Elder Mountain Moving. GU masters greeted together with solemn expressions and hardly concealable excitement. Wei Shenjing was among them. He had finally emerged from the cruel competition and obtained the opportunity to become an immortal. Besides him, there was Divine Dr. Sheng Shou and Wu Shentong. These 2 had been revived through the Dead Sea Life Retrieval Formation. There was also Zhang Yi, the Western Desert GU master who had inherited Fire Thunder True Inheritance. These 50 or so people were geniuses of their generation and were GU master elites selected by Wu clan. You may stand. Wu Yong was sitting on the main seat. To his left was Mountain Moving Old Monster, and to his right was Wu clan's rank 7 GU immortal Wu Chao. The information on immortal ascension and the matters to pay attention to regarding immortal ascension have already been given to you. Over the following period of time, you should start closed cultivation and come out only when you feel you have the certainty to ascend to immortal. Our Wu clan's GU immortals will help you resist the immortal ascension tribulations with all their strength. You may leave now. Wu Yong raised his hand. The group of around 50 GU masters retreated. Wu Yong smiled towards Mountain Moving Old Monster. Supreme Elder Mountain Moving, I shall hand the matter of these GU masters' immortal ascension to you. Mountain Moving Old Monster was not a GU immortal originating from Wu clan. His surname was Qin and his name was Jing Sheng. He was previously a lone immortal. When Fang Yuan was disguised as Wu Yihai, there was the issue of Mount Snail where he reached an agreement with Mountain Moving Old Monster. Mountain Moving Old Monster obtained most of the benefits of Mount Snail, but this immemorial desolate beast still belonged to Wu clan in name. But in the end, Fang Yuan's identity was exposed and Wu Yong went after him. Mountain Moving Old Monster's situation immediately became awkward. Wu Yong was a formidable character. Why would he let go of this opportunity? He immediately exerted pressure on Mountain Moving Old Monster. Using both forceful and persuasive measures, he made Mountain Moving Old Monster become Wu clan's external Supreme Elder. Back to the present, Mountain Moving Old Monster quickly agreed to Wu Yong's command. I am in deep admiration of First Supreme Elder's broad-mindedness. I will stake all my strength to make sure the tribulations cannot harm anyone. Good. Wu Yong laughed. I, Wu Yong, guarantee that the Wu clan I govern is fair with rewards and punishments. I shall take my leave and make preparations. Mountain Moving Old Monster left. He knew the meaning behind Wu Yong's action. He was an external elder of Wu clan. External elders were usually ostracized. But Wu Yong's move was too revolutionary. He actually supported so many GU immortal seeds at once. What raised Mountain Moving Old Monster's attention the most was that these 50 or so GU masters were mostly outsiders. Wu Yong ordered Mountain Moving Old Monster to be in charge of this matter. On one hand, he was worried of Wu clan's GU immortals being biased towards the clan members if they were put in charge. On the other hand, it was to reassure Mountain Moving Old Monster, using action to tell him, I, Wu Yong, am different from ordinary leaders. When Mountain Moving Old Monster left, Wu Yong's gaze moved towards Wu Chao. Wu Chao had been keeping silent and was feeling uneasy under Wu Yong's gaze. Wu Chao had been Wu clan's third supreme elder with high authority and status. But he was enticed by Chao clan and had supported Fang Yuan, who had disguised as Wu Yihai. This action was the same as betraying Wu clan's benefits. Later, Wu Chao was in charge of guarding corpse Emperor Yu Dingtian but lost it to the enemies. This was a great stain to his reputation. After Wu Yong took the position, he suppressed Wu Chao to the limit. Wu Chao's situation declined day by day and he was even stripped of his third elder position. Wu Chao. Wu Yong spoke, "What do you think of my decision to support so many GU immortal seeds?" Under Wu Yong's gaze, Wu Chao's forehead became covered in sweat. He took a deep breath before standing and bowing, saying in a sincere manner, "Lord Wu Yong, I think this action has far more benefits in long term. I give my full support to it." Wu Yong laughed, he raised his teacup and took a sip, before asking leisurely, "Then tell me how you will give full support." Wu Chao took a deep breath and said what he had already prepared before. Wu Yong did not comment and only nodded as he put down the cup, "Do it." Wu Chao was exalted, he quickly requested for leave. He did not leave directly like mountain-moving old monster, instead he stood at the door and bowed deeply towards Wu Yong before leaving slowly. This attitude was extremely respectful. Only Wu Yong remained in the discussion hall. He was expressionless, but was sighing inwardly. This time, he invested all the resources of the clan to support the immortal ascensions of over 50 GU masters. This move could be considered crazy. His move had caused dissatisfaction in many Wu clan GU immortals. The main reason was that among these over 50 GU masters, less than half were Wu clansmen while the rest were outsiders. Many Wu clan supreme elders including Wu Bachong thought Wu Yong's action was shaking Wu clan's foundation. These short-sighted people, as Wu Yong recalled the recent times, when these people admonished his actions openly or secretly, he could not help but snort coldly. Wu clan's greatest issue was the lack of GU immortals, there was not enough manpower to guard their territories. Let alone when they were planning to expand in the future. However, Wu clan had few GU immortal seeds as well. Even when they lowered the standard and revived some Wu clan GU master elites, the number of GU immortal candidates was only 18. Although GU immortals could deal with the tribulations, the crucial point in immortal ascension was the balancing of 3 chi. Outsiders could not help in this, the GU master had to rely on themselves. 18 Wu clan GU immortal seeds, according to history, only 1 or 2 among them might succeed in immortal ascension. That would not do. What use was there in gaining 1 or 2 rank 6 GU immortals for Wu clan? This simply could not satisfy Wu Yong's ambition. Thus, Wu Yong disregarded his subordinates' opposition and recruited outsider GU masters to be GU immortal candidates. Moreover, Wu clan treated them fairly and gave them full support. It is not that these people cannot see the situation, but they raised opposition because it threatened their own benefits. They have really disappointed me. Their vision is too narrow. Without the 5 regional walls now, our Wu clan's enemies are not just southern border forces but the entire 5 regions. And among the 5 regions, the most terrifying enemies are in Central Continent. Central Continent's sect system, Wu Yong sighed. With his foresight and wisdom, he was already clear of the superiority of the sect system. That was the reason he gave full support to outsider GU immortal candidates and recruited outsiders to become Wu clan's external supreme elders. But even with his prestige, he encountered such opposition and resistance, it could be imagined what the situation in other super forces would be like. Wu Yong had excellent political skills, he dealt with this situation by deploying Mountain-Moving Old Monster and supporting Wu Chao. Mountain-Moving Old Monster was an external supreme elder, for the sake of his own future in Wu clan, he would definitely do his best to support those outsider GU immortal seeds in their ascension. And Wu Chao was an astute person. He saw Wu clan's situation and Wu Yong's plan. To get back onto Wu clan's political stage, even if he did not approve of Wu Yong's move, he had to grab this opportunity, becoming Wu Yong's dog and standing against those opposing supreme elders. Like this, Wu clan's internal disorder was quickly resolved by Wu Yong. There will be 5 or 6 among these seeds who will succeed in immortal ascension. I hope one of my Wu clansmen becomes a Chi Path GU immortal. Hu land can be used then. In the future, if I am lucky enough to refine 8-faced prestige wind, my strength will rise by another level. Adding on Hu land, my Wu clan will be among the top super forces in all 5 regions. Wu Yong's mood turned much better when he thought of Hu land. He thought very highly of Hu land. If not for him cultivating Wind Path primarily and having accumulated a lot of Wind Path Dao marks, he might have converted to Chi Path for Hu land. Wu Ji did not choose Chi Path and persisted on Strength Path, which had actually disappointed Wu Yong. Hu Lan's value was extremely high, this could be seen from Demon Immortal Qi Ju. As long as a set of killer moves involving this kind of secluded domain of heaven and earth was created, the GU Immortal would have near pseudo-venerable battle strength. Hu Lan could be taken as a quasi-rank 9 Immortal GU, while it would be extremely difficult for Wu Clan to obtain a rank 9 Immortal GU. Even refining a rank 8 Immortal GU was a huge trial to Wu Clan. Inside the Sovereign Immortal Aperture, be it Mini Blue Heavens Star Collection City, Mini Western Deserts Inkman City, Mini Northern Plains Triple Sacred Mountain, or other areas, GU Immortals were cheering in excitement. Just the previous moment, Fang Yuan had issued the latest contribution board, mission board, and exchange list. The contribution board and mission board were issued long before, but it was the first appearance of the exchange list. It was this exchange list that made all the GU Immortals in the Sovereign Immortal Aperture excited. The exchange list contained a large number of rank 6 and rank 7 Immortal GU, a dazzling lineup of immortal moves, immortal GU recipes, and countless immortal materials. The GU Immortals in the Sovereign Immortal Aperture only needed to spend their accumulated contribution points to exchange for any cultivation resource on the exchange list. I have never seen such a rich list of immortal materials and such enormous immortal material reserves. Even Lang Ya Land Spirit, who was extremely knowledgeable, was dumbstruck when he saw the exchange list. There are rank 6 to rank 9 immortal killer moves, including common killer moves, battlefield killer moves, the present age GU formations and GU houses, and even ancient battle formations. What is this totem killer move? I have never heard of it before. Many GU Immortals exclaimed in shock. The GU Immortals who came from the Variant Human Alliance cared much more about the immortal GU in the exchange list. Even these immortal GU can be exchanged. Am I dreaming? How difficult is it to refine immortal GU, but here, we only need to accumulate a certain amount of contribution points to exchange for an immortal GU. All of the GU Immortals were moved. They suddenly realized that becoming subordinates of Fang Yuan was a really fortunate thing. Our future is so bright after following Master. This is too good, looks like Lord Fang Yuan wants to nurture us. I have never seen a force have such wealth. Master's foundation is truly inestimable. The GU Immortals' eyes shined with excitement, their faces reddened, and some even cried in joy. Some quick ones immediately looked at the mission board. Previously, the tasks they completed were mandatory and they did not have much enthusiasm. But it was completely different now. The first task is so strange. Request for Lord Fang Yuan to protect us from tribulations, and we also get such rich contribution points in return. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Less than report chapter greater than so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2133 Shizong, S Tribulation. 2133 Shizong, S Tribulation. Fang Yuan was secretly observing his subordinates' reactions. He had issued the exchange list after careful consideration. Previously, Fang Yuan had thought the Sovereign Immortal Aperture's chaotic phenomena would pass with time. But they were instead becoming more severe. Sometimes, some strange situations occurred, which were so serious that Fang Yuan's main body had to deal with them. If he could increase the strength of the Sovereign Immortal Aperture's GU Immortals by a level or two, the chaotic state of the Sovereign Immortal Aperture would be dealt with much more properly. Fang Yuan had no way to completely resolve the issues in the Sovereign Immortal Aperture, so he could only alleviate them. Naturally, regardless of how he strengthened them, these subordinates would not have the ability to take part in the contest within Crazed Demon Cave. Fang Yuan also did not have such extravagant hopes. Nurturing these subordinates required a large amount of resources. Fang Yuan had devoured many of the two heavens grotto heavens and plundered the countless years of accumulations of these grotto heavens. He naturally did not lack the resources to nurture them. On the basis of cultivation resources, Fang Yuan had already surpassed most of the super forces in the world. Even if Heavenly Court and Longevity Heaven had much more accumulation than Fang Yuan, they could not copy his action. Fang Yuan possessed 4 elements square regret blood refinement pool. It was extremely easy for him to refine rank 6 and rank 7 immortal GU. That was why he could domineeringly place all kinds of immortal GU on the exchange list and let his subordinates exchange for them. If Fang Yuan needed to use some immortal GU that they exchanged for in the future, he could just throw a compulsory mission at the person. Who would dare to go against Fang Yuan's decree? At that time, Fang Yuan would give even more contribution points in exchange. The subordinate whose immortal GU was seized might even be quite happy. The heated reactions of his subordinates was within Fang Yuan's expectations. These GU immortals who were stimulated by the exchange list began to crazily accept the tasks, and took the initiative to go to various areas of the sovereign immortal aperture to work like bees. As for the first task on the mission board, the GU immortals were discussing if Lord Fang Yuan had made a mistake. But even after a few days, the task content had not changed. The GU immortals became increasingly covetous. The contribution point reward of this task was sizable. Shizong was the person to study the new exchange list for the longest time. Recently, Shizong had been distressed over a huge issue. He was the first supreme elder of Northern Plains Rockman tribe. He was rank 7 and was about to face his third grand tribulation. Rank 7 GU immortals faced an earthly calamity every 10 years, a heavenly tribulation every 50 years, and a grand tribulation every 100 years. Earthly calamities and heavenly tribulations were not big issues to Shizong. But a grand tribulation was huge trouble. The previous 2 grand tribulations had almost destroyed Shizong's confidence. The third grand tribulation was imminent. Shizong was thinking of ways to delay the grand tribulation. But he had turned the whole exchange list inside out and was still unable to find a trace of hope. The exchange list doesn't have any methods to delay calamities and tribulations. Shizong frowned. Does Master not have such methods? Obviously not. Shizong's gaze locked on the first task in the mission board. Looks like Master is encouraging us to accept this task. Shizong was enticed. His Rockman tribe came from Northern Plains' northern icy plain. Fang Yuan had forced them on his ship. But by now, Shizong found that this ship had already become a warship with a bright future and unimaginable fortune. Since ancient times, the main criteria of a leader was making use of both benevolence and authority. Fang Yuan had no lack of authority, so when the exchange list appeared, it changed many people's hearts. Shizong did not dare to betray Fang Yuan and had seen the benefits of following Fang Yuan. He thought for a long while and decided to take the risk, accepting that task. He accepted the task openly and did not conceal it. And soon, the news regarding him accepting the first task spread throughout the sovereign immortal aperture's GU immortal world. Shizong is a veteran rank 7 GU immortal. If he can pass the tribulation successfully, he will become a rank 8. Let's see what's going on with this task. Sigh, I also wanted to accept this task. I did not expect Shizong to seize the initiative. This is a good opportunity to express loyalty to Master. Not long after Shizong accepted the task, he was summoned by Fang Yuan's Time Path clone. The Time Path clone was going to manage Shizong's immortal aperture and make preparations for the tribulation. Shizong opened his immortal aperture. Fang Yuan's Time Path clone personally took control and stuffed Earth Path immortal materials inside his immortal aperture. Worry soil, green pond rotten soil, diamond soil, Great Lake soil, concealing heaven dust, grand soil, region sand, impermanence rock, smoky warm jade, thousand-year frost jade essence, dark inkstone, marrow-sucking stone, regret water rock, round coon stone, hibiscus stalactite, stone heart liquid, 8 parts jade, and so on. The large number of Earth Path immortal material made Shizong speechless. After coming to his senses, Shizong's heart jumped in fright. GU immortal calamities and tribulations are the result of heavenly Tao seeking balance. Right now, my Earth Path foundation has increased to such an astonishing amount, my grand tribulation will become even more terrifying. Ordinary GU immortals want their calamities and tribulations to be as weak as possible, but Master is completely the opposite. It is as if he wants the grand tribulation to become a myriad tribulation. Several days later, the time to undergo tribulation was here. Fang Yuan's main body arrived at an ordinary sea area of Eastern Sea and opened his immortal aperture, letting Shizong out. Shizong greeted Fang Yuan first before placing his aperture in the outside world. The Blessed Land's door was opened and started absorbing a large amount of the outside world's heaven and earth chi. Fang Yuan stood outside the entrance. He could not go in. He had too many Tao marks. Previously, when he attacked Fire Plain Grotto Heaven, he was unable to go in as well, let alone this tiny rank 7 blessed land. The Grand Tribulation was on time. First was the arrival of Heaven Path Tao marks, then these Heaven Path Tao marks transformed into Tao marks of other paths based on the state of Shizong's blessed land. Most of these Tao marks were of Earth Path. The transformed Tao marks used an expended heaven and earth chi to turn into calamities and tribulations. If Fang Yuan used Big Family Chi GU right now, he could absorb the tribulation chi and weaken the Grand Tribulation. Right now, Fang Yuan was looking forward to the Grand Tribulation becoming even stronger. Soon the Grand Tribulation took shape. Shizong's face turned pale. Yellow sky dust cloud. Heavens, it saw my immortal aperture was very prosperous and I had too many earth path resources, so this is specially targeting them. Yellow sky dust cloud would gain increasingly powerful suction force along with time and absorb the immortal aperture's earth path resources. The more earth path resources it absorbed, the stronger it would become, its range would increase and it would become denser with much more powerful suction force. Among all the Grand Tribulations, Yellow Sky Dust Cloud was absolutely among the top few hated Grand Tribulations. Shizong tried several killer moves, although they were effective, the effect was very little on such a large yellow sky dust cloud. I can only rely on Master now. Shizong's expression was dismal. Right at this time, Shizong saw multicolored and dazzling totems fly out of Fang Yuan's body and enter the Blessed Land, before charging into the yellow sky dust cloud. These totems were of various types and shapes. There existed ferocious tiger and leopard, agile deer and rabbit, lush trees, as well as spinning flying rocks. But no matter which one, they all emitted rank 8 aura. Shizong's body and mind shook together. Oh heavens! More than 20 killer moves, all at rank 8 level. Master actually has such terrifying strength. These were all totem killer moves. Ever since Fang Yuan obtained the cultivation method of thousands of basic totems from Zonbi Yudu, he would cultivate this move whenever he had some free time. Myriad Beast Fusion Color Heaven was the sacred land for cultivating totem killer moves. It was very difficult to cultivate totems outside of this place. Because there was no such food path environment, almost all the food recipes would lose their effect when placed in the outside world. Fang Yuan, however, was different. He had deep food path attainment. He modified these food recipes and turned them into killer moves. With the help of these food path killer moves and countless GU materials, Fang Yuan was able to cultivate over 20 totems. These totems were all at rank 8 level and were carefully selected by Fang Yuan. Their power naturally would not be low. What was even more amazing was once these totem killer moves were formed, they were extremely easy and convenient to activate. Fang Yuan willed, activating over 20 totems at once. In other words, he activated over 20 rank 8 killer moves in an instant. It was because he possessed the sovereign immortal body that he could fearlessly cultivate totems of so many paths. If it were other GU immortals, they would never be able to accomplish this. Shizong watched with a stupefied expression. Because at that moment, the extremely thick yellow sky dust cloud that covered the sky was shredded by these totems. Too vicious, too terrifying. Shizong's thoughts fluctuated intensely. But although the Grand Tribulation was destroyed violently, it did not stop. Instead it was trying hard to condense again. However, the moment a trace of yellow sky dust cloud condensed, it was instantly torn into pieces by the totems. Heaven's will did not give up, but the totems were even fiercer. Inexplicably, Shizong suddenly felt that the Grand Tribulation was somewhat pitiful. Immortal killer move, Heaven human sensation. Immortal killer move, human executing Heaven's work. Immortal killer move, unrestrained heavenly mark. Fang Yuan made his move from outside the entrance, refining all the heaven path Dao marks from the Grand Tribulation. But the unrestrained heavenly marks fell on Shizong's blessed land. But it was not a problem. Fang Yuan took out an immortal GU house. It was the repaired Thieves' Den. Thieves' Den's killer move, Steel Dao. The Theft Path killer move's working principle was to use Theft Path immortal materials as the catalyst. The Theft Path Dao marks in the immortal materials would be consumed instantly and the Dao marks in the outside world would be stolen. The stolen Dao marks must be attached to these Theft Path immortal materials. So, if the stolen Dao marks were disorderly, the immortal materials would have no value, like those immortal materials found everywhere in Crazed Demon Cave. In short, Thieves' Den had the ability to steal the outside world's Dao marks but did not have a method to use them. Moreover, Thieves' Den was already a peak-level creation and could not be modified. It had no room or potential for improvement. These stolen unrestrained heavenly marks formed a Heaven Path immortal material. Fang Yuan took this Heaven Path immortal material and activated a Food Path killer move, Devour Heaven and Earth. This killer move was Fang Yuan's gain from his recent cultivation. Fang Yuan's Food Path attainment level was Grandmaster. He had countless Food Path killer moves and deep Wisdom Path attainment. It was not difficult for him to create a killer move to devour Heaven Path immortal materials. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Less than report chapter greater than so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2134 Fang Yuan, just you wait. 2134 Fang Yuan, just you wait. After consuming this Heaven Path immortal material, Fang Yuan's sovereign immortal aperture gained 9 more Heaven Path Dao marks. The grand tribulation that sent Shizong into despair, when turned into heaven path Dao marks, merely amounted to 9. Moreover, this grand tribulation's strength was much higher than normal. A normal grand tribulation would give less than 9 heaven path Dao marks when transformed. Probably around 7. Fang Yuan estimated. This could not compare to the gains from annexing the 2 heavens grotto heavens. Each of the 2 heavens grotto heavens gave Fang Yuan several thousand heaven path Dao marks. Fang Yuan devoured grotto heavens one after the other. His sovereign immortal aperture's development had already reached 80%. At present, his heaven path Dao marks numbered over 200,000. Fang Yuan wanted to become venerable through refinement path, so he prioritized annexing refinement path grotto heavens, which increased his refinement path Dao marks to over 6 million. Currently, the sovereign immortal aperture cannot annex any more grotto heavens. So I can only use this method to gain heaven path Dao marks. Although the increase each time is small, GU immortals undergoing tribulations is a process that will never stop. Little droplets of water make a mighty ocean. I can accumulate a substantial amount with this method. In the long run, this path of helping GU immortals undergo tribulation was quite bright. The 2 heavens grotto heavens accumulated for 1,000,000 or so years to have such foundations. But if Fang Yuan annexed one, there would be one less. There was, however, an unending stream of GU immortals. Shizong's tribulation succeeded and he advanced to rank 8. When he returned to the sovereign immortal aperture, he immediately received the congratulations of many people and was asked about the exact details. Shizong was already prepared. He had used GU worms to record the complete video of his tribulation. When this video was spread, it brought a strong impact to the sovereign immortal aperture's GU immortal world. Master is so strong, he used over 20 rank 8 killer moves in an instant. Is he still human? These are totem killer moves. They look quite convenient. From the start, the GU immortals were attracted by the totem killer moves. When Thieves' Den appeared, they exclaimed in shock again. When the video reached the end and the yellow sky dust cloud was completely destroyed by Fang Yuan, the GU immortals sighed, deeply moved. Master's methods are unimaginable. He can really destroy calamities and tribulations beforehand. In history, these calamities and tribulations will calm down only after they have vented everything. But Lord Fang Yuan has unfathomable powers. He can get rid of calamities and tribulations ahead of time. It can be inferred that this task is a huge fortune. Not only can we increase our cultivation level, we can also get a sizable amount of contribution points. Didn't you hear what Shizong said? Although he passed the tribulation and became a rank 8 GU immortal, he did not gain any new Dao marks. Ah, there was such a thing. No wonder this task compensated us with contribution points. Shizong did not hide this. He was somewhat hesitant at first, but after the tribulation, Fang Yuan personally ordered him to publicize the truth. No gain in Dao marks. This news was like a bucket of cold water that poured on these excited GU immortals. The GU immortals began to calm down. This result needed to be properly considered. No gain of Dao marks was a huge loss to GU immortals. After all, undergoing tribulation was the main way of gaining Dao marks. Over the next few days, there was no movement. But when Shizong used these contribution points to exchange for 2 rank 7 Earth Path Immortal GU and 3 Earth Path Killer moves, another person accepted the task of undergoing tribulation. After that, more and more GU Immortals began to imitate this, and it soon formed a wave in the Sovereign Immortal Aperture's GU Immortal world. These GU Immortals were shrewd. They had calculated the gains and losses. Although they would lose a batch of Dao marks, the value of the gained contribution points was far higher than the losses. The GU Immortals' battle strength and Immortal Aperture's environment would indeed weaken from the loss of these Dao marks, but Dao marks was only one of the factors. There were many factors which determined a GU Immortal's battle strength. For instance, Immortal GU was a main factor. Immortal killer moves as well were much more important than some thousands of Dao marks. The Immortal Aperture's environment would be influenced, but the GU Immortals could exchange for all kinds of immortal materials to create even more resource points to fill this gap. What made the GU Immortals choose this path was that there was a special entry in the exchange list that allowed the GU Immortals to supply the immortal materials and expend some contribution points, to ask for Fang Yuan's clone to use food path killer moves to increase their corresponding Dao marks. These various reasons created an unending supply of GU Immortals who underwent tribulation. Fang Yuan's heaven path Dao marks continued to increase. Southern border. Kei Shinhong was flying through the clouds. He was communicating with his friend. You don't know that all the GU Immortals are accepting the assisted tribulation task. Some GU immortals whose tribulations are still far away will choose an option in the exchange list. It requests Master's time path clone to accelerate their immortal aperture's time flow. They are using every means possible to accept this task. Kei Shinhong read up to here before replying with the information path immortal GU. It is because the contribution points for this task are sizable. Moreover, whoever obtains the contribution points first will be able to move a step ahead and do more missions, entering a beneficial feedback loop. Look at that Shizong, he has been thriving recently. His strength has surged, he can do and take on more difficult tasks, obtaining even more contribution points much faster. Unfortunately, I received a mandatory task now and have to go on a diplomatic mission to Wu Clan. Otherwise, I would have been the first to accept this task. His friend replied soon. You need to be careful, you are going to Wu Clan's headquarters to demand Hu land. That is a secluded domain of heaven and earth, and Wu Yong is the Southern Alliance's leader. Kei Shinhong, however, was confident. I am quite hopeful for this trip. Even if it fails, Wu Yong won't do anything to me. You have not personally realized and witnessed Master's power and influence. Alright, I have arrived, I will contact you later. Kei Shinhong slowly flew down. Below him was Wu Yi Mountain. Wu Clan's headquarters was located here. Seeing Kei Shinhong, 2 GU immortals immediately flew up from Wu Yi Mountain. At the front was Wu Clan's second supreme elder Wu Ba Chong. Kei Shinhong had already notified them before coming here. Wu Clan's earnestness could be seen. They had sent Wu Ba Chong to welcome him. Envoy, please come in. Wu Ba Chong led Kei Shinhong to Wu Clan's headquarters. You came from afar and must be tired, how about resting for a while? Wu Ba Chong was polite. Kei Shinhong shook his hand. Let's get down to business first. Alright, please wait a while, our first Supreme Elder is handling some clan affairs. Kei Shinhong nodded and waited patiently. He could understand that the leader of the Great Wu clan could not be available so casually. Whether he was really busy or not, they had to put up this show. After 5 minutes, Wu Ba Chong came again and led Kei Shinhong towards the guest hall. Kei Shinhong saw Wu Yong there. Kei Shinhong did not speak nonsense and said directly, Lord Wu Yong, I come with Master's sincerity to have another transaction with your noble clan. Wu Yong and Wu Ba Chong looked at each other. They had profited a lot in the previous transaction. Wu Yong asked with a smile, I wonder what transaction it is. Kei Shinhong smiled. Master is willing to pay a price to buy the Hu land in your possession. Instantly, Wu Yong's pupils shrank and killing intent surged in his heart. What? Wu Ba Chong could not sit still. He stood. What Hu land? How could my Wu clan have this secluded domain of heaven and earth? Fang Yuan is definitely mistaken. Kei Shinhong smiled and did not refute. Wu Yong's expression was dark as he interrupted Wu Ba Chong. Alright, Ba Chong. Wu Ba Chong immediately stopped denying it, but there was indignance and anger on his face. Veins popped up on his clenched fists as he stared rigidly at Kei Shinhong. If gazes could kill, at this moment, Wu Ba Chong would have already killed Kei Shinhong 100 times with his gaze. Kei Shinhong only looked at Wu Yong, turning a deaf ear to Wu Ba Chong. He bowed. Lord Wu Yong, what is your reply? Wu Yong suddenly showed a smile. Since Fang Yuan wants to trade, of course we can. I believe he will definitely pay a satisfying price. Kei Shinhong could not help but feel a chill when he saw Wu Yong's attitude. Wu Yong was really terrifying. In such a short period of time, he accepted this fact and made the most sensible choice. Kei Shinhong took a deep breath and said the price. Master is aware that Lord Wu Yong desires rank 8 Immortal GU, 8-faced prestige wind. Master is willing to personally refine this rank 8 Immortal GU. What? Wu Ba Chong's expression changed again as he bellowed furiously. Hu land can be seen as a quasi-rank 9 Immortal GU. Fang Yuan is not taking out even one rank 8 Immortal GU and wants to exchange with such conditions. You are too insincere. Wu Yong said through clenched teeth. This is indeed somewhat too overboard. Kei Shinhong smiled. Wu clan excels in Wind Path. Your only Chi Path foundation is in Shengtian True Inheritance. Although Hu land is a secluded domain of heaven and earth, it doesn't have much value for Wu clan. Wu Ba Chong immediately refuted. You can't say that. Any path's attainment can be developed. Although my Wu clan excels in Wind Path, could it be that we cannot excel in Chi Path in the future? With Hu land, I would rather change to Chi Path and replace my vital GU. With such huge prospects, which superforce would be willing to give it up? Kei Shinhong glanced at Wu Ba Chong. Second Supreme Elder, you are spot on, quite insightful. It is indeed correct. With Hu land, the prospect of Chi Path is highly favorable. But As he said this, Kei Shin Hong intentionally paused before saying deeply, the prerequisite is you need to possess Hu land. Wu Ba Chong's killing intent erupted and he looked ready to attack. Kei Shin Hong's hidden meaning was that Wu clan could not keep Hu land. Since they could not keep Hu land, it was useless to mention any Chi path prospects. Kei Shin Hong looked towards Wu Yong and bowed again, saying respectfully, Lord Wu Yong, I will be frank. If your noble clan is not satisfied with this price, we are willing to refine 3 rank 8 immortal GU for your clan. He then continued with a bitter smile, this is my side's bottom line and there won't be any concession. Lord Wu Yong, please understand. I am only a messenger, I cannot make decisions. Wu Yong was silent for a while before smiling, you are an excellent messenger. I agree to your conditions. Wu Ba Chong, bring Kei Shin Hong to take Hu land and send the rank 7 Fan Wen GU as well. First Supreme Elder, Wu Ba Chong was indignant. Go, Wu Yong was solemn. Sigh, Wu Ba Chong heaved a deep sigh as he looked at Kei Shin Hong with hatred. Follow me. Wu Ba Chong quickly moved past Kei Shin Hong and walked out of the hall. Wu Yong sat on his seat without moving. The guest hall had bright lighting, but Wu Yong's face was dark and heavy. Losing Hu land had a huge impact on him. How did Fang Yuan know about Hu land? Did he capture Kong Ri-Tien? Wu Yong had a lot of doubts but he did not want to investigate it. Since the matter had already reached this stage, there was no meaning in talking about this. After a long while, Wu Ba Chong returned to report, Kei Shin Hong has left. Lord, should we send some people in disguise and ambush him? Wu Yong shook his head. With Fang Yuan's wisdom, how could he not have expected such a loophole? Don't do unnecessary things. Wu Ba Chong said through clenched teeth. Damn it. Our Grand Wu clan cannot protect Hu land. Wu Yong said with a heavy voice, we need to remember this. In Wu clan's headquarters, we were forced to sell the secluded domain of heaven and earth. This is my disgrace, and also Wu clan's disgrace. In the future, if there is a chance, I will clear this humiliation and pay it back 1,000-fold. Fang Yuan, just you wait. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc. please let us know. Less than report chapter greater than so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2135 Liver Life Formation. 2135 Liver Life Formation. Fang Yuan was holding Heaven's Envy Immortal GU in his hand. Under the continuous supply of rank 8 White Lychee Immortal Essence, Heaven's Envy Immortal GU let out a light, crystal-like radiance. This Immortal GU seemed like a flea made of crystal, it was as large as a fist and was curled up like a ball. Suddenly, the crystal radiance from Heaven's Envy Immortal GU burst, turning into countless broken crystal lights that shone dazzlingly. Success! Fang Yuan was shocked. At that moment just now, he had actually refined this rank 7 Heaven's Envy Immortal GU. The curled-up crystal flea stretched its body and meekly lay on Fang Yuan's palm. I am probably the first person in history to completely refine Heaven's Envy Immortal GU. At this moment, Fang Yuan had created history. But, within an instant, his excited emotions calmed down. He already had many unprecedented achievements. In this recent period of time, I have repeatedly helped my subordinates undergo tribulations. Although the Heaven Path Dao marks gained each time are small in quantity, the numbers accumulate eventually. Adding these Heaven Path Dao marks, I am finally able to refine Heaven's Envy Immortal GU completely, breaking the previous limit. My guess was right. The fact was proved in front of him. As long as the unrestrained heavenly marks reached a certain number, Heaven Path Immortal GU could be refined. In the long river of history, there were countless GU cultivators with geniuses as numerous as stars in the sky, and the 10 venerables like 10 large suns. But none of them truly cultivated Heaven Path. Limitless Demon Venerable and Paradise Earth Immortal Venerable might have grasp of the killer move Unrestrained Heavenly Mark, but from what Fang Yuan knew, they had not delved deeply into Heaven Path. The former cultivated Rule Path and the latter cultivated Earth Path. Maybe Limitless Demon Venerable researched Unrestrained Heavenly Mark to cultivate Heaven Path, but he had already become a Rule Path Demon Venerable at that time and could not turn back anymore. From this, the advantage of the Sovereign Immortal Aperture could be seen again. Cultivate every path. A brand new unknown path emerged before Fang Yuan. Heaven Path. Unrestrained Heavenly Mark was the key to starting Heaven Path cultivation. This path had huge prospects and terrifying advantages, even mortals could understand a thing or two. Heaven Path comprises everything and balances everything. All living beings, be they immortals or mortals, powerful or weak, are included in Heaven Path. All kinds of immortal GU, secluded domains of heaven and earth, are also under the restrictions of Heaven Path. Heaven path controls calamities and tribulations, it controls lifespan GU. Venerables were powerful for an era, but when compared to heaven path, they are like a burning torch. If I walk this path, Fang Yuan could not help but daydream. Apart from anything else, just lifespan GU and fate GU, these two factors made him feel a trace of excitement. Every venerable in history was troubled by lifespan GU, and fate GU had never been directly controlled by heavenly court. Even star constellation Immortal Venerable did not have any solution, she could only become one with the Tao to interfere with heaven's will and distort the power of fate GU. Among all the paths, the starting threshold of heaven path is the highest. One must grasp the killer move unrestrained heavenly mark first. I have only stepped on the road of heaven path, I still need to walk a long distance before I can touch the deeper profundities like lifespan GU and fate GU. The battle of Crazed Demon Cave is imminent, I won't be able to accomplish this before the battle. Although he had officially stepped on the cultivation path of heaven path and its prospects were bright and huge, Fang Yuan did not intend to fully delve into it. The situation did not allow him to do so. At most, I can invest once more in Heaven's Envy Immortal GU. Cooking luck pot brought enormous convenience to Fang Yuan, letting him know that Heaven's Envy Immortal GU might be the key in the battle of Crazed Demon Cave. Heaven Path's cultivation road was going to be long, and Fang Yuan had just taken the initial step. But Heaven's Envy Immortal GU could be developed further. I have completely refined Heaven's Envy Immortal GU, but it is only at rank 7. If I create its corresponding killer moves, it might be quite impressive at rank 8 level. However, in my battle with Venerables, rank 7 will not be enough. I need to raise Heaven's Envy Immortal GU to rank 8. Fang Yuan possessed 4 elements square regret blood refinement pool, but this was slightly troublesome. Fang Yuan had a batch of Heaven Path Immortal materials. It might not be enough if he were to try to refine many Heaven Path Immortal GU, but it was enough to use on just Heaven's Envy Immortal GU. However, Fang Yuan's Heaven Path attainment was ordinary, he was not even at master level. Although his refinement path was as high as quasi-supreme, it would be quite difficult to research Heaven's Envy Immortal GU's rank 8 recipe. It was not that there was no chance of success, but it would take too much time and energy. In his initial estimation, it was going to require 2 to 3 years of deductions at the very least. This was undoubtedly not feasible for Fang Yuan. Looks like I need to copy Wu Yang and raise some GU Immortal seeds, before helping them undergo the Ascension Tribulation. Fang Yuan quickly found a way. Fang Yuan did not care about the minimal gains in Heaven Path Dao marks from Immortal Ascension of rank 5 GU Masters. But when GU Masters undergo Immortal Ascension, they would have a one-time opportunity to experience natural inspiration. With this opportunity, the GU Master questioned Heaven and Earth, and almost all their questions would be answered. Since Heaven and Earth could produce Heaven's Envy Immortal GU naturally, it definitely had Heaven's Envy Immortal GU's recipe. Fang Yuan did not demand much, he only needed a correct version of the Immortal GU recipe of Heaven's Envy GU, he could rely on his refinement path attainment to modify it to suit himself. Moreover, Fang Yuan could also ask for some insights when asking Heaven and Earth. For instance, on the basis of certain kinds of Heaven Path Immortal materials and the current situation, which Heaven's Envy Immortal GU recipe is the easiest to refine. As he thought of this, he put a new task on the mission board and listed it at number 1. Search for loyal and devoted GU Immortal seeds who are suitable to undergo Immortal Ascension. Almost at the next instant, all the GU Immortals in the Sovereign Immortal Aperture knew of this task. Ever since the establishment of the exchange list, these GU Immortals had gone crazy. Many of them had not even slept for months, using GU worms to forcibly maintain their conditions, to complete tasks and earn contribution points. Fang Yuan offered them the most suitable environment, reducing the difficulty of these GU Immortals' cultivation to the minimum. Almost every day, they could feel their strength increasing. Even if this increase was only a little progress every day would accumulate to a terrifying amount after several days. It was this euphoric feeling of experiencing the increase in their cultivation and strength that made these GU Immortals unable to stop. What gave Fang Yuan a pleasant surprise was that one of the human GU Immortals developed an incomplete transformation path Immortal GU recipe because of this, hard liver GU. This human GU Immortal primarily cultivated transformation path, he was Solid Rock Warrior, who came from Beast Calamity Grotto Heaven. Hard liver GU strengthened the GU Immortals' liver, giving them lasting and vigorous energy which then allowed them to complete all kinds of laborious tasks without needing to rest. But if it was used excessively, the liver would harden to the limit and trigger a terrifying explosion, inflicting heavy injuries and even death. After Fang Yuan got familiar with the GU, he modified and completed it, and even created rank 6 to rank 8 GU recipes. After using 4 elements square regret blood refinement pool to refine it, rank 8 hard liver immortal GU was used as the core of a GU formation. Fang Yuan named this GU formation as Liver Life Formation 1. It operated all year round and collected a fee for every use. If the GU Immortals were interested, they could hand over some contribution points to enter. After they come out, they will be full of energy and motivation. Did you liver today? How much longer can you liver for? I feel like my liver is about to explode. Such conversations had already become a common daily topic between the GU Immortals. So, when Fang Yuan put up this task, the GU Immortals were like red-eyed sharks that had smelled blood. Great task. It was published by Master himself. The reward is extremely abundant. I have not slept in 3 months. I want to rest a little. What rest? Go and liver. The great era is in front of us, we must grasp this excellent cultivation opportunity. The GU Immortals moved out towards all kinds of places to gather GU Immortal seeds. In just a short while, this task was completely taken. The GU Immortals who could not take it were extremely vexed. Some shouted regretfully, "Oh, this task was quite excellent, but I missed it." Every task on the mission board had a limited quota to prevent GU Immortals from taking just the tasks with the highest rewards, which would result in unreasonable and wasteful distribution of manpower. Fang Yuan handed the task of gathering GU Immortal seeds to his subordinates. He estimated there would be quite a lot of GU Immortal seeds. It was going to surpass super forces like Wu Clan. It was because Fang Yuan had annexed many forces like Langya sect and the Two Heavens Grotto Heavens, which had extremely deep foundations and long history. They definitely did not lack GU Immortal seeds. Using the little spare time he had, Fang Yuan personally went to strengthen Ni Clan. He quietly set up a year essence sub-pool in Ni Clan's territory, forming a time path zone. Ni Clan's time would pass much faster, which would increase the rate of immortal GU production. It would become much more convenient for Fang Yuan to comprehend GU refinement profundities of human isolation style. The sovereign immortal aperture has a huge number of variant humans, but not many humans. Most of the humans are from Beast Calamity Grotto Heaven, but it can be foreseen that in the future, Mini Yellow Heaven's Ni Clan will probably become the top human force. Fang Yuan thought to himself. He had just finished setting up the time path zone when Ke Shinhong's message arrived. The latter's diplomatic mission to Wu Clan was successful and had obtained Hu Land. Immortal killer move, heaven and earth travel. At the next moment, Fang Yuan moved from eastern sea to southern border, appearing in front of Ke Shinhong. After putting Ke Shinhong in the sovereign immortal aperture, Fang Yuan returned to eastern sea. He secretly arrived in a nameless sea area and toyed around with Hu Land as he waited for Qi Si ancestor. For you, Fang Yuan handed Hu Land to Qi Si ancestor. The Qi Si clone quickly received it and said excitedly, "Good, good, I have a premonition. With Hu Land, my combat system will be completed. I will wait in anticipation." Fang Yuan's main body left shortly after. He was also pondering about his combat system and had made much progress, but was still far away from completing it. 1. In Chinese medicine, the liver gets damaged if one does not sleep properly at night. In this case, liver torture, is a common Chinese internet term for staying up all night to game etc. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc. please let us know. Less than report chapter greater than so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2136 Fang Yuan, S. Secluded Domains of Heaven and Earth. 2136 Fang Yuan, S. Secluded Domains of Heaven and Earth. Immortal killer move, landscape as before. Fang Yuan activated the killer move. The previous landscape as before immortal GU was only at rank 6. But 2 months ago, Fang Yuan had successfully raised it to rank 8. Rank 8 was the limit of landscape as before immortal GU. The limit of most immortal GU was at rank 8. After advancing to rank 8, they would have arrived at their peak and could not be advanced anymore. GU were the essence of heaven and earth, fragments of the great Tao. These fragments had their respective limits. Those with higher limits could accumulate slowly and reach rank 9, while those with lower limits might even be forced to stay at rank 6. There were many immortal GU, although they were unique, they covered almost all aspects imaginable. For instance, Fang Yuan used the killer move Lingering Poisonous Ant Plague, which gave birth to 2 immortal GU, Red Copper Immortal Ant GU and White Noodle Immortal Ant GU. If there was a slight change, there might be another kind of immortal GU. For instance, Dark Gold Immortal Ant, black noodle immortal ant, and so on. Among all the immortal GU, only a small portion could truly advance to rank 9. Rank 8 landscape as before immortal GU was still a time path immortal GU. But the killer move Fang Yuan was using right now was a compound killer move. It contained profundities of not only time path, but also earth path, water path, rule path, soul path, and other paths. Under the effect of this compound killer move, reverse flow river let out soft gushing sounds as it started expanding at a rapid pace. After Fang Yuan's nurturing over this period of time, the compound killer move that was used dozens of times showed great effects. Reverse flow river, which previously only had a little trace left of it, had become a long narrow river. Fang Yuan had all along been trying to restore reverse flow river, and he finally got a good result now. He had previously thought of using orderly well. This killer move was a rank 9 killer move and came from Shadow Sect's true inheritance. This move used City Well as the core. It could modify secluded domains of heaven and earth, removing the conflict between Dao marks, which made it convenient to restore them. Danghun Mountain, Luopo Valley, and Minuscule Mountain had experienced this move. But Fang Yuan had never been able to grasp this killer move. Because he lacked its crucial core Immortal GU was unique, that core Immortal GU was already in someone else's possession. Fang Yuan had thought of modifying this killer move but it was extremely difficult. This was a rank 9 rule path killer move. It had already reached a peak level where it had no room for improvement. At least, Fang Yuan was unable to see any. His rule path attainment level was at Great Grand Master, and not Quasi-Supreme. He was still some distance away from seeing through this kind of rank 9 killer move. Reverse Flow River is recovering faster right now, but at the later stage of its recovery, Landscape as Before's compound killer move will experience a fall in effectiveness continually until it becomes negligible. Landscape as Before's compound killer move was at rank 8 level, while the complete Reverse Flow River was a secluded domain of heaven and earth, which was equivalent to rank 9 in terms of quantity of Dao marks. Because of the huge amount of Dao marks, they could sometimes be used as quasi-rank 9 immortal GU. Naturally, this depended on the GU cultivator's ability. Conceptualizing killer moves with the secluded domain of heaven and earth as the core was only the start. The crucial point was how exceptional the created killer moves were, and if they could fully use the secluded domain of heaven and earth or not. For instance, Fang Yuan's reverse flow protection seal made use of reverse flow river only at the intermediate level. His Luopo seal was only at the elementary level of secluded domain usage. Orderly Well killer move was different. It made use of City Well to the highest degree, and was at the advanced level. There was no killer move that completely used secluded domains of heaven and earth. Secluded domains of heaven and earth were not immortal GU, after all. Immortal GU was alive and could be used fully as long as immortal essence was transferred into them. But secluded domains of heaven and earth were non-living, their usage was limited. An immortal GU was a connected body of fragments of Dao marks. A secluded domain of heaven and earth was an amalgamation of countless Dao marks. These Dao marks were piled together, some were straight or bent, some were continuous threads, some were entirely different, and some were intertwined. There was no way to make use of all the Dao marks. Even Venerables were not an exception. This could be seen from the killer move Orderly Well. I have gathered quite a lot of secluded domains of heaven and earth. Danghun Mountain, Luopo Valley, Reverse Flow River, City Well, Hu Land, as well as the Incomplete Refinement Sea, Human Sea, and Qian Kun Crystal Wall. Danghun Mountain was the first secluded domain obtained by Fang Yuan. He even entered Northern Plains to find a way to repair it. Luopo Seal, which used Luopo Valley as the core, had once helped Fang Yuan kill GU immortal experts. There was no need to talk about Reverse Flow River. In that event of old ancestor Shui Hu refining fortune rivaling heaven GU, Fang Yuan had relied on Reverse Flow Protection Seal to shock the world while being hunted by Longevity Heaven and Heavenly Court. City Well was obtained from the turbulent Flow Sea area. Fang Yuan had used it as a trap to kill many Eastern Sea GU immortals. Hu Land was the easiest to obtain. He bought it forcefully from Wu Yang. Naturally, it was possible because of Fang Yuan's strength and reputation. These things had been accumulated since his rebirth, while being on the verge of life and death, and going through countless large battles. The Incomplete Refinement Sea came from Langya Blessed Land. It showed long-hair ancestors' ambition. Unfortunately, although Fang Yuan obtained it, he did not have enough spare effort, time, and resources to complete it. Currently, the Incomplete Refinement Sea was being intensely consumed by 4 elements square regret blood refinement pool. The Incomplete Human Sea came from Eastern Sea's Sha clan. Wu Shuai led the variant human alliance to invade Sha clan's territory, killing or driving Sha clansmen away, and looting this incomplete human sea. The last was Qian Kun Crystal Wall. Put simply, it was a bunch of gray-white stone slabs. The surface of the gray-white stone slabs were filled with black ink lines. Some were straight while others were curled, there were thin and thick lines. The lines were drawn over one another, some looked like letters while others looked like drawings of scenery. Legends said that if one gathered all of the stone slabs, they could piece back Qian Kun Crystal Wall and the GU cultivator would be able to enter Book Mountain again. If one looked at the history of humanity, they would find that generations of GU masters, GU immortals, or even immortal and demon venerables collected these stone slabs before. Fang Yuan had obtained countless gray-white stone slabs from Great Wisdom Immortal Mother. According to what Great Wisdom Immortal Mother said, these stone slabs could form half the Qian Kun Crystal Wall. Fang Yuan had obtained a batch of gray-white stone slabs from other sources like Langya sect, and the storage of the Two Heavens Grotto Heavens. Naturally, the number of these stone slabs could not compare to what Great Wisdom Immortal Mother had, and there were also fake goods among them. Great Wisdom Immortal Mother's gray-white stone slabs were from the Inkman race's true inheritance. There were many fake goods among the stone slabs circulated in the market. But the gray-white stone slabs in the Inkman race's true inheritance were all genuine. According to the records in U003CU003C, the legends of Ren Zhu 003EU003E, primordial domain was originally inside Qian Kun Crystal Wall. Unfortunately, Limitless Demon Venerable took it away and put it in Crazed Demon Cave. Even if I construct Qian Kun Crystal Wall now, I won't be able to enter primordial domain. Fang Yuan tried all ways to increase his battle strength. These secluded domains of heaven and earth were naturally going to be made use of. Reverse Flow River was being restored, killer moves using Danghun Mountain and Luo Po Valley as the core were also being developed. Hu Land was given to the Qi Si clone. Fang Yuan did not have time to put his effort into this. Among all the secluded domains of heaven and earth, Fang Yuan paid the most attention to the incomplete human sea. Back then, he chose to invade Eastern Sea's Sha clan mainly because of this artificial secluded domain of heaven and earth. All the venerables have human path killer moves, so I need to have some foundation in human path. Even if I don't become dominant in this path, I need to have means to defend against it. Fang Yuan had suffered during the Fate War. The venerable methods were mostly human path methods, every move was terrifyingly powerful or had amazing effects, influencing the whole war. Previously, Fang Yuan had ordered his subordinates to kill 100 million humans in Fire Plane Grotto Heaven to use in the incomplete human sea. But this was not enough. The previous resources were all spent, human sea was still some distance from completion. The variant human alliance also has many human grotto heavens with large numbers of humans. But it is not convenient to target these humans. Firstly, it will cause dissension in these human grotto heavens GU immortals. Secondly, these humans will be moved to the sovereign immortal aperture in the future, and are foundations for me to develop human path. Lastly, there are so many humans in the world, why do I need to sacrifice my own people? Fang Yuan then issued a task, slaughter humans and gather resources. Compared to the previous tribulation task, this task was obviously cruel and reeked of blood. Master is a demonic path member after all. Many human GU immortals lamented. But, I quite enjoy slaughtering the outside world's humans. This task resonated with variant human GU immortals. Forget it, as long as it is not our grotto heaven suffering, what does it have to do with us if other humans die? Those owners of human grotto heavens were glad about their allegiance. Soon, over 10 GU immortals quietly moved out from the territory of Eastern Sea's Sha clan. There were many fishing villages in Eastern Sea's islands. Birds chirped and dogs barked, smoke spiraled upwards. Kill. A Miniman GU immortal flew towards these fishing villages and ruthlessly activated Immortal GU. Leaves fell down like a rainstorm, killing countless men and women, old and young, blood splashing everywhere. Back then, us Miniman were captured by you humans. My mother was strangled to death in front of me by human GU immortals. I am only taking back some interest. The Miniman GU immortal's face was filled with hatred. On a certain island in Eastern Sea, there was an enormous city. Two variant human GU immortals united to bring forth a tens of feet high tsunami. At the juncture of life and death, an Eastern Sea lone immortal walked out and blocked the tsunami. Stop, I am GU Mingshu. This is my homeland, I wonder what the issue is. Why are you implicating these innocent people? This GU immortal shouted furiously. The two variant human GU immortals came down from above the clouds and revealed their appearance. So it was warm sun Immortal Lord. Immortal Lord, you are wrong. Back then, this place had been the homeland of us hairy men. But you humans occupied it forcefully. My hairy man tribe fortunately had the protection of our supreme elder, so we were able to survive in the two heavens. Gu Mingshu could not restrain his anger when he saw the two variant human Gu immortals, so you are variant humans. You are really audacious. This place is near Eastern Sea's Tang clan. I have already requested reinforcements. Get lost. If you don't escape now, it will be too late. The two variant human Gu immortals laughed loudly as they said, Immortal Lord, why do you pretend to not know from where we came? Our master is Lord Gu Fang Yuan. Let alone Tang clan, even if the whole of Eastern Sea's righteous path arrive together, they will be like chickens and dogs in front of our master. Gu Mingshu, stop trying to put up a front. We are here to kill your fellow humans, to let you taste the pain and suffering we felt back then. Gu Mingshu lamented inwardly, how can there be a demon like Fang Yuan? He actually sent variant humans to attack his own race. He is a traitor to humans, he has no bottom line and no sense of propriety. Damn it, damn it. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Less than report chapter greater than so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2137 Fang Yuan deserves death. 2137 Fang Yuan deserves death. Qi Si. Because Qi Si ancestor lived here, the Qi Si area had become the Righteous Qi Alliance's headquarters. At this moment, a banquet was being held inside the Qi Si formation. Qi Si ancestor sat on the main seat while the representatives of Eastern Sea Righteous Path forces sat to his left and right. Sitting to the left of Qi Si ancestor was a Food Path Gu Immortal. He was an old man with a brandy nose. He raised his wine cup high and toasted Qi Si ancestor. Lord Ancestor, I offer this toast of spring sea blossom wine to you. Qi Si ancestor nodded. His seat was high above the others, which gave him a naturally overlooking vision. Qi Si ancestor took a sip before commenting lightly, Zui Xian Wang, your spring wind petals wine is quite good, it has a vague poetic flavor of youth. This Food Path Gu Immortal was Zui Xian Wang. After he inherited Green Ant Ascetic and Wine Fairy's true inheritance in Central Continent, he was then silently persuaded by Qin Dingling to be a chess piece. According to Qin Dingling's arrangements, Zui Xian Wang returned to Eastern Sea and rested for a period of time before taking the initiative to side with the Righteous Qi Alliance. Everyone in the Righteous Qi Alliance welcomed him warmly. Because Zui Xian Wang was among the outstanding lone cultivators of Eastern Sea's Gu Immortal world. Zui Xian Wang possessed Wine Sea. He held a wine reception every year where he invited heroes and warriors of Eastern Sea. His connections were extremely wide, and he himself had good relations with all the large Eastern Sea Righteous Path forces. There was a huge political significance for a representative character like him to join the Righteous Qi Alliance. Just this significance itself had a huge value. Because, although the Righteous Qi Alliance was established, most of its members were of Eastern Sea Righteous Path super clans. Besides them, there were also some Two Heavens Gu Immortals who had joined Qi Si clone. Few Eastern Sea lone immortals joined the Righteous Qi Alliance. Demonic immortals were even rarer. Zui Xian Wang joining the alliance would definitely be a model example which would change some trend of Eastern Sea's Gu Immortal world. Maybe, other lone and demonic immortals would take the initiative to join. Besides these, there was another reason which was somewhat connected to Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan's lingering poisonous ant plague killer move had caused a huge disturbance in Eastern Sea's Righteous Path. They were forced to take out their hidden true inheritances to research the killer move, only then were they able to find a way to restrain it. During this event, the Righteous Qi Alliance had wanted to invite Zui Xian Wang. However, at that time, Zui Xian Wang had already gone to Central Continent and was secretly searching for Green Ant's true inheritance. Zui Xian Wang cultivated Food Path, which was rare in the 5 regions and 2 heavens. While rarer things were often more precious, Zui Xian Wang was worthy of being recruited. Qi Si ancestor discussed with Eastern Sea's super forces and held a large welcoming banquet. Not only were they trying to leave a good impression and gain the approval of Zui Xian Wang, they were also proclaiming the Righteous Qi Alliance's attitude towards lone and demonic immortals. When Zui Xian Wang saw Fang Yuan, he was extremely respectful and even had a flattering expression. For instance, now, Zui Xian Wang's wine was clearly called Spring Sea Blossom Wine. But Qi Si ancestor called it Spring Wind Petals Wine. Whether Qi Si ancestor had not heard clearly or if it was a slip of tongue, Zui Xian Wang did not ponder on it. He bowed, many thanks to ancestor for bestowing the name. Amazing, amazing, spring wind petals wine not only suits the characteristics of this wine, it is also filled with poetic sentiment, making one feel like they are being caressed by spring wind, while flower petals flutter in the air. It is a great honor for this wine to be bestowed a name by ancestor. With ancestors granting of this name, I believe this wine will be known throughout the 5 regions. Ha ha ha, Qi ancestor laughed heartily as he pointed at Zui Xian Wang. Old Wang, you are quite witty. The various clan representatives also chimed in, their compliments were like waves that followed Zui Xian Wang and moved towards Qi ancestor. These GU immortals were praising while cursing silently. I did not think this old guy Zui Xian Wang to have such a shameless side. Truly a bootlicker, but it is not strange. He holds a wine reception every year where he invites all the forces. He has some skills in social interaction. Tang Clan's GU immortal Tang Tang was just about to raise his wine cup, when an information path mortal GU flew in. He viewed it with his divine sense. What? The variant human alliance has attacked. His body jolted, he was greatly shocked. But after reading the information properly, he relaxed somewhat. Fang Yuan only sent 10 or so GU immortals over different areas of Eastern Sea to kill mortals. What is he trying to do? Not long ago, he invaded Fire Plain Grotto Heaven and slaughtered 100 million humans. Tang Tang was pondering, when he recalled the incomplete human sea. After Fang Yuan invaded Eastern Sea's Sha clan, the information about this artificial secluded domain of heaven and earth had spread far and wide. So the righteous Qi alliance was well aware of it. At this time, another information path GU worm flew over. GU Mingshu is requesting reinforcements from my clan. Tang Tang's heart stirred slightly. This warm sun immortal lord was a lawful lone immortal. Tang clan had always wanted to recruit him but was rejected by him. Who could have expected a crisis to appear out of nowhere? GU Mingshu actually offended the variant human alliance. In the request letter, GU Mingshu had clearly expressed, if Tang clan can provide help, he will join Tang clan. My Tang clan cannot offend a person like Fang Yuan. Isn't this trying to push my Tang clan into the fire? Tang Tang sneered mentally. They could not give support. Tang Tang immediately crushed this information path mortal GU and treated it like he had not seen it. Fang Yuan's target this time were only the mortals, moreover, he avoided the people of the super clans. So, Tang clan did not suffer any losses. As for reputation, Tang clan's reputation would fall a little because they did not retaliate. But, other clans were also the same. Fang Yuan's action was not targeting just Tang clan. Since everyone was losing reputation, it was same as nobody losing any reputation. As long as the situation doesn't worsen, this is only a small matter. Let Fang Yuan kill however many he wants. Tang Tang continued to enjoy the banquet. After receiving this message, he began to deliberately observe the surrounding GU immortals. Sure enough, these people received the news one after the other. Fang Yuan's subordinates are slaughtering mortals. They are not our clansmen anyway, why provoke Fang Yuan because of this? Eastern Sea has so many mortals, even if some are killed, the population will be restored in 10 years. Let's drink, let's drink. Ha ha ha, good wine. The atmosphere became even more lively. As the banquet continued, these GU immortals were starting to get drunk, their faces flushed red as they enjoyed themselves. Tribulation clouds surged continually. A large amount of water splashed around in the time path clone's immortal aperture, like fish jumping madly. This was a grand tribulation, jumping time fish tribulation. The outcome is set. The time path clone was observing the whole process calmly. With the main body helping personally, there would definitely be no issue. The jumping time fish tribulation was not strong, it was an ordinary type of grand tribulation. Heaven's will did not trouble Fang Yuan, which was rare. But the time path clone was not surprised. In the recent period of time, my main body has not only helped GU immortals to undergo tribulations, he is also helping those GU immortal seeds to undergo immortal ascension. With him present, unless it is a dream path tribulation, there will be no issue. Heaven's will realizes this fully, the calamities and tribulations are ordinary so that the main body won't gain more heaven path Dao marks. While the time path clone was thinking, the tribulation clouds in the sky were almost gone. Fang Yuan did not continue to attack, instead he took out ability GU to give it a try. But ability GU was almost destroyed. U003CU003C The Legends of Ren Zhu 003 EU003E clearly stated ability GU would continue to grow stronger in calamities and tribulations. But Fang Yuan was unable to find a way to strengthen it. According to simple deduction, the records in U003CU003C the legends of Ren Zhu 003EU003E stated that calamities and tribulations were GU materials to advance the rank of ability GU. Fang Yuan gave it a try right now, but discovered that calamities and tribulations were not suitable as GU materials and were extremely hard to control. Fortunately, Fang Yuan had made ample preparations and was able to preserve ability GU. After obtaining this outcome, Fang Yuan did not hold back and destroyed the final lump of tribulation cloud. This time, he did not devour the heaven path Dao marks. He left behind the time path Dao marks from the tribulation in the time path clone's immortal aperture. He did not touch the clone's foundation. Now, I also have rank 8 cultivation. The time path clone was filled with emotions. From now onwards, I shall use the name He Chun Chu. What do you think? Up to you, Fang Yuan's main body replied plainly. Currently, among Fang Yuan's 8 clones, Qi Si Ancestor, Wu Shuai, the time path clone He Chun Chu, and Zan Bu Du had advanced to rank 8. But Fang Yuan already did not lack rank 8 GU immortals under him at present. Southern border, Human Smoke Mountain. This was Chai Clan's headquarters. Almost all of Chai Clan's GU immortals were assembled, and with Chai Clan's first Supreme Elder leading them, they welcomed 3 variant human GU immortals. These 3 variant humans were Snowman, Hairy Man, and Rockman. They were Bing Yuan, Golden Fur Immortal Monarch, and Shizong. People of Chai Clan, the 3 of us came with Master's order. We are here to discuss a trade with you. As the leader of this trip, Bing Yuan spoke. Chai Clan's immortals were in serious and heavy moods. It was not only because of Fang Yuan's reputation, but because of these 3 variant human GU immortals' auras. Be they Bing Yuan or Golden Fur Immortal Monarch or Shizong, they were all at rank 8. What does Fang Yuan want? Could my Chai Clan have something of interest to him? Chai Clan's first Supreme Elder asked. No need to be modest, Lord Chai Gan. Bing Yuan smiled. My master is willing to purchase your noble clan's human path results, including the killer move congregated human talent, the human path mountain human smoke mountain, as well as many mortals raised by your clan. What? The expressions of Chai Clan's immortals changed. Fang Yuan is going too far. He is trying to dig up our Chai Clan's foundation. The main thing is, if we cooperate with this demon Fang Yuan, what reputation would our grand righteous path Chai Clan still have? Chai Clan immortals criticized softly. The expression of Chai Clan's first Supreme Elder was unsightly. He muttered for a while before asking, my Chai Clan does nurture the most mortals. These people live good and content lives in human smoke mountain and do not cause trouble for anyone. I wonder what Fang Yuan wants to buy them for. Shizong sneered. Of course, to kill them all. Golden Fur Immortal Monarch had a crazed expression. These humans your Chai Clan is nurturing have abundant human chi. This is extremely good. Master's human chi is only lacking the final step. With these people, it can finally be completed. Chai Clan immortals were shaken. Disregarding lives so casually, this demon deserves death. One female immortal, Chai Kei Ching, shouted furiously. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Less than report chapter greater than so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2138 Shaken Chai Clan. Chapter 2138 Shaken Chai Clan. Thousands of years ago. Southern border, Human Smoke Mountain. A cave at the peak of the mountain opened quietly, and an old man walked out of it. He had an ashen expression. In the past, he could not find lifespan GU and could only use other lifespan extension methods. His lifespan was at its end right now. Even if he found lifespan GU or other methods, it would be of no use. I, the Grand Chai Fu, cultivated to rank 8 as a lone cultivator, but in the end, I still lost a lifespan. How sorrowful, how hateful. Chai Fu was filled with anger and sadness that was deep as the sea. He walked down the mountain numbly, but a village at the base of the mountain gave him a surprise. Before I went into closed cultivation, there had been no humans inhabiting this place. But in just several years, this place became so lively. I, the Grand Rank 8 GU Immortal Chai Fu whose name is spread throughout the southern border GU Immortal world, won't live for long, but you mortals are living so well. Looking at the men and women in the village doing labor work and children playing around, Chai Fu's anger and hatred surged so much that he was about to slaughter all these villagers. But at the next moment, he forcibly closed his eyes. His body trembled for a while before he gradually calmed down. Chai Fu restrained the evil intentions in his heart as he smiled bitterly. I, Chai Fu, might not be a good person, but I have never targeted people who have not offended me, and have never slaughtered innocents. Sigh, so be it if I die. What else can I do? Even the 10 venerables were unable to escape death. It is easy for GU immortals to live long, but how hard is eternal life? Chai Fu had looked back over his whole life when he was in closed cultivation. He had no regrets in his life, he had a clean record and was without lingering concerns. With nothing else to do, Chai Fu disguised as a passing old GU master and entered the village. Is he a traveling doctor? The villagers misunderstood Chai Fu's identity. Chai Fu went with the flow and used that identity, receiving warm welcomes from the villagers. There were GU masters in the village, but the highest was only at rank 3, and they were not specialized in healing. Many villagers asked for help from Chai Fu, and with Chai Fu's ability, it was a small matter for him to treat their illnesses. Chai Fu was even more revered because of this, and at the same time, he also learned of this village's origin. So these people are actually my descendants from over 100 years ago. This discovery made Chai Fu feel some lingering fear and thankfulness. Fortunately, he did not make a move earlier and slaughter them. Shortly after, Chai Fu began to think about the meaning of life. Maybe this arrangement of fate is for me to leave behind something. Chai Fu had already thought of leaving behind his inheritance, and now his thought had solidified. It just so happens that I got an inspiration during my closed cultivation and thought of a human path killer move. Looks like fate is never aimless, it wants me to use this move here. This killer move was congregated human talent. Chai Fu had been conceptualizing a lifespan extension method, but he did not expect the final result to be this. Congregated human talent was a human path killer move that could concentrate the aptitude of many people into a small group. Chai Fu used this move as the foundation and the favorable location of human smoke mountain to establish his super force, Chai Clan. Since the establishment of Chai Clan, they had gathered and nurtured outsiders. They then used the killer move congregated human talent to transfer the aptitude of countless outsiders to Chai Clansmen. Thus, geniuses always emerged in Chai Clan. And those outsiders had mediocre aptitude, they could not cause any problems. Chai Clan had this huge advantage and could rise continually, aspiring for the position of number 1 super force of southern border. However, there were Ba Clan and Sha Clan near Chai Clan. The 3 clans were near each other and had always been in dispute. Whenever one clan was more powerful, it would be jointly attacked by the other 2 clans. Adding on that Chai Clan had previously been near the 5 regional walls and had small territory, it lacked in resources, even though they had a large number of geniuses, they did not have sufficient cultivation resources. After the 5 regional walls disappeared, Chai Clan became extremely excited. Because they could march towards central continent. However, not long after the regional walls disappeared, Chi tides engulfed the world. After the Chi tides, inheritances appeared everywhere. All the super forces in 5 regions, even lone and demonic immortals, were scrambling everywhere for these inheritances. In fact, even if this wave calmed down, Chai Clan would still be in an awkward situation. Would they dare to attack Central Continent? Central Continent had the 10 great ancient sects, and in terms of strength, they were stronger than Southern Border. Even more terrifying was that Central Continent's 10 great ancient sects had the same superior, heavenly court. Central Continent's 10 great ancient sects fought each other, but if foreign enemies appeared, they would unite like one body. And now, Chai Clan encountered the greatest danger over the recent years. Gu Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan sent 3 rank 8 variant humans to discuss a trade with Chai Clan, but their terms were excessive. Fang Yuan directly asked for congregated human talent, human smoke mountain, as well as the countless outsider mortals that Chai Clan was nurturing. This was directly excavating Chai Clan's core foundation that established their status. It was no wonder everyone in Chai Clan looked unsightly. Chai Clan's GU Immortal Chai Kei-ching even shouted in anger, Fang Yuan deserved death. Impudent, you dare to curse my master. Looks like your Chai Clan is asking for extermination. Shizong shouted. No need to report to master, as 3 will attack and exterminate Chai Clan now. Golden Fur Immortal Monarch directly took out his 2 large hammers with surging killing intent. The expressions of Chai Clan immortals changed intensely, they activated defensive killer moves and rose to the air. A large chaotic battle seemed to be imminent. All of you, stop right now. Bing Yuan stopped the fight with a dark expression. Bing Yuan, this, Shizong and Golden Fur Immortal Monarch looked at Bing Yuan. Bing Yuan was the last to advance to rank 8 among the 3. Naturally, she had safely passed her tribulation with Fang Yuan's help. But Bing Yuan was Shui Er's grandmother, and Shui Er had an extremely terrifying identity that made countless GU immortals wary. She was Fang Yuan's fiancée. Thus, Shizong and Golden Fur Immortal Monarch had no questions about Bing Yuan's leadership position among them, and they were obedient too. Restrain your aggression first. Bing Yuan spoke. Shizong snorted as he restrained his aura. Golden Fur Immortal Monarch reluctantly put away his hammers while staring at these Chai Clan GU immortals. Chai Clan's first Supreme Elder let out a sigh of relief, and under his lead, Chai Clan GU immortals also returned to ground as a show of sincerity. Bing Yuan's expression was solemn as she said to the Chai Clan immortals, "We did not come here to make enemies out of Chai Clan, we indeed came to do a trade. My master is a benevolent lord, his demon title is only a misunderstanding by the outside world. It is just that those people who misunderstood master did not have a good ending. But what can my master do? Are you going to show your neck and wait for death when others come to kill you? There is no such logic in this world. I believe you can understand it and won't add to master's problems." Bing Yuan's words not only contained threat, she even distorted reality with her words. Chai Gan did not want to refute, he cupped his fists and said, "I apologize for my clansman's careless remark. But if we agree to your condition, it will be akin to losing the foundation of our clan. Back then, when Fate GU still existed, it was Heavenly Court's foundation. Does this mean Lord Fang Yuan would request to buy Fate GU from Heavenly Court? Would Heavenly Court sell it? Trying to buy a super force's foundation out of nowhere, there is no such logic in this world, isn't that so?" Bing Yuan smiled coldly. "Chai Clan, that is your own problem. Don't try to take advantage of us variant humans, and don't try to take advantage of our master. Our master is benevolent, but besides a fair transaction, do you still want master to help you think of a way to maintain your foundation?" Golden Fur Immortal Monarch snickered. "Isn't it simple if you want to keep your foundation? Just surrender to our master." Shizong immediately added with sincerity, "Yes. If you become our master's subordinates, your future will be bright. If you keep on living like this, there are no prospects for you." The three rank 8 variant humans revealed proud looks. They were deeply aware of this over the recent period of time. Chai Clan was silent, they were using this tactful way to express their refusal. The three variant human GU immortals did not persuade much, let alone elaborate on it. They would rather have fewer competitors. Bing Yuan continued to urge, "You are all aware in your hearts, if master wants to forcefully demand the resources, he will personally make a move. Why would he send us three to negotiate? Isn't this an unnecessary move? You can rest assured of master's sincerity, take a look." Bing Yuan opened her hand, revealing a rank 8 immortal GU. The Chai Clan immortals were stunned and astonished, they transmitted their voices to each other in disgust. "Fang Yuan is really willing to pay a price. I thought that he was going to demand those things forcefully. Be careful, this GU may be fake. Fang Yuan is crafty and sinister, we cannot be deceived by him." After the rapid conversation, Chai Gan shook his head. "It is a good GU, we can see Lord Fang Yuan's sincerity. But I am ashamed to say that even though I am Chai Clan's first Supreme Elder, my cultivation is only at rank 7, how can I be worthy of a rank 8 immortal GU?" Bing Yuan smiled. "Don't be in a hurry to refuse, take a look." Bing Yuan opened another hand, revealing another GU. It was another rank 8 immortal GU. This time, many Chai Clan GU immortals were moved. Bing Yuan observed their expressions and said with a confident smile, "That's right, you did not see it wrongly. This immortal GU is perfect for your Chai Clan, this GU is what your immortal GU house lacks. If you add it, your immortal GU house will become a rank 8 immortal GU house." Chai Gan's grave expression was also somewhat swayed. If Chai Clan had a rank 8 immortal GU house, they could fight against rank 8 GU immortals, and even participate in the peak battle between pseudo-venerable level existences. Their power and authority would rise to another level. It was a qualitative breakthrough. But at this time, Chai Ka-ching yelled, "Fellow Supreme Elders, don't be deceived by the demon Fang Yuan and these variant human GU immortals. Even if these immortal GU are real, our Chai Clan belongs to the grand righteous path, how could we lose our identity and honor for benefits? We must never collude with these demons. If we agree to this trade, what difference is there between us and the demonic immortals that we despise? If Ancestor Chai Fu were still alive, he would definitely berate us furiously. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Less than report chapter greater than so we can fix it as soon as possible." Chapter 2139 Righteous Speech. 2139 Righteous Speech. "Ha ha ha." Golden Fur Immortal Monarch laughed. "You are wrong, little girl." Shizong added, "It doesn't hurt to tell you. Your Southern Alliance's leader, Wu Yong, has already traded with us several times. He purchased a rank 9 Wind Path Immortal material from us, and also handed rank 7 Fan Wind GU to us to raise it to rank 8. What? Chai Clan's GU Immortals were shaken. Bing Yuan smiled. Demonic path, righteous path, what's the difference? If my master converts to righteous path, who will dare to not accept him? In fact, not only Wu Clan, Western Desert's Fang Clan is also secretly working with us. Currently, Fang Clan is using all their strength to develop Green Ghost Desert and is supplying countless soul cores to master. There was another round of disturbance among the Chai Clan immortals. They had heard of Western Desert's Fang Clan and also knew of their recent movements. What impacted them even more was that Wu Clan was secretly cooperating with Fang Yuan. How can that be? Chai Kei-ching called out, at least try to make a better lie. Lord Wu Yong is our Southern Alliance's leader, how can he reach agreement with you? Everyone, you should not listen to these variant humans' nonsense, they are just making lies to deceive us. But this time, Chai Clan immortals were silent. Chai Kei-ching had undergone immortal ascension just recently and had done so through relationships. Although she had talent, she had always been taken care of by GU immortal seniors and was not aware of how the world worked. Her understanding of the GU immortal world was even less than Shang Xinxi. Since these variant human GU immortals said this, Chai Clan's immortals believed that it was likely to be true. Because they only needed to investigate it and would be able to find clues. Since the variant human GU immortals had said it, they were not afraid of being verified, they could even provide direct evidence. Chai Kei-ching did not believe Wu Yong would do such things, but Chai Clan's immortals were people who were experienced and aware of worldly affairs. Not long ago, they themselves had reached an agreement with Lu Weiyin secretly to leave a way out. Bing Yuan continued. My master is determined to create the secluded domain of heaven and earth, human sea. I think you all know about master's nature. Even if all the people in the world oppose him, he will do it, he will not give up because someone obstructs him. You can also inquire about the recent events in Eastern Sea. We variant human GU immortals moved all around in Eastern Sea and slaughtered humans, it was to gather resources to complete human sea. Did any Eastern Sea Righteous Path super force oppose us openly? He. The Righteous Chi Alliance even has Chi Sea ancestor, a pseudo-venerable, but he pretended not to see it. Let alone your Southern Alliance. The will of Chai Clan's immortals were shaken, they started conversing secretly. There are indeed many tragedies happening in Eastern Sea GU immortal world. Yes, these variant human GU immortals might be detestable, but their words are not without logic. Eastern Sea's Righteous Chi Alliance has the pseudo-venerable Chi Sea ancestor, but it still ended up like this. Not to mention our Southern Alliance which doesn't even have such an expert. The worst thing is, Wu Yong secretly collaborated with Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan's influence is truly terrifying. The enemy is strong while we are weak, it will be sensible to preserve our strength for the future. No matter how much they hated to admit it, Chai Clan knew they were not Fang Yuan's match, they were not even the match of these 3 rank 8 variant humans in front of them. What made them even more hopeless was that even if they retaliated, the Southern Alliance would not provide them any protection. Even if the Southern Alliance provided protection, they would not be able to protect them. Chai Clan's human smoke mountain had countless humans. If they really fought, these people were Chai Clan's weaknesses and Chai Clan would not be able to protect them. In history, when Ba Clan and Sha Clan caused troubles for Chai Clan, they relied on this point. As long as they made a threatening move towards Human Smoke Mountain, Chai Clan had to act carefully. By now, Chai Clan was already inclined towards cooperating with Fang Yuan. There was nothing that could be done about it. The enemy was strong while they were weaker by a huge degree. Only Chai Kei-ching was still continuing. Everyone, listen to me. Shut up. Chai Gon could not endure it anymore. He waved his hand and sealed Chai Kei-ching, making her unable to even budge. Chai Kei-ching was shocked, she had never expected her first Supreme Elder to do this. This method surprised the 3 variant human immortals. When Chai Gon used this move, not even a slight aura leaked out from the start to finish. Without being able to sense the aura, the 3 variant human GU immortals were unable to judge what path this killer move belonged to. Chai Clan was a southern border super force after all, it had some foundation. Chai Gan's expression was cold as he stared at a Chai Clan GU immortal. Chai Duishan, control your own descendant. Yes, Chai Duishan immediately walked towards Chai Kei-ching and placed his hand on her shoulder. Instantly, the seal on Chai Kei-ching was strengthened further. Chai Kei-ching's mind shook intensely, her expression was one of incredulity. Her eyes moved towards the side and reddened as she looked at the ancestor that had once been so tall and grand in her heart. Seeing this, the 3 variant human GU immortals had a similar thought. The outcome was set. A day later, while Chai Clan's headquarters were empty, human Smoke Mountain was attacked by the biggest beast calamity of the past 100 years. An Earth Path immemorial desolate beast dug out from the ground. At that time, Chai Clan's immortals had gone out to fight for blessed lands, inheritances, and so on, and only a few rank 6 GU immortals were left to guard the headquarters. In order to protect the common people, the GU immortals left behind, with Chai Kei-ching as the head, used killer moves without caring for losses to Chai Clan. This move inflicted damage on both enemies and oneself. Although the immemorial desolate beast was killed, human Smoke Mountain was heavily damaged and was almost turned into a crater. Fortunately, they were able to protect some clansmen. Although there is a difference between immortals and mortals, Chai Clan holds no such differentiation. Human life is most important. Mortal lives are as precious as GU immortal lives. Even if we have to sacrifice our lives, it is worth it if we can save more lives. This is my Chai Clan's principle. It is our integrity as part of the righteous path. Chai Clan's first Supreme Elder Chai Gon proclaimed his words that were full of righteousness to Southern Borders GU immortal world after the event. The 3 variant human immortals set off on a journey back in secret. Human Smoke Mountain was naturally attacked by them. According to the agreement between the 3 variant human immortals and Chai Clan sold human Smoke Mountain as well as most of the mortals on human Smoke Mountain, only keeping their own clansmen. They also kept some random outsiders to put up a show. Chai Clan GU immortals did not make a move. The 3 variant human immortals dug up human Smoke Mountain and slaughtered countless mortals. Lastly, the 3 immortals took away Chai Clan's human path results, while leaving a fire path true inheritance and 3 rank 8 immortal GU to Chai Clan. Ha ha ha, Master's bottom line was 5 rank 8 immortal GU for this mission. I did not think we would complete this mission with just 3. Shizong laughed. Even if Chai Clan is a super clan and has been in southern border for a long time, they are truly inept. Just 3 rank 8 immortal GU were enough to blow them away. Golden Fur Immortal Monarch also showed his disdain. At present, there were over 20 rank 8 immortal GU listed on the Sovereign Immortal Apertures exchange list. These rank 8 immortal GU were of various paths and could be exchanged for using contribution points. Fang Yuan had been helping many GU immortals undergo tribulation, which spiked the number of rank 8 GU immortals in the Sovereign Immortal Aperture. Because of this, Fang Yuan put some rank 8 immortal GU on the exchange list. This move stimulated all the rank 8 GU immortals. They were excited to the point of madness. Even though many GU immortals knew clearly, Fang Yuan was dangling a carrot in front of them so that they would work for him like a mule. But this carrot was too large and too glossy. It really made them salivate. How hard was it to obtain a rank 8 immortal GU? How hard was it to refine it? The GU immortals simply could not resist this temptation. Congratulations, Bing Yuan, for saving 2 rank 8 immortal GU for Master. When we return, you will definitely be rewarded with lots of bonus contribution points. Golden Fur Immortal Monarch flattered. Fang Yuan's task rewards were not fixed, they could change according to the change in situation. Bing Yuan laughed reservedly. Actually, I don't care much about contribution points. I saved the 2 rank 8 immortal GU not for contribution points, but to help my family. You know that my Shui'er is Lord Fang Yuan's fiancé after all. This again, Bing Yuan is showing off her relationship with Master again. Shizong and Golden Fur Immortal Monarch looked at each other secretly, seeing the complex emotions in each other's eyes. They had heard of Bing Yuan mentioning this relationship so many times that they started feeling nauseous. But even so, every time they heard it, Shizong and Golden Fur Immortal Monarch could not help but feel envious. Not willing for Bing Yuan to stay on this topic, Shizong said, "Our side is clearly so strong, why do you think Master still used such a huge price to trade with Chai Clan?" Golden Fur Immortal Monarch immediately replied, "In my opinion, Master traded with Wu Clan, Chai Clan, and Fang Clan, probably because he wants to convert to righteous path." Shizong heaved a sigh. "If I had status and strength like Master's, I would run wild. Who can stop me? He, a mere Chai Clan will be turned to ashes with just a flick of my finger. Will I still talk business with these people?" Bing Yuan snorted coldly, "Which is why you will never become an existence like Master. Master's considerations are always far-sighted. How can we reckon what he is thinking? If we make guesses, it is no different than ants trying to estimate the sun and moon." Yes, Golden Fur Immortal Monarch quickly added, actually, even if we turn to righteous path, our lives will be pretty good. Just look at those Chai Clan GU immortals holding back their anger, it was really refreshing. I, a hairy man, finally get to experience the taste of equality. The three immortals looked at each other and saw smiles on the others' faces. Bing Yuan said, whether Master walks the righteous path or demonic path, we only need to know one thing. That is, we follow Master's decision. If Master wants to negotiate and do business, then we will do business. If Master wants to kill someone, we will go kill that unlucky fellow. Naturally, Golden Fur Immortal Monarch patted his chest strongly. Shizong also nodded, saying with emotions, in the history of humanity, besides Ren Zhu, I only respect Master. Over this recent period of time, Fang Yuan's subordinates had a huge transformation. The transformation on the surface was the rapid increase in their cultivation level and strength. And the internal mental transformation was that their loyalty towards Fang Yuan was increasing rapidly. The authority of the Supreme Demon, harsh agreements, and terrifying battle achievements made these GU immortals feel dread and not dare to rebel. On this basis, Fang Yuan only needed to give some benefits and these GU immortals would feel deeply grateful to him. And currently, Fang Yuan's treatment towards them was something the other forces simply could not match. Such huge benefits made these GU immortals gather tightly around Fang Yuan. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Less than report chapter greater than so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 2140 Establishing Dao Veins. Chapter 2140 Establishing Dao Veins. Inside the Sovereign Immortal Aperture, a huge butterfly was fluttering in the air. This butterfly was pure white and let out graceful cloud light. Its speed was sometimes fast, sometimes slow. When it was fast, it was almost like teleportation, and when it was slow, it moved leisurely like fluttering leaves. This was a totem killer move, Cloud Light Butterfly. The totem killer moves Zhen Bu brought from Myriad Beast Fusion Color Heaven had extremely high value. Based on their grades, these totem killer moves were divided into basic totems, unique totems, and super totems. There were thousands of basic totems, including Dark Capital Strength Tiger, Golden Bell Totem, Rain Eagle Totem and so on. After the cultivators of Myriad Beast Fusion Color Heaven refined a basic totem, they continued to develop the totem, making it a totem unique to them. These totems were different for different GU immortals. For instance, Zhen Bu combined Rain Eagle and Thunder Fish into Kunpeng Totem, which was his unique totem. It could not be copied by others because this totem was closely related to the distribution and scale of Zhen Bu's Dao marks. Above unique totems were super totems. There were extremely few of these totems and they were rare to the point of being only rumors and legends. Zhen Bu only heard of them and had not seen any. Many GU cultivators of Myriad Beast Fusion Color Heaven also were doubtful regarding this grade of totem. But in Fang Yuan's opinion, they should exist. According to legends, super totems can leave the GU cultivator and exist by themselves, they possess the ability to cultivate and can act by themselves. Isn't this speaking of Qing Chou? Qing Chou was originally a killer move, but through Genesis Lotus Immortal Venerable's arrangements, it turned into an immemorial desolate beast. Even the Grand Spectral Soul went down because of Qing Chou. All the myriad paths reached the same point in the end. When totem killer moves were cultivated to the limit, they would be like Qing Chou, transforming from a dead killer move to a certain living form. From another angle, GU refinement was also the same. GU cultivators refined many dead GU materials into a living GU worm. And GU worms and killer moves were the same in essence. Life, GU worms, killer moves, and others, they were just a manifestation of Dao. Unfortunately, I still cannot improve totem killer moves into compound killer moves at the moment. Fang Yuan sighed inwardly. When totem killer moves were used to deal with the enemies, they had to leave the sovereign immortal body and would no longer be under the protection of unrestrained heavenly marks. Maybe in the future, when my heaven path attainment increases, I can use heaven path Dao marks with totem killer moves to create compound totem killer moves. Fang Yuan already made some estimations. His heaven path attainment level needed to increase. In fact, his heaven path attainment had been rising all along. He was continuously refining heaven path Dao marks into unrestrained heavenly marks, and was using heaven path GU like Heaven's Envy Immortal GU. These experiences gave him insights towards heaven path. But his heaven path was still far from reaching master level. Master level heaven path attainment was the starting point for qualitative change. Fang Yuan continued to cultivate totem killer moves. So far, he was accumulating totem killer moves. Fang Yuan carefully selected these totem killer moves from the basic totems, and after perfecting them, they were at rank 8 killer move level. A message appeared that disturbed Fang Yuan's cultivation. Fang Yuan stopped his cultivation and inspected this message. This message came from Lu Weiyin. The letter focused on the method of artificially creating earth veins. My thought of modifying the sovereign immortal aperture is possible after all. Fang Yuan thought with some joy. Over this period of time, Fang Yuan had published the exchange list and invested greatly to nurture his subordinate GU immortals. Because of this, Fang Yuan's subordinates had a huge increase in their strength, they became extremely active and took the initiative to do missions everywhere. The sovereign immortal aperture's situation had already stabilized. Fang Yuan estimated he could annex 3 more grotto heavens before the ecosystem started breaking down again. But Fang Yuan was not satisfied with this. It was best if he could devour all the grotto heavens and increase his strength to the limit before the battle in Crazed Demon Cave. When he goes to Crazed Demon Cave in the future and faces off against Venerables, he would have a much easier time. However, even if Fang Yuan placed all the variant Human Alliance GU immortals inside the sovereign immortal aperture, including Qi Si Ancestor to overlook the whole situation, he could not annex all the 2 heavens grotto heavens. Even if he could do so, Fang Yuan would not do it. If he did it, the sovereign immortal aperture's ecosystem would turn completely chaotic, and with just a little carelessness, it would break apart. Currently, Fang Yuan was in a secure environment and there was already this threat. When he fights with Venerables and they discover this weakness, they may have some special methods to exploit this weakness. In fact, Fang Yuan's silver luck pillar was loose and not condensed, it was hinting to Fang Yuan that this obvious weakness was very likely to be used by Venerables. Just relying on manpower did not work. Fang Yuan racked his brains and finally thought of another method. That was to construct veins. Heaven had heaven veins, earth had earth veins, and humans had human veins. The so-called vein was extraordinary and special, not only was it an agglomeration of Tao marks, but it also contained the characteristics of movement. Heaven veins might be formless, but they contained abundant heaven path Tao marks. At the same time, these heaven path Tao marks were not constantly unchanging, they circulated and transformed continuously. So when Qi tide swept the world, there were Qi harvest fruits every time they dissipated. And in the 2 heavens, because almost all the grotto heavens were placed on a heaven vein node, the Qi harvest fruits emergence became even more obvious, turning into a calamity. Earth veins were similar. After the pursuit battle against Fang Yuan, earth veins appeared and spread throughout the 5 regions. Fang Yuan, Lu Weiyin, and others used the characteristic of the earth vein movement to escape smoothly. Why were there abnormal situations occurring in Fang Yuan's sovereign immortal aperture? What was the truth and source of it? Where was the crux of the issue? When Fang Yuan researched it, the answer he got was very thought-provoking. The answer was, the non-conflicting Tao marks of the sovereign immortal aperture. By right, there should be conflict between different Tao marks. But there was none of it in the sovereign immortal aperture, Tao marks of all paths were harmonious. Excessive harmony was not a good thing. There was no absolute good or bad in the world. Just like when Ni clan encountered the meteor calamity. This meteor calamity was extremely destructive and Fang Yuan had to personally make a move to resolve it. The source of this meteor calamity was just a spurt of fire rain in mini red heaven. After Fang Yuan annexed Fire Plane Grotto Heaven, his fire path Tao marks had a massive surge which caused frequent fire rain in mini red heaven. And among all the fire rain, one spell continued to grow and happened to shoot through a charcoal lake. The fire rain's Tao marks and charcoal lake's Tao marks merged together, forming rank 6 level killer move meteor rain. As the meteor rain entered mini orange heaven, it combined with the Tao marks on its way and its strength increased to rank 7 level. As it entered mini yellow heaven, it combined with metal path Tao marks and its might increased to rank 8. When it was above the Ni clan army, the scale of these meteors was already dense enough to fill the sky, reaching tens of thousands. The smallest were only the size of a small field, while some were as large as a mountain. If there was the presence of conflicting Tao marks, this calamity would have not occurred. It was very likely that when the fire rain shot through the charcoal lake, it would be restrained by the earth path Tao marks in the charcoal lake, its might would fall sharply and it would end there. But because of the harmony between Tao marks in the sovereign immortal aperture, after the fire rain went through the charcoal lake, it became meteor fire rain. After Fang Yuan realized this crucial point, he understood how to end the issues in the sovereign immortal aperture. It was simple, that was to make the Tao marks in the sovereign immortal aperture conflict. Once there were conflicting Tao marks, the sovereign immortal aperture's biggest issue would be solved easily. It would be stable like the outside world's 5 regions. Lu Weiyin's letter also confirmed Fang Yuan's idea. He mentioned, when Shadow Sect refined sovereign immortal fetus GU, Mushroom in Paradise had also secretly helped. Spectral Soul might or might not have realized this issue. But that was not important. Spectral Soul and Paradise Earth might oppose each other, but they reached a tacit agreement through Red Lotus Demon Venerable because of Fate GU. Lu Weiyin analyzed. The fundamental reason for sovereign immortal fetus GU being rank 9 was non-conflicting Tao marks. But if it were to be taken a step further and raised to rank 10, the Tao marks had to conflict. This conflict was not taking a step back, but instead, to make the sovereign immortal body's Tao marks follow the master's intention, it could either be non-conflicting or conflicting Tao marks at will. Making the Tao marks conflict could resolve the sovereign immortal body's greatest flaw: strong attack, weak defense. However, Fang Yuan clearly did not have enough capability to accomplish this. Even Spectral Soul Demon Venerable was unable to do this. After all, that would not be rank 9 sovereign immortal fetus GU, but rank 10. Rank 9 immortal GU were already rare and mighty, rank 10 was only a rumor of legends. Fang Yuan had lived for hundreds of years but had only heard rumors of 2 rank 10 immortal GU. One was Destiny GU, one of the main materials for refining rank 10 Destiny GU was rank 9 Fate GU. Another was Eternal GU. This legend originated from less than the legends of Ren Zhu greater than. Currently, from Lu Weiyin's letter, Fang Yuan learned of the possible 3rd rank 10 immortal GU, Sovereign Immortal Fetus GU. Fang Yuan could not accomplish conflicting Tao marks, then what should he do? Easy. Since he could not create conflicting Tao marks, Fang Yuan went to the extreme, to make Tao marks even more harmonious and condense them. But this cohesion and harmony was selective, and would be under Fang Yuan's control. What was the solution? Fang Yuan did not need to think much before the method of vein construction emerged in his mind. There were many kinds of Tao veins. Heaven vein, earth vein, human vein, fire vein, water vein, and so on. In Eastern Sea, undercurrents interwove under the sea, forming a natural route for transportation of goods. Many of Eastern Sea's caravans made use of GU worms to go deep under the sea and use the undercurrents to move rapidly. In a short time, they could travel for 10,000 li, or even 100,000 li, to engage in trade. This was actually one of the forms of water veins. Southern Borders Paradise Earth True Inheritance naturally contained the way to construct artificial earth vein. But Fang Yuan still wanted to consult Lu Weiyin regarding the specific way to put it into practice. Regarding him and Paradise Earth Immortal Venerable, Fang Yuan was always on guard. For instance, Fang Yuan had never let Lu Weiyin enter the Sovereign Immortal Aperture. Or for example, Fang Yuan preserved Paradise Earth's dream realms and Mushroom in Paradise, he did not make a move on them without deep consideration. Adding in Lu Weiyin's suggestion, I can modify my previous idea and get an overall mature way to implement it. I can let those GU immortals finish the early steps. Or maybe, I should let Meng Chu Zhen explore Paradise Earth's dream realms first and raise my Earth Path attainment, which would make it much more convenient for constructing the Earth vein. If you find any errors, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Less than report chapter greater than so we can fix it as soon as possible.